Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join our cult.
Bit of halftime there. If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube. Wow.
Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You're listening and maybe watching the dulcet tones of myself, Maffew, joined as always by the 18 themselves, Jack and Ross, together again. Boy, it feels so good. How the hell are you both?
In a state of mourning.
Oh, wow. Wow, it's very different, yeah.
Darius passed away this week.
Oh, my God, I know.
Absolute, that came from nowhere. Just, he died like 5 days before the announcement came out. I was heartbroken, me.
He was so young as well. He's 41.
42, 41, 42,
41,
yeah.
42.
Found his hotel room. I'm not over it, me. Not over it.
He genuinely was one of those like childhood figures. You're like, oh, because Pop Idol was huge.
But people don't realise the character arc of Darius is one of the greatest comebacks in the history of reality TV. Or pop, whatever those category of shows are.
Tell him,
he
Ross.
started off as a piss take, so he did, with his little mustache and whatnot, and his little Britney Spears performance. It was terrible, but he pulled it round to produce one of the, arguably the biggest banger of the noughties, up there in the conversation.
Colorblind.
What was the banger?
Yeah.
Oh,
Colorblind.
Oh, come on, what is
Yeah.
it? That's the only song he had,
great
as far as
song.
I'm concerned, even though he did have a whole catalogue.
For the Americans going, I want to hear about Kenny Omega or whatever. It's just obviously Colorblind was a hit.
Surely Colorblind crossed the pond.
I'll think of a new Hall of Fame pick. It's all right.
Some of the stuff was insular.
Mine was going to be colorblind, but it's fine.
No, you can do that.
When it's the bridge, when it goes, blinded by the lights.
Yeah. It was my karaoke song before Elton John and George Michael. At uni, it was Colorblind.
And we've seen
Oh,
you
that's a
do
hard,
that karaoke
that's a hard
as well.
song. That's
Yeah.
very falsetto in
Especially like the second half when he's going just rapping basically.
Blind, blind,
yeah.
blind. I thought the hard bit would be the a little hazy but mellow.
I mean, if you're going to take it seriously, it is. When you've had
A
12,
karaoke.
when you've had 12 pints, it's like rest in peace, Darius.
In your head, you
absolutely.
think it's like Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But R.I.P. Darius.
Yeah, sorry to stop on a Debbie Downer, but it's what
No,
we've been saying.
Well,
It's
we
worth
get the wrestling
mentioning.
news out the way anyway, and that's always a laugh a minute, so that's fair enough. Aside from that, how are you, pal?
Delightful. Been watching Stranger Things.
Oh,
Have you indeed? By God.
Halfway through season 3 currently. Binged it.
Because we talked about Netflix things last week, didn't we? To make sure we're all on the cool
yeah.
level. And you watch Stranger Things, that's cool. I watched the Woodstock 99.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen
you?
episode 1 of that.
Bloody hell. It gets darker from there, Ross. Much darker.
Yeah. If you watch episode 1, you thought it was an alright event.
I've
but,
been it ends with my pal episode 1 with my pal Gavin, doesn't it? Gavin Ronsford. Adrenaline keeps me in the game. That guy.
I can't believe.
God, yeah.
I can't believe he calmed that crowd of rabid corn fans.
The way that was built up, it's like, how do you follow Korn in 99? Having a set where Davis is on his back with his, his kilt going, and it's like, oh, this is going to be it. And it was like, hey guys, everyone calm down. They're like, yeah, all right, we will.
To be fair, though, he had the very chutzpah, the kavorka of Woodstock in his veins. Peace, love, and hugs, man.
Yeah, but then the Kavorka of the crew to try and blame Limp Bizkit
I
for
know.
being Limp Bizkit. Well, then they sung Break Stuff, one of the most recognizable songs that's still played to this day, and that's when people started breaking stuff. It's like, yes, Fred Durst, we obey. It's like, it was ridiculous.
Those two organisers are the villains of the piece
Yes,
for me.
of course.
There's the corporate New York one who's like, I wasn't that bad, it was okay. And then there's the one who did the original Woodstock who's just not realised the world's changed in the past 50 years, or 30 years then, I
He's
guess.
still
But
dressing like
He's like
at Woodstock, the
Ross,
original
sorry
one.
to spoil this, but in the final one, right, the Red Hot Chili Peppers have played, and they're going to do an encore. And that hippie bloke who did the first Woodstock goes, "We'll pass out candles to the crowd, and we'll do a candlelit vigil." And then the Chili's come on and play Fire by Jimi Hendrix.
You know, they said, can you please calm
Such
the
a
audience?
bad
And everyone
idea.
seems to be like, okay, it seems like, wow, and they did it. It
What,
was
so is that
beautiful.
how-
They pass out candles when everyone's already at the level of rioting. And then could do something to cool the crowd down. And they played Fire.
Oh,
How's the song go? I forget.
I can't remember. It's a Jimi Hendrix song anyway.
Is it Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fire. And so they're like, oh, fire, candle, fire. Aha!
Yeah.
Thank you. And he killed this with the Royal Trooper because we serve. And it's just this amazing, depressing event where they wanted a multitude of things at the lowest of cost. Hey, how about a bunch of hippie stuff? James Brown and Willie Nelson, all these other people. And also the hardest hitting new metal bands of the period. And this weird mix of lots of dude bros and not a lot of hippies around. And then going, peace, and this old woman at one point, just like, who's at Woodstock's like, hey, we should all be picking up the rubbish
Handing out
together.
the rubbish bags.
She's handing out bins to
Oh.
people as dude bros are knocking down like areas of it, going,
She's
hey,
like,
stop
that's
that.
a piece of art. Let's get this back up on its.
And they're almost like, oh, okay, mom. But like, wow. Yes, a really staggering documentary if you like that type of thing. Netflix does that well, where it's, hey, do you want to watch a documentary about something nice? No. Do you want to watch a documentary about something that was really bad? Oh, you betcha.
There's new one on there last night. It's like, I killed my father.
Oh,
That's what the documentary's
What
called.
happens in that?
Looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Apart from that, how you doing, Jack?
I'm not too bad, thank you. I'm doing all right. I've been watching. Well, my girlfriend's been watching Game of Thrones. I've already seen it, but she's watching it for the first time. So I'm just
that's
sat,
right. Right,
I'm
right,
just
I
sat
remember
with
that,
her waiting for stuff to happen.
There was a fantastic sense of irony over me last night with that AEW sponsored by Game of Thrones show because of our old pal.
Huh?
Our old pal.
I think I know what you mean.
He used
Oh,
to,
the dragon.
It's not even real.
Oh, I
brought
thought
him
you
up a
meant.
few
I thought you were
times
talking about dragons and dragon eyes.
No,
Oh,
our
right.
old pal, who was
Our
the
old
Game
pal.
of Thrones writer, but would laugh at us because wrestling's not real.
Yeah.
Well, take that. They're the same thing.
House
It was
of the
proven last
Dragon.
night.
And wrestling's never produced anything as underwhelming as the last season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame.
Even that Del Rio World title run wasn't as underwhelming as the last season of Game of Thrones.
But no, I'm all good.
Good.
as
Is she
well.
is she watching Game of Thrones to get up to speed with House of Dragon?
I don't know because I think she was gonna see if she liked it and then watch House of Dragon if she liked it, and she's liking it so far. We'll see how it ends up. The bit with in the very first season or episode where it's Jaime and Cersei and they're getting it on, but they're brother and sister, and I was like waiting.
beg your
I
pardon.
know, and I was waiting for it to happen.
Vince McMahon loved that.
And the king is like. Is he really in line to the throne, or is he this secret like incest baby and stuff? And it's all like, whoa. I was waiting for her to be shocked when that happened, when it goes inside the tower and they're like at it, and then they're like, and they've been caught, and she just was like, oh, and I was like, they're brother and sister, you know? She was like, yeah, I know. I was like, weird, innit? And she went, aye, but it's the olden days. I was like, what? Well, no.
I mean, yeah, she's a history buff. That won't be that surprising. But
I was going to say, where's she from?
Heaton.
Say no more.
Heaton's a nice place.
it was.
It's becoming nicer. It's becoming gentrified, is Heaton.
Yeah.
It's in Chile Road now. It's like Woodstock 69.
It's just cousins now.
God's sake.
On that bombshell, hey, let's look at some news. The newest thing that came in on the wire last night was the report of $5 million in unrecorded Vince McMahon expenses connected to Donald Trump WWE appearances. What already appeared to be the case, it has been confirmed by the Wall Street Journal that $5 million in unrecorded expenses from Vince to the Trump Foundation 0709, bringing the total in undeclared McMahon expenses to $19.6 million. And I looked at this news.
That's more expensive than Shearer.
Oh, God, you're right. Look at this news and went, this is hardly surprising. The Trump stuff that's popped up the last few weeks, it's like, we know Linda's on the board. There's all the photos. This is not, I can't believe. But apparently it's the fact that it was undeclared and the fact that you was telling me, Vince, when there was asked, was like, no, Trump wasn't paid for those appearances. So he's a
Went
liar.
straight with Foundation. Yeah.
I'm beginning to think this Vince McMahon character, he's got a few flaws about him. But yeah, it's not in this fantastic bit of Cultaholic news. It's
Oh my God.
a
Is it the
book.
clause?
The clause in the contract. Now, younger people may not remember, but at that point, the highest grossing, I think I get that right, but almost profitable WrestleMania at the time was WrestleMania 23, partly helped by Trump and all this other stuff. And he was involved in the match, Battle of the Billionaires, and people coughing, going, when were you last a billionaire, Vince? Can't argue with numbers. Lashley versus Umaga, and Battle of Billionaires, loser gets their head shaved. Trump had it in his contract, according to the WSJ, that no matter what happened in that match, no matter if it was a win, pinfall or loss, or Lashley dying in the ring, Trump was not getting his hair cut.
Hey, Umanga was a threat back then.
You mango.
Certainly was.
I mean, he's just clearly a student of the screw job. He doesn't want it. He's seen what happened to Bret
He's
Hart.
seen
He
wrestling. He
knows,
thinks
yeah.
it's real. It's that alleged story that when Vince's limo blew up, he rang the police. Or he rang the Rego, and is he all right? Allegedly. I'm not saying anyone confirmed that.
How would
that's
they have done
true.
that? No, that doesn't matter. That's not the question. If Bobby Lashley actually passed away at WrestleMania 23, how would they have got Vince McMahon in that barber's chair?
Umanga would have had to crawl under last
Yeah, I was
week.
going to say, I forget which, George Animal Steele had that story, because he was talking about a referee who asked just like, what happens if like Hogan's wrestling somebody and something goes wrong? And he says, this is what you do. You go, 1, 2. Like, no, you don't do it. So, another news. WWE star Drew McIntyre is currently dealing with a back injury, according to a new report from Fightful Select. McIntyre has been pulled from last weekend's spate of house shows for what Fightful has simply termed a rough back injury. We're told that surgery isn't expected. He simply needs to rest it up. It was noted that McIntyre was not expected to require surgery. He resurfaced on Monday's episode of Raw, during which he addressed the report, saying, of course, he has an injury to his back. It's from carrying the weight of 20 men.
I don't know.
Through the fields, medieval style.
I don't know if that's quite
To
true.
have... Never mind.
I think Drew's recently returned to form, but the past couple of years haven't been his best. So I take issue with that statement, Drew. I don't really.
Challenges you to a duel. Fields, thrones.
Yes.
And the Dragons.
No, but I thought it was really good how he said that on Raw and then just had this barn burner of a match where his back couldn't possibly be hurt unless they pumped it full of the painkillers that Cody used to get through his match with Rollins.
It was class promos, generally. Just that one line I was like, but the rest of it was... We'll talk about it later on, I'm sure.
Sure,
But yeah.
we will. Sadly, Chris Statlander is out for 6 to 8 months. Gutted on this. AEW star suffered an injury at the August 5th tapings in Dark, which he crumpled the mat. Following a big boot to Sierra, Statlander revealed the latest AEW Road 2 episode that she'll be out of action for 6 to 8 months. Quote, after getting an MRI, I have a completely torn ACL. My lateral meniscus is torn, and there's a lateral impaction fracture in my tibal and femoral heads that I'm more of a bruise, particularly a broken leg. Recovery 6 to 8 months post-op.
Man.
Just been out for a long while as well.
Yeah, just got back. Wrestling is deeply unfair.
I think she's like Chelsea right back Reece James, where if it wasn't for injuries, she'd be regarded as like amazing. Reece James has had bad luck in the Premier League. Chris Statlander's had bad luck in AEW.
Yeah,
Fair.
nice comparison. And
He's better than like Trent Alexander-Arnold, for example.
We'll no doubt
Can't
get a
defend the
question
same.
from him in the mailbag later on. AEW officially signs Parker Boudreaux, the former NXT dude who didn't do anything. Officially signed with AEW.
Didn't do anything.
He's just stood behind Gacy going, grrr.
Yeah.
He kicked Brian Kendrick down the stairs.
Oh, you're right. That's why they signed him. That's right.
Look at the
Thank you.
success Gacy had with him just standing behind him as well. He's gone to pot since.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
got a title shot and everything.
Oh, he did. No, he'd gone before then.
Oh. Well, he was on his way.
No, that's why Parker should have stayed there to keep Gacy down. You're right.
Gacy's fantastic. How dare you?
No, stop it.
I was overjoyed that he wasn't on NXT this week.
Oh, he wasn't? I knew there was something missing.
There was another
And you-
thing missing, which I'll drop later on.
Lots of that to come. Later in the year, Boudreaux debuted on the revamped NXT as Haaland after drawing immediate comparisons to Brock Lesnar from a physical standpoint, which everyone on Twitter seems... If you went on Twitter, you'd think he was the next big thing, I guess. But it's just, I've looked at him on AEW and gone, that's a lad.
Well, he looks like Brock Lesnar. He wears hip-hop clothing sometimes, sort of, but also the font is in a new metal style. I just can't place him. Where's he? What?
I think he's made a bad first impression.
Oh.
It's obviously not, it's not fully gone yet, but to be Haaland with hair, when you had the chance to just reinvent yourself and be this charismatic fella who's got all these friends in high places.
But is he charismatic?
Well, he seems to be, doesn't he? He seems to be one of those frat boys with the friends in high places and the social media numbers.
So the guy who hasn't done or said anything is charismatic.
That's what I mean on social media.
Oh, social media, right.
He was an influencer, wasn't he, before he signed NXT?
So he was
or something like that?
All the rappers knew him. All the rap singers.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Don't understand.
He's hanging with those rappers, G. You know what I mean?
Word.
Life.
Yeah. Can't say Takashi. Departs USA.
Takeshita.
I'm
Takeshita.
sorry.
He
I'm
just gave
sorry.
up
I'm fighting my brain
Friend
here.
of the channel, Takeshita, as well.
Fraser Poitier, all week long.
right, yes,
I
'cause-
interviewed there, Takeshita, you know.
He was a-
Liam Neeson there.
He went. Yes, he was here in Newcastle upon Tyne a week ago. After leaving AEW in front of a bunch of people.
Also interviewed Big Damo.
Big
Check it
Damo,
out
the
on
new
podcast
Progress
feed.
champ.
Yeah, check it out on the podcast feed for those full interviews.
Oh, lovely. He's returned to Japan after a 4-month run in the United States and wrestled a lot of places, but mostly AEW. The DD Pro star wrote on Twitter, I am leaving America. I have so many great memories of the last 4 months. Thank you all for being so nice to me.
But he told Fraser Porter that he might be back in October in America. Not
I
in
think
India.
Excalibur also corroborated this report from Fraser Poitier on Dark or Dark Elevation or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice one, Fraser.
Yeah, well done, Fraser. Yeah,
So I was
Fraser, the star of that news piece.
I was initially thinking like Tony Khan would be just bursting, just like he gave away when he's coming back. We do the shock debuts better than anybody, or re-debuts, returns, whatever.
Well, Tony Khan's mad because he can only sign someone once. So
also, though, because after Meltzer never said outrightly that WWE were going to go after Takeshita, but Meltzer was saying apparently they were looking at the possibility of getting like a big Far Eastern star, and Takeshita fit the bill. So Fraser Poitier, being the A-line journalist that he is, was like, "Want to go to WWE there?" And he was like, "No." So big scoop from Fraser this week.
yeah,
Took Twitter by storm, so it did.
It did. He said, "No, I've no interest."
It was rattling reporters everywhere.
Well, after he's had such a lovely run in AEW, why would he?
I hate
Why would he?
Fraser.
You hate Fraser. You've never said this is just breaking news here, Jack.
I've been doing this for about 6-7 years now.
You have.
Never have I had a story explode like Fraser's.
Because he goes to all the local shows. He's at
He's
more
hired
than
at half of them.
He's more. Is that more of these Northeast shows than HT Drake at this point? Fraser Poitier.
That's not quite true. He's at all of them.
Okay.
The king in the northeast. Well done, Fraser. He's done well. He's done well there. I'm so jelly boy.
What's he got behind him? The arrogance of youth.
Oh, right. Sorry, the arrogance. How did I
catchphrase.
not even? Yeah, the arrogance of youth.
They bit him on the arse today in the office
Oh.
when you and Fraser went to Tesco. And Fraser went, "Anyone like to come to Tesco with me, Fraser Poitier?" across the room. No one responded because everyone works with headphones in. And then, literally, as the door closed behind you, Alex upstairs put on Slack, our messaging service. "Anyone fancy Tesco?" So the rest of the office
Fraser
went,
has an arrival horn when he enters the office. He goes, "Doo-doo, I'm here now."
"We have to roll out this tartan carpet."
Wait, I think I hear Fraser going, "You take the..."
Honestly, right, it's got to the point now where when Fraser comes in the morning, he expects a cup of whiskied coffee alongside 2 bits of shortbread on arrival every day.
Tell you who was actually behaving a bit like Fraser over the weekend was Dan Heppel, actually, our own producer of this podcast. Because there was a gathering at mine.
All right, what was Dan Heppel doing?
Dan was getting people to bring him things from the kitchen rather than move himself. And just sat there in the garden, facing away from everyone else because the sun was on him. So there's the circle of chairs, and his is the other way around.
Yeah.
You're like a dad. And he goes like, "You got the kitchen there?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." He's like, "Oh, can I have a strongbow?" I'm like, "All right."
Strongbow?
Yeah.
Willingly drinking Strongbow?
What? Wait, dark fruits or normal?
Oh!
Then at one point,
Open your mouth, I'll piss in it.
Then at one point, he's like, "Is anyone going in the kitchen? Can I have a hot dog?" Right? There's a plate of hot dogs in the kitchen, and everyone's like, "Don't do it. Don't get Dan any more stuff." Right? And then Luke goes and gets him it and brings it out, and Dan goes, "Oh, I don't want it." How? Why did you do that?
That's the game.
And it was apparently a test of loyalty.
Yeah.
There's something sweeping through this office currently from these like working class strongholds such as Sunderland and Liverpool, because the stuff I'm seeing from Jack Atkins as well is on par with that sort of stuff.
The news just now every week just becomes us just trying to air our grievances.
Great run in AEW. Yeah, great. Go on.
He went round the corner, right, and he got this bag of ground coffee from the little shop round the corner, and he requested it be ground up so it fit his particular coffee pot. He couldn't just pick it up off the shelf and take it home. He had to give it to a lady who then processed it to fit his particular coffee pot. This is a man from Liverpool, the Socialist Republic.
Where'd you get the coffee from?
Little shop round the corner. I'm not going to say the name. People will find out where we are.
All right. But wait, do they make the coffee there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's
it's all it's all local brew.
Right. No, but that's a
breweries,
normal thing.
Coffee places.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because it's the
He
one in town I
takes
get
a
mine
ready-made bag off the shelf. It's all sealed up, and
Yeah.
as you would buy in Tesco's or anything. And he takes it to the counter and says, "I own a such and such pot." I forget what he said. Roku or something? I don't know. And she grounds it up for him.
Yeah, that's what they'll do.
A man from Liverpool doing that. Never seen the like. We've all lost it, man. We've all lost that humble, salt of the earth quality.
Oh no, he was drinking Strongbow.
Well, to be fair, yeah. While ordering people to get him food.
Yeah, true.
Was he drinking the Strongbow? Was he just, "Oh yeah, thanks," and
That's
it's
just to
pouring
remember-
it on the
remember
grass,
who he is.
all over Jack's carpet in front of him.
What else wrestling news-wise has there been this week? Bloody hell.
Goldberg done apologising to Bret Hart.
Oh, what? You kind of tease me like that? I thought you were saying Goldberg, done, never returning.
Yeah, if only. Bret has never forgiven Goldberg for we all know what. Goldberg's recently apologised to Hart for what happened at the pay-per-view, but now on Talk is Jericho, obviously a podcast for clear-headed people, he said, "Yeah, but I get it.
Wait.
I mean, I understand to a point. I'm like, yeah, 100%, Bret's still there. There's no malicious consent. Blah, blah. It's typed up verbatim, so it goes on forever. Look, I got to say, man, I'm kind of at a turning point. I'm done saying I'm sorry. I have said it a million times. I'm not going to continue to tear myself down. I'm done. I said I'm sorry. If you can't accept my apology, it is what it is. You got to move on. And I've moved on, so I won't be breaching the subject too much more.
So, I didn't know where this story came from. I'd heard it, but I didn't realize it was from Talk Is Jericho. Goldberg was on Talk Is Jericho.
I didn't even hear anything.
They put their
about it,
differences beside.
Did they talk about the fight?
Yeah, I think so. I've not listened to it. But
yeah, that'll be a bigger news.
they were on
thing,
Zoom
Yeah.
together doing it, so.
Well, they couldn't be in the same room together.
No. Doesn't want to get front face locked again.
I mean, to be fair, Brett, he just cost him millions of dollars. I wouldn't accept an apology either.
Ooh.
Would you? If someone kicked you in the face and cost you millions of dollars?
Well, it was an accident, though.
No, that's it. Brett's always been like, well, Goldberg why did he kick him that hard? You can't accidentally kick someone as hard as you possibly can with that, which is like Brett's thing. It's like if he was like whoopsie doodle superplex or whatever, but it was just like, this move, right? You're going to run towards me and I'm just going to kick you. Like I'm putting out a fire on my dad.
I feel similar to how when CM Punk was harsh about Ryback.
Right.
It's like two wrestlers having a go at like large athletic men who are maybe not natural wrestlers. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how much is it their fault, or how much is it the fault of people who push them to that level to begin with, despite the lack of relative experience?
That's it. Yeah. Maybe if Brett had his career ended by somebody else, like whatever, Dean Malenko kicked his leg out, whatever, he'd be like, that's Dean.
The power plant guy, the coach.
That should be the next script for Sam's AI. What if Bret Hart's career was ended by a wrestler's wrestler?
Ooh.
Yeah.
See what would unfold.
Yeah.
What Bret's opinions would be.
Yeah. But again, Bret Hart took it more seriously than anybody, and he's earned that right. So thanks, Goldberg, for nothing. WWE WrestleMania 39 breaks first day ticket sales record, which I swear we hear every WrestleMania. But this one, WrestleMania really seems to be getting a boost from all the negative and positive publicity they're getting at the minute, aka the Vince stuff. The company announced today that the record of first day ticket sales have been broken with over 90,000 tickets sold within the first 24 hours. There's a 42% increase on first day sales of WrestleMania 38. In quote, in nearly 40 years, we have never sold that many WrestleMania tickets that fast. With those record numbers, we are tracking down sellouts with passionate fans at SoFi Stadium for both nights. Now, I'm not sure how this works now, because with Ticketmaster having the monopoly on these things, how much of this is, and obviously this goes for AEW and other places as well, but how much of this is them selling those tickets to those other places that get on a StubHub?
I don't know, actually.
Brandon Thurston will know.
Yeah.
Oh, he's good.
We don't know.
Oh, man. I like how WrestleMania is now in a place we've not had it in for a while. Now they can do California-themed things.
Yeah.
Tone, tanned, fit and ready. Turn it up because it's getting heavy and all that.
Yep.
That's the first California song I could think of.
Beautiful.
But anyway, it'll be. Do you think it'll be Hollywood themed, even though it's in? I think it's in or near Inglewood.
Inglewood,
aka
yeah.
Inglewood.
Well, they're in Jersey and they're in New York, so yeah,
that
sure.
is true. Yeah. Oh well,
No.
we'll see how it goes.
It's just that lingering thing of The Rock, isn't it? I think that's what a lot of people are putting this down. Apart from, WrestleMania being the brand.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I watched Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle last night.
How was it?
All right, harmless fun.
Fair enough.
Much like Home Alone 3.
Yeah,
But people can't enjoy that for some reason.
That was harmful fun.
Jack Black's really good in it.
They're on 3.
No.
Oh.
Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle.
I see.
Because he plays. They all get transported into a computer game, and they all get different characters, and he's the prom queen. Like she's become him, so he's got to be like, "Oh my god, guys!" And it's Jack, but it's Jack Black doing that.
Oh, okay.
Nick Jonas turns up, and he's like, "Oh my god," but it's Jack Black, so it's really good.
What was the one?
Sorry.
I thought it was legitimately laughing. I was ignoring him. Sorry. What was the one they did the sequel to Jumanji that wasn't Jumanji? It was Zed something.
Zed Cos. Zafura.
That's your
That's
catchphrase.
your
Hang on.
catchphrase.
Dan Hebel has catchphrases, which he dropped on us at the Cultaholic Summer Bonanza in the
Yeah,
caravans.
on day 2, Dan goes, trying out a few catchphrases.
Zambui was one of them.
Zambui. Bazooka. Bada bing, bada boom.
What was the film called?
His
sorry?
catchphrases.
Yeah.
Zafura is the
Zafura
film.
was the film.
Okay. Did anyone watch that?
No.
What a great conversation. I'm sorry for bringing it up. Ciampa. Oh, that's because he was in Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. The Rock's been in 2 films called Welcome to the Jungle.
Oh.
Because was it The Rundown that got renamed over here? Oh, I'm like boring what it is. I'm sorry. Ciampa reveals why he changed his mind about moving to the WWE main roster. Now, this is something I was interested in hearing because we all heard for years Ciampa went, if I move from NXT, I'm quitting. And then obviously he's on the main roster and he hasn't. Ciampa had previously been reluctant about moving the WWE main roster from NXT, knowing in 2019 he didn't want to go on a 300-day schedule. Ciampa's views have changed. He says, quote, those 300 days don't exist anymore. So that was big, and that was something that was just kind of recently become a shift. Prior to the pandemic, it slowed, and then now it's just a whole new game. The pandemic itself, the neck surgery, and how it all went down, and I was home almost every single night of Willow, his daughter's first 3 years. You build such a relationship with your child in those first 3 years. Sorry. So, so well. And Ciampa emphasized how important the neck surgery was, noting he was in, quote, an abnormal amount of discomfort for years, but the surgery has allowed him to feel amazing to the point where he feels he could wrestle for another 10 to 20 years. So,
10 to 20 years?
That's a
Isn't he
lot of
40
years.
odd? No.
I'll have a look.
Oh, yeah, how old is Ciampa?
Tommaso Ciampa
I can't tell how old he is because he's got...
Must be pushing 40.
He's 37.
Ooh. That's like when we found out Kenny Omega's age upstairs.
Yeah.
I was convinced he was early 40s, but he's nearly 38.
Ibushi's the weirdest one for me.
Yeah.
I forget how old...
He looks 19,
Yeah.
but he's actually
Dun, dun, dun.
40. Not right.
It's like Finn Balor as well. That's another one.
Yeah.
And Brian Alvarez.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
I'm 63.
63 years old. The report latest on Sasha Banks and Naomi's WWE returns. While they've yet to resurface on TV, Sasha and Naomi are still expected to make their return to the company. Dave Meltzer reported on, it says Sunday night's main event. I don't know what that is. I mean, everybody expects that. Oh, I'm not going to read it verbatim. God, let me
No,
skim
go on.
this.
It's always fun reading the Meltzer quote verbatim.
All right, are we ready? I mean, everyone expects that they're in. It's just a question of which week they want to debut them. Why does no one talk about that noise he makes with his mouth? So since they're on the tournament, I'm guessing that's going to be the finals of the tournament or right after. I'm done with this. Yeah, thanks, Dave Meltzer for saying nothing.
What did he actually say, though? Anything or
He
nothing?
thinks that they're going to be back. Sasha and Naomi, obviously the biggest ones they could do. Everyone seems to think they're in. It's just a question of which week they're going to come back to the tournament.
You've added
Even
nothing.
though they've had
Dave, you've added note.
They've renounced the brackets. So unless they're going to come in and just kick them out, like
Dave.
I think the
Akuma and Street Fighter 2.
The expectation is they'll come back at the finals, won't they? Whenever they take place. I don't think they've.
Oh,
challenge
yeah,
the
whoever
winners.
wins afterwards and go, oh, well, yeah. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that was the big news.
Excellent.
All the news that's relevant and more to come.
Is that it?
Was that it?
Bloody hell!
We did a lot of talking in between.
What a light week.
That was 40 minutes.
Was it?
Was that it?
Wow. 27 minutes. Come on now.
I felt more like 40. And more to come here on the podcast.
Mordecai is also a wrestler.
Also looks a bit like Parker Boudreaux.
Wow. Parker Boudreaux has a name that's similar to a French town.
What an ending.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
Haaland, used to be known as Parker Woodrow,
Interesting.
is the favourite segment of many people on this podcast, the Hall of Fame. And condescending order from last week, the comeback of the woolly mammoth, 21%.
I'll put that down to people being scared. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a woolly mammoth back.
No.
The idea of just, having to drive around the woolly mammoth, being late for work because of woolly mammoth,
I'd love to just walk past one, maybe touch its nice fur without being eaten.
and then eat it later on.
Yeah, aye.
Apex Predator and all that. Maffew's granola, 29%. That's fine. The story was better than that. That granola this morning. That's why I'm feeling good. But the clear winner, Jack's embarrassing morning, 50%.
It's not the one. It's not the win I'm most proud of. There's been big weeks before, but I think this one was a bit of a. But I'll take it.
Look at that, slandering our picks.
Well, no, it's just,
Even when I love Jack so much. Jack wins, and he's still like, well, okay.
well, no, this one was
I
definitely.
wasn't very good.
Don't have a cow, man.
I'm sorry for winning.
No, this one wasn't. Anyway, I've not got a good one this week either.
Darius is great.
Oh yeah, I could go for colorblind. But we've already talked about Darius, and I think he, if anything, that song could be an honorary inclusion.
I would give it. Yeah, we do try and stop away from being soppy, but yeah, we could put it on.
So I'm gonna go for the orange Newcastle scooters. Oh man.
Okay.
Oh man, they've been around for a little while now, but I've only recently had a go at for the first time.
How was it?
I felt alive. I felt exhilarated. I went on it twice yesterday. On my lunch break, I scooted down to Greg's on the other end of the biker bridge.
Thank you. I'm like, what's a scooter? Oh, thank you,
Well,
Jack.
not like. Dan, don't shout rubbish. Don't shout rubbish. Don't shout rubbish there. What? No, extreme.
This isn't your dad's scooter.
Right, that's what I thought until I tried one. They reach nearly 30 miles an hour, right?
Can you zoom in on that woman?
They're good.
Is it miles an hour or kilometers an hour?
Miles. I know, yeah. No, I think if you're going downhill, it can probably reach, I don't know, it struggles to get to 30, but you can, there's basically a gear button. There's like one that caps you at 10, 50 miles an hour, and then you press the speed button and you get a little boost.
Not boost.
These look rubbish now.
I tell you what, having heard them rattle past me on the street, I've never tried one. I would not want to go that quick on one. There's no suspension.
I felt it unlocked my inner Jarrow. I was like, oh, it was class. I'm just genuinely buzzing. But then I went down to the Greg's, parked the scooter just off Shields Road because I was too embarrassed to park it on Shields Road in case it attracted attention of the people of Biker, which is fine if you're from Biker. Oh no.
Right, that's Heaton we've had, Biker we've had.
Tell you,
Go
the
on.
Northeast has lost its way.
I live in Heaton. It's next to Biker. We're we're friends.
Yeah, you're friends with your sister.
Oh my god. I'm from Jarrow. I'm not even from Newcastle.
All right. Explain to the web feed. All right, carry on.
And then I went into the Greg's, had
Sorry,
a little sit on the wall outside Greg's, had my Greg's. It was just a lovely lunch break, right? All unlocked by the power of the scooter. I'd never have got there and back in time if it wasn't for the scooter, right? And I went back to get the scooter, which was still there, to ride it back to work.
All right.
I didn't go down the Biker bridge with it because I was scared of the traffic, but I went through the streets of Heaton and then through...
Traffic.
Well, on the Biker bridge, you know, I don't think I'd be going quick enough. I'd be scared.
Okay.
So-
You're on the road with it?
Oh, you're not allowed to drive on the path. It's like a bike.
All I see is people on the blue. Oh.
Well, they're not allowed. They're breaking
These
the rules.
bloody youngins.
This is it. This is my...
You've got to have a driving license or a provisional to ride one.
I'm sure if you're on one of them, it's like, all right, fine. But it's one of these, like, okay, what... It's like AEW tag matches. The rules are somewhat ambiguous when it comes to them. It's like they're supposed to be on the road, but whatever.
People do
you
ride
know,
them on the paths.
Yeah, there's lots of them on the paths, and then people going, "Way!" and you're like, "Whoa, all right, fine for me life here."
And then as I was like scanning there's like a QR code on it that activates it on the app on your phone.
Yeah.
And as I was doing that, I saw this bloke approaching. I'm getting my phone out and I'm like, he's going to take the scooter. So I like get a power walk on to get to the scooter quicker than him. But he wasn't looking for that. And I analysed this bloke. Newcastle shirt, grey hoodie, grey trackies, hair. I don't know. He just looked a bit unkempt. This bloke, right? And I was like, "What?
What is going on here?
As I
We
try,
haven't said anything, Joe.
I'll try and do an impression of him. As I get on the scooter, he goes, "You're mate." I'm like, "Oh no." He goes, "How fast are them gone like?" I was like, "Probably about 30 miles an hour." He's like, "Oh, I read how much are there?" I was like, "I don't know, you download an app on your mobile phone." I'm trying to like walk him through it, and he's like, "I read, but how much is it then?" And I was like, "This is my first time I've been on it, I don't know." And he was like, "I'll read, Paul, have a good day." I was like, "Oh my goodness, sped away from the scene."
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Well, yes, I went to school in Jesmond, Maffew. Come
I
on.
know. So he gets like a ruffian approached me.
In a Newcastle United shirt.
Oh, good heavens!
I called mother and explained. But then
Mine did once me, and I got my phone out 999.
But then on the bike, I'm like, "Oh no!"
Yeah,
So
right.
like, I don't know. Yeah, brought out both sides of me that day.
Awesome.
But the pictures that Dan's put in are like, just makes it look rubbish. Makes it look like it goes about 5 miles an hour.
Now this sounds like something we need someone to draw a fan art of. Just you enjoying your scooter. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yes.
It was class. Had my headphones on, which maybe isn't allowed, I'm not sure. But I had my
You should ride
headphones
it.
on while I was riding it.
That's driving without due care and attention.
That's right.
Can't hear the traffic.
The solo from Supersonic by Oasis came on as I was riding. I was like,
You're like, this is it.
Do you have shades on?
I've peaked.
no,
Oh.
they might have blown off. But yeah.
Wow.
I nearly fell off at one point because the
Okay.
wind blew my fringe, so I just instinctively went like, and I was like, "Whoa!" And Fraser went. I told Fraser that, he went, "Of course you did." I was like, "Yeah."
Fill out an insurance form. What happened? Well, you know,
Messed up my hair.
my fringe blew.
Imagine if that's how I died. Anyway,
Thank you for that, Jack.
well, I don't know what are the scooters actually called. Have they got a name? Like the company? Or
Geordie Scooters, where I?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Neuron.
Yeah.
Tech
Big Ian's Mad Get Scooters.
Oh, can you just put the orange Newcastle scooters or something like that?
E-scooters.
Neuron Mobility e-scooter.
Oh, no one calls them that. Don't do
Makes
that.
it sound like something completely different, doesn't it? Mobility e-scooter.
Like for old people?
Yeah.
Why do you need to put mobility on the front end of a scooter? It's sort of implied, isn't it?
I was mobile when I was flying through City Stadium.
To be fair, if you put Newcastle scooter in Google, you're just going to think of scooter, aren't you?
Oh.
Are you ready?
Fire! Yeah, good point.
Good morning.
Wow, that's a hell of a pick.
I don't know.
No, you know what? Your description of it was lovely.
Dan's torpedoed it. Just
Yes, he has.
smiling, happy people.
Yeah.
Really upright. I was getting low.
Wearing a helmet, which
I was
no doubt
getting
you were as well.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
I was getting low around the corners like loads of dog town. Like, that was class. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I'm second. Yay. So, my pick. This one's a pick because it's in the news and also just a general one. So, a famous, beloved children's character appeared in wrestling news this week. And no, it wasn't to do with Operation
Oh,
U-Tree.
no.
Mr. Blobby appeared at an
Children's
independent
character?
wrestling show. That's right. You heard me.
Noel's Funhouse
Here
was not
he
a children's.
is! And honestly, it's such an interesting choice because obviously it was in the news. I was doing a stream last night, and Mr. Blobby got brought up, as he sometimes does. And again, Americans just react to the character. British people are like, oh yeah, Mr. Blobby, he
Mr.
annoyed
Blobby.
me. Or people like myself like, oh, Mr. Blobby, I remember the original idea of the character, which was he was supposed to be a crap kids thing. So Noel could do the gotchas, the pranks on people, make them do like, you know, that is it Will Carlin, the football rugby player?
Okay.
And I think it's like makes him do this thing that's like, all right, Mr. Blobby, now we're going to play some Blobby. That's right. He's having to just do this really crap show. He's supposed to be crap, and then somehow
For people who don't know how Mr. Blobby speaks, he just says Blobby and goes Blobby.
really modulating the voice.
It's as good as it sounds.
He sounds like one of those Star Wars things that goes through the
Right.
sky.
No. Yeah, in the newer one. Yeah, he does.
Okay, well done. Yeah. Oh, now you look at that double finger point, like Jose the
Star
assistant.
Wars,
But then he took a life of his own because some people liked him and some people didn't. But he famously was number one on the Christmas charts.
Blobby,
Mr.
oh,
93.
Mr. Blobby.
The thing is, I think me and Ross are probably too young to remember that when it happened. But
I remember
it's just
having
one of those
the-
things that passes down from generation to
I think my
Mr.
mum
Blobby.
buy
The
it.
cassette was in my car, my mum's car when I was a wee kid. That song. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh!
Ross
swore loudly.
Ross swore there, but it was genuine terror
Genuine
because I
fear.
just pointed out, bloody Mr. Blobby's on the. I don't know
That's
if
been
he's-
sat on the table in front of us for the entire thing.
Mr. Blobby.
That's been sat there
We're
looking at us.
terrified of you, Mr. Blobby.
How is he? How? Whose is that?
It says Adam on it.
Blobby-
Of course
says-
it is.
Says Blobby Adam. Blobby.
What does that mean in Blobbies? Probably something
I
rude.
can't believe that.
Yeah.
Just looking at. I hope that Dan
That wasn't set up. I would have
I hope that Dan.
given Ross a heart attack.
I hope that
otherwise.
Dan manages to keep in the genuine shock before the swear word because that was. Oh,
Do a freeze frame.
we'll be right back. You know that? No, is it off the Eric Andre? Do do
Yeah.
do 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 do.
But yeah, so it's fascinating to me. He's become this cultural icon and also an icon of genuine fear and terror amongst people because, you know, there's people that don't like clowns because of how they look, distorted faces, and people who are just going, what is that? What is that? So my vote is for Mr. Blobby because I'm old enough to remember when he was, you know, what the joke was and he, you know, wouldn't go away. And now I really enjoy the fact that Americans are terrified of him.
Now he just does charity work. He just appears on all like
paying his dues.
comic relief and stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah. Appears at wrestling events.
Yes.
Yeah. What did he win?
He was a enforcer or referee of some sort, I think. Wait, you know what? All I
He
saw
was
was him
the
push someone off the
enforcer.
apron. I don't know what he did.
I thought it was a rumble and he eliminated someone.
Oh, was that it? Oh.
That's my guess.
Wait, how would I
anyway.
think Mr. Blobby would be an enforcer referee?
It's like Chuck Norris.
Fraser mentioned.
Yeah.
Fraser mentioned it the other day, and I was like, "Oh, it's just gonna be a knockoff Blobby costume." But no, that appears to be the official.
Yeah, you see a bunch of rubbish Mr. Blobby outfits out there, but that looked like a real authentic one. Do we have the clip, actually? I know I haven't asked you for this. I should have, now I'm thinking about it, but...
Blobby, Mr. Blobby.
You look at that. How can you look at that and think that's bad?
I wonder who was in it. Do you think it was an actual wrestler in it? Surely a trained. He needs someone
Harold
trained.
Edmonds, what's he doing?
Noel should have been his manager or something at least.
It's the first one, isn't it? World News.
No, someone's commenting over that one.
Boo to them.
Never mind, you have to imagine.
There you go,
Yeah, that's the
fan.
one. There's fan cam.
It's all the stuff popping up. There we
Okay.
go.
Have you seen Mr. Blobby wrestle? Because I have, and it's wild, says the comment from username Ivy Wrestler. Thank you, Ivy Wrestler.
Fair enough. Well done for being
All
in the
right,
match,
and
Mr.
here
Blobby.
is-
That's the
Here
queen
it
of,
is.
queen of monsters you're speaking about there, Matthew.
God, the true more than progress in Newcastle.
Terrified child in the front row.
Sold out.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Tag us in, you prick.
I don't.
She just asked Mr. Blobby if he's that stupid. Oh! You can't be doing that to a lady.
It's like Linda McMahon standing up. The reaction from the kids.
The attitude here is back.
Hey, kids love him. Actually, it was back. Well, they need somebody to draw the house if they come do the WrestleMania in the UK, as they keep on promising. So here we go. Mr. Blobby. The concept of Mr. Blobby. I think that might be a better one. So you might think it's Jackson. I get a free vote. It's my pick for Hall of Fame. What have you got, Ross? I know it's a tough one.
Dan, play the footage, will you? I don't need to say anything here. Something hit our channel yesterday.
Is it
and
Mrs. Blobby?
A particular part of this thing that hit our channel Wednesday, sorry, as this comes out. It tickled me, Mr. Blobby Pink. So it did. So we'll just play it because it speaks for itself.
It's me, Taz. Forget that weakest rice pudding from your local grocery store. WWE rice pudding's packed with so much flavor, you'll be swearing like a sailor. Made with real cream and packed with plump, juicy raisins, WWE rice pudding will have you coming back for more. So ditch that bland, boring pudding and treat yourself to the sweet, creamy goodness
Right,
of
here's the best bit coming
WWE
up
rice
now.
pudding.
You can really sense the enjoyment of the rice pudding there, can't you?
What? Wait.
So to set the scene, Sam has had this idea in his head for a long time where he's going to use AI footage to write a script for Monday Night Raw, use AI picture editing stuff to edit pictures for Raw.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was using AI editor as well, did he, Dan? Do you know?
He edited, but it was an AI script and an AI image.
How did he
AI
get the
imagery.
voices? How did he get the voices?
AI voices as
How did
well.
he get Taz's voice? Did you feed Taz's voice into it, and then that's how it sounded?
It's
like
on that
Taz?
thing we used, I think, isn't it, on the podcast a little
Ah,
while ago.
right, okay.
So Sam's just used all this AI to put together a 20-minute episode of Monday Night Raw.
It makes it sound like he's done no work.
And no, he really
Everybody
has.
did the rest.
He's
that
a
was a-
sick and disturbing man.
Wow.
I'm guessing that was like an advert.
An advert during the
right, yeah.
episode of Raw, yeah. It's on the channel now if you want to watch it. It's unbelievable episode of Raw. It culminates with a showdown with a celebrity. I'm not going to spoil too much, but it's a showdown for the ages.
I think Sam's been quite frazzled planning this.
Yeah.
Because recently in the pub, he told me that I was going to be on the video. And then the other day, he came in and apologized to Ross for not being on the video. And then he left. And I went to Ross, were you meant to be on that video? And he went, first I've heard of it. So neither of us are on the video. But
Oh,
he,
no.
he told me I was going to be, and then I wasn't. Then he apologized to Ross. I think he's been working hard.
Yeah, people told me last night that I needed to watch it, so I'll probably
It's up.
watch
It's
it.
up there with the best stuff we've ever put out.
Oh,
quite,
okay.
quite
It's very
frankly.
It's very good.
And yeah, that was one of the one of the adverts that played
We
during
need
the Raw.
to do AI Mania or something. We need to do a big
Yeah.
one.
Wow.
We need to build to it. Yeah.
This is exactly what they talk about the Terminator films.
I
This is
don't-
how they get you.
And I know the comments were going mental saying, "Oh, this should be put out every Monday, just like Raw." I think Sam would die if that was
Yeah.
the case. So maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd like him to do a Rumble one.
Yeah.
Just to see who on earth comes out and stuff. I don't know if that's how it
Once a
works.
month or something, you know, make him work hard for a week, breather for the next 3. But yeah, that advert. There's multiple adverts during the episode, obviously, but that one really got to me. Taz and his rice pudding and his enjoyment noises.
And you know, if you showed him that, if it's anything like on that episode
Disrespect.
of the RJ City show, we're coming with the pun right now, he would hate that.
Hey, EW.
Hey, he'd have, thank you. He would. Did you see him on that?
Yeah, really good.
God, he's great. Taz.
Him and Billy Regals. I don't know why I call him Billy Regals.
Yeah,
but
Regals is good.
Regals is really good.
Yeah, because I do agree. I do like RJ City, but I do agree with Taz. Like this show's to get you over. Don't get the talent over. Don't even. You're talking over my answer.
Why do you think?
Okay.
What's the real reason he didn't sit down?
Alpha male dominance. You can't be
Yeah, but
team
I'll-
Taz. You can be team of this one interview.
RJ's a foot taller than him. Surely it would be more dominant for Taz to be sat down.
Look, you leave Taz alone, all right?
Needs that low center of gravity for suplexing.
So your Hall of Fame pick is the
Taz's rice pudding advert. People will know what it
Could we
means.
play it again, please?
Of course we can, Maffew. Of course we can.
Because I may have laughed over the first.
Taz loves rice pudding.
It's me, Taz. Forget that weakest rice pudding from your local grocery store. WWE rice pudding's packed with so much flavor, you'll be swearing like a sailor. Made with real cream and packed with plump, juicy raisins, WWE rice pudding will have you coming back for more. So ditch that bland, boring pudding and treat yourself to the sweet, creamy goodness of WWE rice pudding.
If you shut your eyes, you can imagine the real life Taz. The human suplex machine just doused himself in rice pudding.
eating machine. Rice pudding. Pudding. Oh, God. Yeah, okay.
Man.
Really, really good.
The Hall of Fame picks and what a murderer's row it is this week.
Sam there will have done like the shaky camera and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how the AI came up with the rest of it.
Well, there's a bit of a backlash towards the AI automated art now because now it's replacing some people's proper art. It's like, oh, we need someone to draw this. I'll just type it in the system. It's like, great. But
I saw some bad ones. Like,
I prefer that to Van Gogh.
okay. I can't say what the worst one I've ever seen is on camera because it'll get the video demonetized. But I'll tell you off camera.
I can't wait.
Do you not use PG terms in place of whatever might get demonetized?
I don't
use
think.
PG tips.
I really don't think I can. I'd just rather tell you off camera. It was bad.
I can't wait. But you also can't wait to vote in this page.com/Cultaholic for the Hall of Fame picks this week are AI.
Taz's rice pudding
Yeah,
advert.
Taz's rice pudding. I can't remember. Yeah, it's too complicated that. Newcastle e-scooters.
Yeah.
In brackets, Jack meets someone from Biker and
No.
gets scared.
I wasn't scared. I had a scooter. I had an escaper.
Oh, sorry, Jack met someone from Biker and wasn't scared because he'd get hard. And the concept of Mr. Blobby.
What a
That's a hard one this week.
Yeah,
like.
it is. Yeah.
Almost as low as AEW Dynamite was. Have fun voting, and we'll see you next week.
Well, we'll be back
Next
with the
segment,
wrestling.
Well, next segment, obviously, but the Hall of Fame will return. That's how it works.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling, SmackDown. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
TikTok.
That's a good one, though. Raquel Rodriguez and Alia beat Shotzi and Xia Li in the women's tag team tournament. Yes, they did.
They did.
Yes, they did.
I don't know what to
And
say.
Raquel needs to knock it off with the smiling because she's becoming as unnerving as the fella who almost brought Eurovision home for the UK.
Oh, Sam.
Because he is like her and smiles too much. I was watching Celebrity Gogglebox the other week, and he's always there, and he's like, pulled some.
Oh, you're right. God.
But
Work yourself into a
it's
shoe.
terrible. He's got lovely teeth, and I don't. So that's the key difference there. But she needs to knock it off. Because apart from that, I thought she was great in this match, especially with Shotzi as well. They were doing nice things together. They were, and also like when they were attacking folk at ringside, because like no one's safe. To get any advantage you can, that sort of thing. They care. These lasses do.
They do. They're making it feel very important.
It was the first match, yeah. In a prominent position on the show. Fair enough. Aye.
Yeah.
Like that. Karen Cross and Scarlett talked backstage about how they were cast out of WWE, while people like Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns are the chosen ones. The chosen one. It's revealed that they secretly watched Drew. Sorry, they're secretly watching Drew as he makes his entrance, going, "Hey, that's Drew,
Creepy that. Yeah. Whoa.
I reckon Drew heard him, me shouting down the corridors like that.
Was he shouting as well?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Disregard it like a broken toy.
That's still his idea of charisma, kid. Bloody hell.
Again, I hate that they keep on bringing this stuff up because it does him no favors. Like, oh, because they're the good ones and I'm the bad ones. It's like, you're just saying you're rubbish.
Yeah.
I think for people who
Why
do-
are you saying this?
For people who didn't watch NXT, I think it's fine though. We're just thinking that because we have that context.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe it's good that he had some time away so he could refresh himself, but it's not there yet.
Okay.
Maybe it will.
It is the same as what he was. Like, just that is his promo style, just going like sentence.
Yeah.
Menacing.
They said I was bad. They said I was rubbish. They said
Yeah.
I wasn't very good. They fired me because I was rubbish and not very good. It's like, wow, must see. Drew cuts a promo on Cross and Reigns before Scarlett interrupts. This distraction allows the Usos to attack Drew from behind and hit the 1D, aka One Direction. Scarlett tells the Usos that Roman should watch his back too. And Raquel Rodriguez shows up and goes, yeah, but check this one out. Backstage, Sammy meets with the Usos, who are immediately ambushed and beaten down by Drew. Sammy bravely runs away.
Yes.
But did he? We'll find out later in the show.
He did run away. He did.
But why?
I can't remember.
find
I
out
hope I've
later in
written
the
it
show.
down, yeah.
I've written it down
Because he thought whatever Karen Cross has might be contagious.
Bad cough. Bad cold. I like Drew's reasoning in his promo here. I'm glad he's gone back to what he was before. Still not fully what he was before. He's still a bit like when he's at the start going, let me hear you scream. It's a bit like, oh, stop it, man, will you? Yeah. But I can see why he's doing it.
Once he gets going, he's good.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's got his edge back. No more smiling, going, Baron Corbin's as bad as Braveheart. All the other stuff.
But his reasoning for Roman like being better than Roman, like he didn't need all these family members and gimmicks and whatnot to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Like that.
Now he's the proper stereotypical Scotsman. Where I'm just going to fight you. It's like, yes, that's what we want.
But I did find it funny how he was calling Roman delusional for making up places when he's walking around with Angela, the big sword. And
He's stopped
threatening
with the sword, hasn't he?
I don't know, has he?
Nah, it's still... It wasn't there on Raw, though, was it?
No.
Maybe he has.
Good.
Yeah, maybe he has in fair play, but I just felt weird after so long of like...
I love him so much about that. Yeah. Yeah. God. Speaking of daft bits, Kofi Kingston attacks the Viking Raiders with a kendo stick. But they turn the tables and beat him up.
It was a poor strategy from Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
He needs to take a leaf out of your playbook.
Oh, run away whilst yelling obscenities.
Your mom doesn't even love you. Granola.
But he is the best Kingston that CM Punk's ever shared a locker room with.
Oh, what did he mean by that? Oh, wait, we do know what he means, yeah. And then, of all people, Hit Row are back. That's right. Most of Hit Row are back. They beat Brandon Scott and Trevor Irving in a tag match before reintroducing themselves on the mic. Them on the mic got a lot of fire, a lot of energy. The image is cool and everything like that. As a team, they look good. In the ring, it's like, okay.
Top
whatever.
Dollar stole the show. What are you on about?
Did he?
His dick to the face and through the ropes and all that sort of stuff. Fantastic.
Shades of the great Mr. Blobby. Yeah. No, I'm sure they'll get his whatever. They've got enough energy and charisma and much needed in SmackDown.
Yeah.
His mid-card team. It can't just be Kofi Kingston getting beat by the Viking Raiders for several weeks.
I'm wondering how well they'll do without... I'm not writing them off. I am genuinely interested to see how well they do without Shane Strickland.
To your point earlier on, could we be, blinkered slightly by knowing that Hit Row were different earlier on? Whereas fans who didn't know Hit Row earlier on would be like, whoa, this is mint.
That's a good point, pal.
That's true.
Yeah. Shifting gears now, no doubt.
Oh, wait, you're saying Karen Cross should join Hit Row?
Yes.
Yes. What a great idea, Ross.
I'm Karen Cross, and I'm here to say I'm going to beat you up on Doomsday.
Beautiful.
Tick-tock.
Listen to my rap. I was
gonna-
fired because I was crap.
Scarlett's got a Glock. She'll pop a cap in your ass. Because SmackDown is the place
Oh my God.
Of class.
My hair doesn't match my face.
Yeah, freestyle is easy, isn't it? Freestyle rapping. You've just
If you're
both done
Blind
it there.
Fury, yeah.
It's good to see that Brucey P isn't writing Hit Row's promos, though.
Oh.
Remember that when that was a big fear back in the day on their first promotion to the main roster?
And they went, how dare you assume that? And they fired them within seconds. It's like, okay.
I don't get this.
Oh, now I bet you feel foolish. Now I fired them. Ronda Rousey crashes the contract signing for the SmackDown Women's title match because she doesn't give a damn about her reputation.
No.
And pays her fine in advance before throwing security around, which, okay, that was nice.
Really good. Might as well
should've
pay it now because it's going to happen again and I can afford it.
Being the baddest bitch is expensive business.
Yeah.
Opens the bag.
Shayna Baszler tells her to play by the rules to get what she wants. Ronda says Shayna used to be a killer and leaves. In the contract signing, Liv calls Shayna a bootleg, Ronda Rousey. What? Shayna attacks her injured arm, but Liv manages to put her through the signing table with a bulldog.
So brave.
Slightly not that believable, but whatever.
To be fair, one thing that this segment told me was that segments now might not necessarily work out the way that, like in before Triple H took over, I don't think the segment would have as many moving parts as this. I don't think it'd be as complex, and I don't think Liv would have. It would have either been Shayna beating down Liv or Liv getting one over on Shayna. But it was kind of both, and then it changed momentum, and I thought it was a little bit more intricate than what we've been used to recently. So yes.
I fully agree, Jack. Yeah.
And Ross was, and me as well, but Ross saw it first, but he was saying it's the best Ronda Rousey we've seen in a long time. And
Just letting her be like not scripted, where she's clearly like, I know, because it's hard to recite things word for word, which she was clearly doing for a long time, and you could tell more than other wrestlers. But you just let her go. Like her thing on social media this week about, careful how you use that money there, WWE. What will you pay off now? Oh, what was it? She's on Instagram.
Oh,
something.
I know,
You know what I mean? Whatever it was. I like that, because it's not like, she wasn't like making light of it. She was just like, ooh, here's this topic that's a bit close to the edge. I'm going to go for it.
It's good, but at the same time, it's in a weird way, it's too good because Liv doesn't look anywhere near as cool.
They're doing her dirty as well, by
They
the
really
way.
are. And I thought it was the other way around. I thought they were using Ronda to make Liv look good. Now they're using Liv to make Ronda look good. Like, okay, well, you have to decide at one point what
You can't have the baby face as blue-eyed as Liv Morgan is as a baby
yeah.
face. Have her saying, I beat the real deal twice when that happened at SummerSlam.
Taps out.
You can't do that. She's going to get booed.
Did anyone see Charlotte Flair's word association game with Steve Austin? No. So he mentions a wrestler, and then she's got to say the first word that comes to her head. So he goes like, Bailey, and then she says a word. So he said, for Liv Morgan, she said future. She said future.
Ooh.
For Becky Lynch, she said character, which I thought was a sneaky diss. Because Austin just took it as like, oh, she's a great character. But I think Charlotte was saying she's fake, and that's not really her.
I think that's the issue with having one-word answers, because then you can... It's like a cryptic crossword puzzle, isn't it?
When he said Rhea Ripley, she used two words. She said unfinished business, and Austin went, oh. So, yeah.
Did he really?
Well, he not. Oh.
Unlike Charlotte, who is finished business.
Oh dear.
How dare you?
When was she last on WWE?
That's the queen of the WWE you're speaking about.
She'll
there.
be back.
It was it not the pay-per-view after WrestleMania, was it? I can't remember.
That's right.
I don't know.
That feels like a long time ago now.
Just made it off the top of my head.
Around then.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Interesting tactics from Shayna Baszler in this segment. Trying to injure her opponent more before the match.
Right.
Threatening to get it called off. Interim champions and that maybe.
You know, that would really benefit Liv. She'd be so over having to vacate the title.
I really can't tell which way this match is going to go, because they might. Initially, I was like, oh, it's just going to be the first challenger for Liv, who's not Ronda, and she'll win. But now I'm like, oh, but then they could have Shayna versus Ronda. And I'm like, oh, I want
And
that
they have
more.
teased it like, was it during the entrance on this, or was this
Yeah,
like...
Ronda when you've changed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yep. Sorry, Liv. Yep. Got a new toy to play with.
Maybe.
Not predictable, eh? Look at
But
this.
that's one thing I'm enjoying about the product since the Triple H era began. And I'm sure many people will leave comments, because we leave comments all week. Oh, now Vince leaves, and suddenly we're all saying positive things about. No,
'Cause it's got
watch the
better.
product. Go back and
Actually,
watch
it's
those
better.
if you won't watch it beforehand. We've been watching every week. There has been changes, and right now we're liking them.
Don't just watch the YouTube clips and then cast your assertions off them, because by and large, by the YouTube clips, they'll be pretty similar. When you consume the whole show every week, the difference is big.
Big. I agree
big.
with what you said. You didn't say it very
big.
well, but I agree with it 100%.
Yeah, thank you.
Big. Backstage, the Usos find Sami Zayn and mock him for running away from Drew
All
earlier.
right, track star. I like that. That was good.
They head to the ring and challenge Drew to a tag match. Drew accepts and beats them alongside Madcap Moss.
The hero of
The
SmackDown.
number 2 babyface on SmackDown, I learned from this.
So what was
Yeah,
Sammy's
but not that
reasoning
number
then?
2.
For running
Sammy
away?
was getting security.
Okay.
But you know that the fact he didn't get into the ring before the end of the match, they're going to use against him again.
Yeah.
But this week took me off the scent of like the slow babyface turn and like building sympathy for Sammy, because he sort of...
I was going to say, well, Jay tries to attack Drew after the bell, almost gets Claymore, but Sammy shoves him out the way and takes the move instead. Maybe we'll have to watch the next SmackDown to find out what happens, won't we?
Yeah, I need Madcap Moss renamed.
To what? What would you change his
I
name
don't...
to?
Anything... Is it Madcap? Gary Moss would be better.
Gary Moss. Rust Moss. Dick Golden Ball.
Yeah,
Oh, of course.
anything like that.
The Rock Moss.
I like the sell of the Claymore.
Yeah.
I think it was Jimmy, maybe. Whichever Uso took it, did a 360 in midair. It's good.
Los Lotharios interrupt a photo shoot. They want to join. Oof, God. But Dupree says no. They reveal that actually they were talking to Maxine. She seems intrigued. Ooh.
Maxine was the only slightly weak link in this segment for me. She just kept naming muscles. Trap those lats. Bicep them deltoids. Go on, lads.
I think, LA Knight, I'm going to start calling him. He's redundant now in MMM with Oliver Cromwell around, I think. He didn't need to be there, does he?
Yeah, but wait, you keep Maxine, but get rid of...
Yes, he can be on his own.
You just wanted to be the Rock
Just
again.
wanted to be the Rock again on SmackDown.
Oh, wait, if options to go
Prodigal
back to being
son
LA
on the Rock show, by God.
The bit where they move over to Maxine and reveal that they were talking to her all along, his Max Dupree's head movement to get back in shot is fantastic. When he goes like, what? It's so good.
I wonder where he gets that from, the very close... Is that a thing in the modelling business, Matthew, where you get very close to people to speak to them?
Of course, yeah. I've seen over.
There's a reason I asked you, yeah.
Oh, thank you, man. Yes, some of them are hard of hearing.
Fair enough.
That's right. Exclusive reveal. Ricochet is interviewed backstage and laughs about beating Happy Corbin like he did last time. Corbin attacks him and leaves him naked.
Fantastic. He's got
that was a waste of last week, then.
A good shearer on him as Corbin. He's done a few now. A couple of the pattern I want to Ricochet as well. Really good. Yeah. Still don't like Ricochet.
No.
Do you reckon kids like Ricochet? If you're a kid watching this, right?
Yeah.
Do you like Ricochet? Are you on board with them? Because I'm not on board with them just going, I'm really good.
I reckon the kids like Ricochet in the ring.
I like Ricochet in the ring.
Yeah.
It's just the character stuff I don't like.
If you're also watching, do you like Mr. Blobby? Just ask him for a friend. And then the main event, Gunther, Daring General Gunther. I love that theme. Beats Nakamura to retain the IC title, which I think is a good sign.
Yes.
Everything about this was good. The fact that we're naming it the prestigious Workhorse Championship, the fact they had a promo package where Gunther, I can't believe I've done that.
Who?
I can't believe I've done that. Gunther was saying,
Cut that
like,
out.
here is what the ring, the Workhorse is, and this is why it's important. I thought that was really good. The big entrances made it feel big time. That's a ring camp mug for people at home.
Unrelated.
Extensive explanations as to why they're in this role and stuff like that. Just the match itself spoke for itself. Rollins said it was good on Twitter. Mm-hmm. He knows good wrestling when he sees it.
He does.
Don't he, Matthew?
He was at a GC dub.
Sneaking around. Yeah, it was a funny picture there.
Yeah. He's going, like that.
There was a few of them there because Max Cardona, part of MMM now. Matt Cardona on Twitter, on Instagram, and it was Maven actually. He put on there that a little video with Matt Cardona.
Maven?
Yeah, Maven was the priest.
No.
Oh, I know the recap, and Maven was not mentioned in the recaps also. That's shocking. That.
Was there more than one GCW show last weekend?
They had the weekend
because they had
night 1, night 2.
Chelsea and Matt redid their vows or whatever with Matt's parents there.
Sunday,
Matt's dad took a light tube to the head by old Nicky Gage.
Yes.
And they were doing a little thing, Maven and Matt were behind the arena, and back a shot was the Miz. So I seen a few of them were backstage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just don't meet up.
I can see Rollins
What town
being
was
at
it
that
in?
show. Why would the Miz be the GC dub
I
show?
don't know.
That's hilarious.
Just wants to see how the other side live.
Maybe he was a special guest of Maven.
Like me and Biker.
So you want to see the friends? Please close the curtain.
I hope Gunther's wrist's okay as well, because he was selling that really convincingly at the end, and I hope he doesn't, not injured.
Oh, that's just how good he is.
Do you reckon?
I do reckon.
Oh.
As a big fan of Gunther. I'm a bigger fan of Gunther than Gunther is now because he's lost all that weight. And he's just selling. He's such a professional. He is the ring general.
Gunther.
Can't wait until he loses that belt.
Why?
Just to see Matthew's reaction. I think he's very good at
don't. That would be bad.
Who's he going to lose it to? I mean, it'll probably be a long reign, won't it, to be fair?
Yeah, you get the prestige is being built up. It's one of these lads who's Vince is big on, and then Triple H has gone, you know what, I'm bigger than him as well, so let's just keep him going.
Yeah. Wait, apparently he wasn't. That was in the news this week as well, I think, that people had soured on Gunther after his Raw appearance on the July the 4th.
Vince had soured on him for whatever reason. Said,
just randomly soured on someone.
I think that was Fightful. It was after his segment with R-Truth when R-Truth was dressed as Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Knocked his hat off.
I didn't like that.
Then Vince didn't either. He decided, well, he's not going to get pushed now. So it's all coming along at the right time for Gunther and for Pete Dunne and people like that.
Yeah, and more of that to come.
Has Pete Dunne always been Pete Butch Dunne on Twitter, or is that a recent
That
change?
might be
a
recent.
recent
That.
thing.
If it is a recent thing, that is interessant.
There was 3 of them who, me and Tom, I think, talked about all of them on a news video at the same time, who might be going back to their old, or getting elements of their old selves. So it's Pete Dunne, Shotzi put an Instagram story of her old tank up, and I can't remember who the third one was.
Well, we'll find out.
By the way, Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark's promo on SmackDown, I
yes.
thought is deserving of a mention. Because Nikita Lyons' first words on the main roster were, "I'm Nikita Lyons, and I love to sing and dance."
Zoe Starks. I'm Zoe Stark, and I don't sing or dance, but what I do is kick ass. It's so different. It's crazy.
How will they coexist, guys? Also, another SmackDown moment brought to you by Pizza Hut was all about Triple H.
Oh, yes.
Time to play the game.
Every week. Really good SmackDown. Well, not Raw was better, but SmackDown was good.
Oh, yeah, Raw's been very good. SmackDown, this was better than last week. So,
Yes.
Yeah. Because it
It's
wasn't like last week was, it's Killer Cross. And I was like, oh, dear. And this week it was, it's Killer Cross.
I wonder if Vince, because I'm assuming he still watches and hates everything.
Well, he's got nothing
that's
else to
happening.
do right now,
Well, yeah.
so.
But I wonder if he realizes that it's better. He probably doesn't. He probably thinks that it's worse without him. I genuinely wonder that.
Who's that guy in the crowd trying to get in the ring?
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen. He wouldn't get the arena if I was there.
He's got 2 names. Switching gears. AEW Rampage.
Going down the gears more like.
Exactly. The prodigal Sonny, it says here. That's
Thank
good.
you.
I like
Thank
that.
you.
Ahead of his rematch with Daniel Garcia, Bryan Danielson talks about how he'll never willfully stop wrestling, which sounds like a bad thing to say. Yeah. Garcia interrupts and says he'll make Danielson call him the greatest sports entertainer of all time. Danielson grabs Garcia's face and asks him if he'd rather be a sports entertainer or a wrestler. He walks off, and Garcia looks shaken because having a 2 out of 3 falls match on Dynamite. But he also says how impressed he was with Garcia, and the first time he saw him wrestle in an hour, he can't wait to kick his head because he hates sports entertainment. Yeah, lovely little setup here.
Didn't hate it when I was paying him millions of dollars, eh?
Whoa.
It's like Gary Neville in Manchester United, this.
Mike Malone and Newcastle United.
No, I like where
Jack
this is.
Rodwell and Sunderland AFC.
We've all got one.
It's,
Mine
I like
was lower
where,
profile.
I like where this is going, though.
Yeah.
I like Garcia's. This is the first time I looked at Garcia's promo and gone, this is really good, this. Where he's like, I love you, but you hurt me, so now I must hurt you because I love you so much.
Speaking of which, did you see Garcia on Twitter, who deletes a lot of his tweets, said, hey, here's my cameo, I can do this, I can do that. I've just been used, I guess, as a video to help someone split up from their partner.
I saw it on Reddit, but I
divorce,
didn't
yeah.
watch it.
It was posted
I
online.
did.
And
Bro, leave her alone, bro.
Yeah.
Move on, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's good at many things.
Cameo is good. We're available on Cameo, cultaholic.com/cameo. Click on your favorite guy, and they'll do a video for you. Jesus.
That was like Ross's AI cameo advert.
Bro, the Cultaholic cameo. Bro.
You'll be swearing like a sailor.
Newlyweds, Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti successfully
Not
attend.
Ty Conti, Tay Mello now.
It says here, Tay Conti. You're quite right. Thank you, Ross. For
Big
picking that up.
change,
Yeah.
eh? Different name. That's a married name. Sammy Mello.
That's right. And they successfully defend the AAA mixed tag team titles, as in that, because that's named after someone going, AAA, more titles?
Triple A
Can't be right.
Triple A have so many titles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
More than even AEW, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're still those champs against Dante Martin and Sky Blue. And I'll admit, I forgot who Sky Blue was.
I didn't. She's a skater girl.
Oh, of course. Right.
How,
She said, see you later, girl.
how are you feeling after this week?
Devastated.
It got revealed that Cora, you know, the
love his life.
apple of his eye,
Yeah.
is in a relationship with Bron Breakker.
Yeah.
God,
Why do good girls like bad guys? Is
the girl
is
of the
that,
bad
wait,
guys
is the one I sang, is that Paige's fiance or husband? The guy from Escape the Fate? Situations!
I don't know. But, I hope you're going to pause and go, you know, Cora Jade's in a relationship with Fraser Porter. That was it. It's just simple plan for Jack after that.
I'm just a kid.
I've just pictured
How
Fraser.
could this happen to me?
Oh, weird I am. I just
Fraser
pictured
likes-
Fraser and Cora Jade walking down the street like Edge and Lita's entrance from back in the day. Just pausing on the street corner, Fraser necking on with Cora Jade. Don't care who's watching.
Get served at Tesco's, necking on.
Go to IKEA, straight on the bed.
Wait, also, Jack pulled his curtains out night and just sees, hey, hang on, they're there. They're on my lawn.
Fraser
Oh,
would never
God.
do that. Just to clarify.
The arrogance of you.
Doesn't need to.
Sorry, Sky Blue.
So, yeah, Sky Blue.
And Donny Martin, they lost.
Yes.
They did.
Couple of
Martin
nice-
used Tay to hit a springboard Canadian destroyer, which was nice.
It
Yes.
was.
And then Blue tagged in and took the Tay KO to retain the titles because I've forgotten that they held. So good for them. And then they necked on.
I think Ty was looking good in this match with the stuff she was doing on the mat, like all the mat-based stuff and the roll-throughs and whatnot and all that sort of stuff. She hasn't lost a step while taking a hiatus from the ring.
Yeah.
Voluntary or involuntary. Was that her first match back for a while? Or? It felt like...
Actually, a good point there. I thought you were just joking, but yeah, you're right.
The last thing I remember her doing was trying to unlock the cage, but she wasn't in that match. Yeah, maybe.
She's been around, but she's not been doing anything, yeah. So,
and the other big thing from the match was we learned that Tony Schiavone was not at the wedding. And neither was Jim Ross by the sounds of things. But why would you not invite Tony Schiavone?
I'd invite Jim Ross, man.
No, you wouldn't.
He'd bring the tone down. He'd be lower
Just
than
be
me.
there in the
It'd
corner.
be great.
Like,
It'd be great. They showed their drunk, get everyone's names wrong.
I'm here at the wedding of Tony. And doesn't matter. Shut up, Ross.
Tell you what, when I'm skipping later on, but on last night or at the time of recording on Dynamite, when Ricky the Dragon Steamboat told Jericho that he's too good, that Daniel Garcia is too good for him, he nearly forgot Daniel Garcia's name several times. He was like, "I'm a big fan of Garcia." I was like, "Oh, Ricky, are you?"
Jerry Garcia.
Yeah,
the Grateful Dead. And then a special mention to the Quake in the Lake graphics that show. Like it's Quake in the Lake, and there's a little boat with Hook and Danhausen in. It's a little background. Have everyone noticed those?
No.
I was rather taken by the attention they spent on that.
that's good.
Cool.
It's like the sort of attention you get on Monday Night Raw.
I tell you what,
exactly.
at this
Wait,
point,
who's that? Oh, it's
at this point in Rampage, I was just itching. I was like, I've not seen enough Trustbusters yet. I want Trustbusters involved.
well,
Their
a lot of
theme,
people
by
said
the
the
way.
same because the Rampage ratings were up this week.
They love the Trustbusters.
That's what everyone's been saying on Twitter, and I trust their opinion. Next up, Parker Boudreaux coming out to what sounds like Jane's Addiction to beat Sunny Kiss.
This is one you like.
This is Sunny Kiss's first match on TV, i.e. not Dark or Elevation on AEW, since losing to Kenny Omega in 26 seconds, October 21st, 2020.
That would have been in the tournament.
Get out.
That's
Wow.
right. The AEW
And
World
it was
Title
a
Eliminator.
squash, yeah. Oh, man.
First match back, losing to Parker.
Nothing match. But that became clear as to why at the end of the year.
Yep.
I just think it's a shame that Parker's just being Haaland. I'll say it again. I want to see more.
You want to see him do the raps?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. If he comes out looking all cool and stuff, and he's
I
like,
see him
"Brr,
popping
me,
bottles."
me, Parker, me, Wreck. You're like, all right.
Popping bottles and dancing with models and all that.
Doing
Aye.
TikToks and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The TikTok. This match was almost as long as a TikTok. Right. The Ass Boys beat Danhausen and guest star Eric Redbeard.
Yes.
And now, before I get to the match, was it just me, or was there a very muted response for Eric Redbeard?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't think of that.
Yes.
I thought it'd be like, yay! It was like, oh yeah.
Oh.
They announced it ahead of time, which I guess doesn't
Oh,
help.
did they?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a mystery.
Do you remember last week? And I was like, guess what the team name of...
Oh, yeah, but I thought that was like, that actually probably, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I got what you're saying then, yeah. Oh. But I thought they would be like through the roof, but now it's like, oh, Tim. I was like, oh. But Billy Gunn is still not impressed with the Ass Boys afterwards. He says they'll get a chance to really prove themselves on Dynamite. Stokely Wade then tries to recruit Austin and Colton from the crowd, but they ignore him. More fool them.
I thought the match was fine until the finish. I thought Redbeard pooed the bed a bit when he gets pulled over the top, pull the top rope down. He was looking at the guy all the way through. I'm like, you couldn't have avoided that, Eric.
Maybe.
And then the way Danhausen was put into the Fairmaster, I've never seen it done like that before. Just going, wait there now.
That won't appear on any of the Cultaholic Twitter clip accounts. But yeah. But Billy Gunn's just like, wait, I need to hit you. There. Cheers.
Work on those bridges there, Danhausen, for your neck muscles, like Kurt Angle.
Or
I
just,
like,
or just
Dan's
move.
supposed to be like this demon thing who can possess people, but he's like, nah. I was big at 98.
Maybe he's got a neck off sound like Miro.
Oh.
Danhausen's God, what do you to him?
That'd be down there,
What?
so to speak. Well, he's evil, Danhausen.
Oh, yes. you're
right.
saying-
What's time to do the Scott Hall? Down where? Down here.
There's a feud there. Miro versus Danhausen. My God versus my Satan.
You know, I reckon Miro would be like, no.
Satan!
Miro would be like, get away, get away.
Because I'm imagining Miro doing the Michaels entrance against Undertaker in all white.
Yeah.
You give me neck made of curly wally.
Oh, no.
You cursed my neck.
I put here, after the loss, That's boys win, but Billy is still gruff. I thought, yeah, thank
He was
you.
conflicted, isn't he? But again, we'll find out why on Dynamite.
Hook. Okay. You know what? Reading it back, I thought this episode wasn't that bad. And here we get. Okay, here's the most AEW thing that happened in a while. Hook agrees to an open challenge for the FTW title on next week's Rampage. I think he says one word. The challenge is answered by Zach Clayton. Zach Clayton, what are you doing here? This is Zach Clayton of the Jersey Shore.
Okay. I didn't know that was still
No
on.
pop. However, as soon as he explained who he was, and that was from New Jersey. Oh, sorry, that's not the same as Jersey Shore, is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
It is.
Okay.
That is
it
that is
actually
the Jersey Shore's in New Jersey.
New
yeah.
Jersey Shore. Hey, I'm Jersey in here, and all that stuff. Crowd booed and gave more reaction than Eric Redbeard.
He is a wrestler.
So maybe there is something. Okay, I've never heard of him.
No. Is this like if Scotty T answered the open challenge?
Oh my god.
Whistle a posse! And Scotty T comes out.
Oh,
Scotty
is
T
he
looks
from-
like a wrestler. Don't know. He's from Newcastle
Wait,
somewhere.
but he has fought at that.
No, he didn't. He never did.
No,
he
he
pulled
never
out.
did, yeah.
Oh, did he not?
They made him the headline act, and he wasn't there.
Headline act.
Yeah.
I love that.
Although I feel like Scotty T's too famous a member of Geordie Shore.
Scotty T was on Neighbours and/or Home and Away, one of those two shows.
Okay.
And he's speaking proper Geordie, and they're like, well, what the bloody hell is that?
My girlfriend saw Scotty T in the wild.
Oh, there's Australian accent. Gavna, what's he saying?
Bethany saw Scotty T in the wild the other day. You know, you just occasionally see a Geordie Shore man or woman in the wild. She saw him.
You say, I have a
She was
latte, please, pal.
no, he was going into a tanning.
You bastard.
He was going into
sorry.
No, he was going into a tanning salon.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen Scotty T in the wild. I saw him in Spot White after a night out playing pool.
At where?
Spot White, it's the pool hall in like Chinatown.
Oh, I didn't even know that existed.
You can't get in, man. To get in, you need to be with someone who knows someone on the door.
That's why I don't know
I
anything.
think it's where all the bar staff go after their night out because it's open very late.
Would we say we know Adam Pacitti then?
No, you need to know someone who works in Spot White or who has a membership card or whatever.
Then.
I've never seen Pacitti in Spot White.
Oh.
Maybe he does. Maybe he's the owner. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Shall we have a debate about wrestling?
That sounds ridiculous.
Are AEW doing this surprise appearance of man we don't know too much?
This isn't going to be much of a debate.
Because I feel they are.
I think so, yes, as well.
A large part of my wrestling fandom is getting invested in characters and then wanting to see those characters I'm invested in doing well. I don't care about Mance Warner and Zach Clayton rocking
Wait,
up.
that's very different.
Well, I mean, but at
Rocking
least
up.
Mance Warner got, hey, this guy won. This guy's here because he won the
Well, I guess there's
the
that.
Battle Royal, the Bunkhouse Bank Stampede, whatever they called it, at the Ric Flair's Dead show. And so he's here. Blah, blah, blah. There was something. This guy that showed up and goes, I was on Jersey Shore.
But I'm watching
And we're going to have
AEW.
the guy from MacGyver show up as well.
I'm consuming AEW's product, as the people who know what they're talking about like to say. And I'm getting invested in the people that are, on the thing every week or just about every week. Yet they just have these random people rock up and get the shots that, the rankings dictate other people should have. And I think they're doing it too much. Stop it, Tony. You don't need to have all of the toys. It's okay to let some of the toys.
Especially when people point out how odd it is that he immediately signed 2 dimes to a contract after he failed the drugs test. Whereas, I don't know, back in the day, it was
Allegedly.
like...
I don't know if that's true. Or
No,
not.
I thought that's
Oh, was
why
it confirmed? Oh.
It was just
Oh, sorry, allegedly, maybe. I
something
haven't said
about protocol or something, wasn't it? He did something against it.
People assume it
I
was
thought,
that, yeah.
I thought again, I beg your pardon.
I don't know,
Allegedly. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'll stop. I'll shut my mouth then, in case I'm completely wrong. Then
Oh, no,
I thought that.
just say allegedly, you're fine.
Allegedly, yeah. Well, that's the point. Rests on if he was. It was like, oh, you fell the drug. We'll take you. It's like, what's I say about AEW? Look at all the drugs.
I don't think it was ever confirmed about the drugs, but
Okay, well,
yeah,
allegedly then.
depends what it was. Yeah.
I'll shut up then. Talking rubbish.
I thought, and again, I thought it was a vaccination thing, but I don't know that either. Allegedly.
Oh,
Don't know.
we're just burying 2 dimes here.
Sorry, 2 dimes. It could be anything.
Sorry. We're not burying him. We're throwing him in the river with weights.
Well, I'll pick him back up again. He's a fantastic swimmer.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Well done 2 times.
I love that they booked him for hey, you'll be the good. Yay, it's this guy. People are like, boo! He's an
I didn't-
NXT 2.0
I
dude.
didn't
We hated
recognize him without his hat.
No. Yeah.
The crowd did. I'll give you 2 dimes to leave. They yelled at him.
Anyway,
Very-
Jack,
very
you never
nice.
made your opinions felt on the matter.
Yeah, I talked.
Oh, I
I'm
said
sorry.
yeah. I
Random people
agree as well.
rocking-
No,
Oh.
I said it just before Matthew got in. I
Fair.
slipped in there as well. So yeah.
Like 2 times in the lake.
I wish him well. So yeah, great. So now we have to look forward to Hook versus Zach Clayton.
Well, Hook will
Yippee.
win. Hook will win. So don't worry about that. I guess.
That's the point, innit? It's just like, not getting much in return, are we, for this other person rocking up?
Yeah, let's have Hook against like Satnam's. I don't know.
Sorry,
Imagine
Sonny Kiss.
suplexing him.
Right.
Yeah, well, Sonny
sorry,
Kiss,
Sonny
yeah.
Kiss. There's just no room on the roster for you to properly build up all these different divisions and rosters and this Ring of Honor thing that isn't. I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, sorry, Sonny Kiss, who people have been gagging to be part of the baddies on social media for a long time.
Sonny Kiss was also agreeing so much that Sonny Kiss was like quote tweeting those one of those really, really negative anti-AEW Twitter accounts. Like, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Just like Sonny Kiss hasn't been properly used. And I was like, yeah, I agree. Person who hates everything about AEW. It's like, oh no. Yeah. More emphasis on the people that they have because they already have an amazing roster. Is Kip Sabian even alive at this point?
Yeah, he was there. Well,
He's
the
there
Carlos
every
boss
week.
was
So
there.
he's been there, sat down with that mask on. They've not addressed him. This has been well over a year. And you're like, is there any payoff? Or is Tony Khan legitimately forgotten? Like
don't-
Brian Cage.
My
that he's there.
theory is that Tony Khan doesn't like to delegate stories and stuff. But now the roster's so big and there's so much of the product
Yeah.
that he just forgets things or like.
Yeah.
But that's total speculation. But I can totally imagine Tony not wanting other people to have control of his stories.
Which is good if you're like a big star, but if you're Kip Sabian going, so do I just show up to work every week like
Getting
this?
paid to stand in the crowd with a cardboard box
Wait,
over his head.
did
to
I
be
get
fair.
paid this week? All right. Honey, where's my bag? So it works at the Kip Sabian household, I guess. In the main event, Orange Cassidy beats how did the Scottish people do it? Arya Davari. And the answer was yes. Arya Davari. Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, what
It's a really bad, like, because obviously how Scottish people, not all of them,
Are you
but
what?
region talk, like Ari Davari, someone spelled like Aye Davari.
Yeah.
The answer is yes, I am.
Are ye Davari? What's the
No,
difference?
this isn't even worth
Is he
bringing up.
Davari?
This
Are
is
you the
rubbish.
wrestler Davari?
Oh,
Yes,
right.
I am.
Are you Davari?
I see you.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like Davari sound like something in Scottish.
Oh no! Oh yeah, that's it's just the first bit. But gets
Sandbagged
beaten.
everything.
But gets beaten down by the Truth Busters. That's what they do. The Trust Busters, beg your pardon. Afterwards, including Sonny Kiss, who
What?
turns heel and joins the group.
Good.
Yeah.
Dun,
I guess
dun,
it's something. Yeah.
Yeah.
AW Rampage, booked by a crazy person and written by one as well. What a nuts show!
It was a bit weird.
Some of it worked. So it was like, all right, yeah, Redbeard, sure. The guy from Jersey Shore. Sonny Kiss turns heel.
I was
yeah.
ready. I was ready at this point to give up on AEW once and for all.
The
But then-
Trustbusters,
but then-
yeah. What the hell?
But then Dynamite, I enjoyed last night's Dynamite, so
yeah, I agree with that.
we'll get to that. But yeah, this Rampage was
Just like, okay.
it was man, it was hard to watch. It was
I
a mess.
enjoyed this match though.
the match. Yeah, the matches were fun. The action was fine.
Classic heel stuff from Davari. I thought he did very well. That's the most entertaining I've ever seen him be. Like including like, granted, most of what I saw from him was in 205 Live, where he was the one without a character, apart from Tony's.
Yeah, he's the lad who showed up. Hi, it's me. I look cool.
Yeah, but I thought he was really good. Yeah, complimented
Tony
Cassidy.
did
well.
have a character.
And also,
He had
this is
8 abs
the
and he counted them. That was his character.
this was the match where Excalibur and Tony Schiavone, known in some circles as Mike Tenay, said, God, by the way, last week, again, I apologize. I got such a good night's sleep the night before.
You
It's like,
don't have to
I slept
apologize.
for 8 hours. I feel great. And I couldn't say 2 words together. And then today I had like 5 hours sleep and I feel magnificent. I've conditioned my body to feel bad. I'm sorry.
You're
But,
Vince McMahon.
Thanks, Ross. Any other time in history, that'd been a magnificent compliment. But yeah, they started doing the talks too much bit. I guess because they were excited to see me. Monday Night Raw. Wrestlers wrestling in the wrestling ring. The Judgment Day opened the show. Rhea Ripley says that she proved that she really is Ray's pappy last week and took his soul.
Dominic's.
Or whatever.
Some dark forces have awoken inside of me.
Echoing the thoughts of millions around the world. They reveal that the Mysterios won't be here tonight, and neither will Edge. Priest says he doesn't need anybody at ringside to beat Edge next week in Toronto.
He's wrong.
Ray arrives and attacks the
not gonna
stable, but can't bring himself to hit Rhea.
I thought he looked silly there, especially when she was going, "Come on then,
Yeah.
have your best shot there, son."
Yeah. If I was like, you won't hurt me anyway.
I know she's twice the size of him.
Yeah. Oh no, Ray with a chair. The numbers game overwhelms Ray. He's beaten down with the chair for what feels like the 16th time in a row.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
So,
The coup de grace from Finn Balor at the end with the chair was fantastic, I thought.
how are we pronouncing that, by the way? I always assumed it was coup de grace and
I
the
say-
CE was silent, but on the commentary they do coup de grace.
I say coup de grace.
Coup de grace, innit?
Or grass, not grace.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've always heard it before this as coup de grace.
Je ne sais pas.
Oh,
Je ne sais quoi. Oui, oui.
Je ne comprends.
Le petit déjeuner. But just to add on to this little segment here at the start, I think that there's little production things they're doing on Raw now, which is really helping the show. Like on the lesser promo packages about the lesser storylines, like middle of the card and down the card, like this one is. Like it's mid card feud, isn't it?
Yep.
The promo package hyping up what happened last week was part of the entrance, but they gave you enough of the entrance where you heard enough of the banger that didn't feel like they were robbing the banger, so they weren't wasting time.
I agree.
I like
Okay.
that.
Right, yeah.
But
yeah.
then later in the night when they showed the US Championship, like full screen, only thing you can see, makes it feel more important, doesn't it?
I agree, mate.
I like it.
Just using the time they got to emphasize what's on screen and why this thing matters. It's just a little things
Little things.
like Ray. And I also, it's the first time I noticed this, maybe if I'm slow poking, but the light they use when they're doing the Judgment Day stuff, it's not quite like just an evil light. It's some sort of UV light.
Yeah.
So the shadows of the wrestlers in the ring,
Like white, aren't they?
yeah, it's like silver.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
that's
Something
Christmassy.
Like, so like 3 months ago. Yeah.
Alex from upstairs revealed that one of his cats is called Mr. Christmas because it turned up around Christmas time.
Oh, that makes
So they
sense.
call him Mr. Christmas. It's a great name for a cat, to be fair.
That's the thing you want to shout when the cat runs out the front door.
Mr. Christmas, where have you been?
I was walking home yesterday and there was a little dash hunt on one of those extendable leads. And it ran towards me and the extender went. So the owner shouted, "Tabitha, stop there." Tabitha, for a little dog.
Oh,
Come on.
Tabitha.
I always like it when you're like walking on a little street and a little path and they got the extender and they're like here boy, and the dog just goes too long and you have to judge really quickly. Can I walk around this dog or am I politely stepping over? And is that breaking any boundaries? Because it's just, I'm just trying to walk my way.
Have you
But
ever
if there's a
stepped
line
over a
like,
dog?
if it's like Mission Impossible, like, all right, come on.
Do you step over it like Allen Iverson did when he steps over? Have you seen that? You like your early 2000s/90s basketball?
I don't know what you're talking about though.
Oh, Allen Iverson once in the finals, a player tried to block him and missed, and he scored, and the guy was on the floor and he just stepped over it. And the bench were all like, and then they lost. So
Oh.
yeah.
Well, best of times, worst of times. No, I like to step over like I'm Bradshaw in like 2000. Like, look how big I am. I'm barely getting over the top rope. Asuka and Bliss beat Doudrop and Nikki ASH in the Women's Tag Team Tournament with Bianca Belair on commentary. Bailey, Dakota, and Io come down for a stare down with their Clash of the Castle opponents. Yeah.
I thought this was a really well put together match.
Yes,
Seamless action. No lull point.
it was.
Built to a crescendo.
I'm enjoying what they're doing. I wish Becky was involved, but I guess it's her injury in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Nikki and Doudrop's time as a weird put together tag team's over.
I think once Tag Team Tournament's over, they can actually do something with
Yeah,
this because they were teasing it, and obviously there's been a change in.
She said, didn't
She was the third one who might get her old
Oh,
gimmick
yeah,
back.
Piper Niven,
Doudrop.
yeah.
She apparently
Oh,
might
that
want to go
was
back to
it,
Piper
thank you.
Niven, yeah.
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 Good.
By the way, was that Kenny Dykstra as a producer breaking up the fight at the end?
No.
I
noticed.
swear, Dune.
Did he go, Kenny?
Nikki.
Ziggler's there. Yeah. Looking back, right? I think if they came around these days, we'd love them. The
Yeah.
Spirit Squad.
Well,
Interesting.
you were supposed to hate them, weren't you?
think
But
we'd
I
love
remember them for being deliberately rubbish, and that insane bump that they gave Shawn Michaels for
Off the
Fantastic.
trampoline. Oh, no, just throwing. Yeah.
And the height he got. Like, I'm sure they were like, oh, God, all right, fine. But look at Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I don't think they were that bad, mate. The
The
Spirit Squad.
Spirit Squad.
I think it's one of these things where at the time you get caught up in the online stuff. People are like, they're sick, they did the cheerleaders. But, like, you're supposed to hate them.
Where's Vince McMahon in it? Males being cheerleaders? Oh, that boils my piss.
I've never cheerleaded in my life. You know?
I'd love to throw a man around like that. I'd be able to. Have the ability to. The muscles and that.
You know what? I'll just say nothing. Theory is interviewed backstage and admits that he may have miscalculated at SummerSlam, but he still got the briefcase with this massive Austin Theory face-shaped dent in it. Dolph Ziggler interrupts and talks about his own cash-in, but Theory calls him a has-been. No, he doesn't call him that much. Over the hill screw-up with no titles.
That was it, yeah.
And I'm actually glad of this because before they started brawling, Ziggler did the thing that they've been doing for years on the show, which makes me just get annoyed, is where like, hey, buddy, you stink. And then you tell it to me. And then I go, I'm like, what? You're a wrestler. Hit him, you idiot. And it's like, you're the biggest disappointment in life and your mother doesn't love you. He did that. If you don't notice that this has been a regular thing on this show.
I've never seen a wrestler
It's been
go.
a regular,
It's really
proper home and away style. Oh, you said those words so much they physically hurt. And then Ziggler went like, did that, and then he battered him. It's like, oh, thank God. And then he had the little brawl. And then they went into
This is the
went
next
to advert
production
break
thing, yeah.
by whoomp,
In the back, Ziggler.
and then that was it.
Yes.
And also, when we came back from shot, I don't know if you noticed in the background, there's a hand on the wall.
What was that?
Dexter's hand.
Mate.
Or was it the
people said,
Fiend's hand?
Is it Lewis or is it the Fiend who also wears those gloves? Which is, we're getting crazy now with these clues. They're getting people watching the show.
Come on, the Fiend.
Smooth as out, though, the production, like getting the cut of the commercial off Ziggler's back like that. Fantastic.
So when Rafa Benitez went like that and his name appeared on Sky Sports.
Oh,
So
yes. The Miz and Ciampa could have promo on AJ Styles before facing new tag team Cedric and Mustafa. The bad guys win with Ciampa getting the pinfall, but more importantly, backstage, Miz gives Ciampa a little thing of a graphic.
No, I like looking at body language and facial expressions.
Do you?
And while the Miz was talking, Ciampa looked fed up. But then the Miz gave Ciampa a big sparkly thing. He was like, "Ooh, goody! I'll be your friend with the diamonds."
He's just a magpie.
But I thought the match itself was just all about making Ciampa look like a really good wrestler.
Yes, he
And
got the
two great
pin
people to be doing
as
it.
well.
Yeah, he did the majority of the work. I think there's Ali must be the new Dusty Rhodes. No, not the new Dusty Rhodes, the new Pat Patterson.
Oh,
In the fact that the finishes for his matches over the past 2 weeks,
Right.
the creativity involved in that, and the intricate nature of they put together.
Yeah. So went for a 450 on Miz, and then Ciampa kicked him out midair.
Yeah.
And then the very tail ending it finishes. And also of note, as you said, getting most out of every single segment on Raw right now. Cedric Alexander, first time as not a loser in forever. Because it was either
Take me back, Bobby.
it was either MVP beating him up and saying he's not going to be in the Hurt Business, or Lashley beating him up and saying I'm going to be in the Hurt Business. So
well, at least now they've got a tag team that can do the good matches. So even if they're not winning, the matches will. They're really good at making people look good, especially Ali. He flops about like a flaccid. No,
oh,
why on earth?
Like a
did I
that was
go
a
there?
compliment.
Like a flump.
Yeah, yeah,
Like a
yeah,
flaccid
yeah,
flump.
Yeah,
Flaccid flump. As opposed to a stale
I
one.
was just thinking what flops and I shouldn't.
That joke.
Yes.
Ezekiel. Oh, and there we go. As if the show couldn't get any better.
God.
Ezekiel, who we all know was injured last week,
Good.
thanks to Kevin Owens, who was sick of the gimmick, and who can blame him, is in hospital. Luckily, his entire family was there, and Ernie Jr., his dad, gave an update of the son's condition, and he was very upset, and he just says it's going to be okay. And a picture of the entire family. I love the Nutty Professor starring Eddie Murphy.
The picture was great, right? And if Ezekiel was a heel, the promo from Ernie Jr. was spot on. But the fact that Ezekiel is a babyface doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, they figured out, okay, what's the plan? You mess around with Kevin Owens for a bit. Okay, what after that? We have nothing. So until they figure that bit out, it's just like, okay, it's a nice bit. Still, no idea where it's going.
I was shocked we got this. I assume this must have been filmed like months ago, weeks ago. something
No,
like
I think it's a Triple
What,
H
to get all the
era
family
thing.
there, you mean?
that. Get them all in the same place at the same
Yeah,
time.
they're very busy.
I think if it wasn't for Triple H, if it was just still Vince in charge, would Ezekiel have just carried on forever being just nice man? Would that have been it? They'd have
Nice
forgotten
man
the
was near
joke.
pop. Hi.
Okay.
Adorably. And then Drew McIntyre walks past a bin, which is on fire, which is, of course, a sign that Arn Anderson is here, burning his Cody gear. So
No, he's indoors. That can't be on. He's
That
a
was-
he does what he wants.
I
or else you
remember
get...
it was almost like a comedy skit. That it's just when Cody appeared. Is that you, Arn?
on his marble
you-
balcony.
What are
it
you
is.
doing here? Yeah.
But
Burning your suit.
where have you parked your car? In my spot, not yours. Sorry. Drew McIntyre arrives and says he can't wait to beat Roman at Clash at the Castle. He also admits to having a back injury because of the thing we said earlier. Is because he's been carrying the load of 20 men for the past 3 years. Ooh. Kevin Owens arrives and calls Drew a fake tough guy, whereas KO is as real as it gets. It says it's time to bring back the old Kevin Owens. And
prize
God, did they do such a good job of reminding us who these two lads are and why we like them. Because Kevin went, I'm the guy who had that magnificent match with Sami Zayn at
Battleground, you mentioned that,
Battleground
yeah.
of all
We're
bloody
getting rewarded.
pay-per-views.
Us hardcore sad freaks, we're getting rewarded finally.
And the people applauded, going, "We do remember that match." I'm like, Battleground.
That was the match where one of them nearly died, and then they carried on a
we're-
really good match. Yeah.
Called him, but yeah, and because they love him, and he's the prize fighter. he's a guy who's not, and he says, yeah, you know what? I've not held a world title or a universal title for a while, have I? You know what? Why don't we change things around here? And the crowd were like, okay, cool. We're very on board with that because they're reminding of stuff they've done, and they're all true, everything they're saying. Then Drew went, oh, okay, it's like that. Well, let me tell you something, which is not what we want to hear a Scottish person say. If you hear a Scottish person say that, run. They're about to get you. Hi, I'm the guy that beat Brock, beat Goldberg, beat everybody pretty much. I'm going to beat Roman at Castle. You know what? Enough talk. Why don't we wrestle like wrestlers in a wrestling ring? And I thought it was a magnificently well-built-up bit. They didn't have a lovely little match as well from two guys. And the fact that the crowd were going nuts. Hey, that guy's mint. Hey, that other guy's mint as well. And they're doing such a good job now on Raw last few weeks of reminding
the corner
us.
Of my eye there, you look like Kermit the Frog. I don't know. Sorry, no, I don't. No, I wasn't looking at you fully. It was just I could just see there.
Take a sip of that mug like you've just heard something interesting.
None of my business.
But no, I agree. Sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't even mind the DQ finish. Although I don't know if we talked about the match yet, but
I was going to say, before we get that, like, it's great that they're building up these guys because for a while it's felt like, all right, especially on Raw with one man having both belts, who's the headline around here? Who's going to possibly beat Roman Reigns? And that's the issue they've really had with Randy Orton getting injured, blowing it with Riddle, Cody getting injured. It's like, oh, we have to go to Brock for SummerSlam because nobody else. Now they're building up people like Drew, like Kevin, Killer Cross, I guess, and all these other people. Just they build up and go, yeah, we do have these people who could potentially headline, or we're getting good. We're really good. Remind us why these guys are. We want to watch them every week.
yeah.
I think it's a magnificent one thing that he's doing very well the last few weeks, and it's something that AEW could probably learn a trick or two. Saying it.
Play the game.
That's right.
I think it was clear as well.
That's the noise.
That was really good. I've always done it as a laugh. You did it as a dog. Time to play the game.
On your knees, dog.
I thought it was clear that they just gave these two lads bullet points as well. Just how they were speaking. Because if this was we need to stop, but while we're still fresh in the Triple H era, if this was a Vince era promo between these two, it would have been Kevin Owens coming out going, "This is the Kevin Owens show."
No, this is the Drew McIntyre dimension.
Yeah. I'm going to beat you from Aberdeen to Glasgow. And Kevin's like, well, I'm Canadian.
Sword in the air.
Hits him with bacon.
But I think it's really refreshing to watch because, you know, we wouldn't have got this a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
again, I think we're nearing the point now where we need to stop doing that. Do you reckon? Where it's like, this wouldn't have happened under Vince. Or did we just milk it?
No, let's milk
Let's
it.
bask in it.
He's been in
You know what, I
charge
don't
for
get-
40 years or so.
I'm enjoying watching Raw. And I've said plenty of nice things about Raw earlier during the evil Vince era. Like the Raw tag team division's been magnificent this year. Gable, Orton, Riddle, etc. being magnificent. I've said that. And now it's just feel like I'm just enjoying the show and it doesn't feel like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Some of these shows go on forever. I look at the time and go, you kidding me? There's another hour to go. All right, cool. I'll go do something else and then come back to this. But this, I'll watch in one go. They have a match, but the Usos interfere and beat down Drew. Owens hits Drew with a stunner and leaves. The Usos prepare to hit him with the Harry Styles, but Drew fights them off and hits the Claymore.
Oh, was this when the Claymore cell was good? Not on SmackDown. Ignore what I said earlier.
You know what? I don't want to correct you, but
Well,
I can't remember either way.
I thought that was the
at
thing as
some
well.
point in the past week, one of the Usos took a Claymore well.
That was it, yeah.
This felt like to me a return to the former selves of the lads inside of the ring as well. Because Drew McIntyre was taking bumps like his indie self used to. Like he took a bump for a DDT in this match, like Pac does.
Oh, like the head and
Yeah.
the... Wow.
I mean, he shouldn't, because that's how he's really hurt himself.
Yeah, but again, we go back to the reports of like, oh, we're going to take you off live injuries to rest you up there, Drew. That's this match on Raw where he's taking bumps like that.
I'll show you how injured I am.
Yeah, and then Kevin Owens was back to just like no bollocks, relentless, like, ha ha ha, I can do all the good moves, me. Ha ha.
Do you think Drew might win for one of Roman's belts and then feud with Owens in the future? I'm thinking that Drew might do it. But only for one.
I can't see it.
Okay.
If they keep it as a singles, no. If there's some sort of
In-
three-way where he beats the other dude for
in
one of the titles, then
Great
yeah. but-
Britain. And was Jerusalem built here in England's green and pleasant land? No, it's England. That's not even... a Scottish man in Wales, that's not going to work
Scottish
at
man in
all.
Wales, yes.
Yeah.
I hope if they do that they just keep it until the night itself. Because if they telegraph, it's going to be like, oh, if you pin me with both show, no, whatever, one belt the other way, one belt that way. I hope they don't do that before the show because it sort of gives it away a bit.
Yeah.
The pop of going like, well, if you do something this way, you get one belt. What would that even be?
I'm still waiting for the Roman Reigns to just do his thing like, you think you've earned a title shot against me? 2 titles and 1 match? Shut up, Drew. It took me forever to earn. I had to win 2 matches to get these 2 belts. You'll get what? That would make complete sense, but we haven't had it yet. But I think Roman Reigns is just laughing too hard that day of Drew. I also like that Kevin Owens mocked Drew for wearing a kilt and sword, and then people laughed at that. It's like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
He listened to the crowd now, lads. So I need to come out the sword, which probably helped him. The kilt we can keep. I think they can show about the kilt. That's just that weird American thing.
Oh, the guy, Drew looks badass in his leather when he gets a bit of leather on the go and the kill.
Wow.
Goodness me.
What's a Scotsman wearing underneath his kilt?
Nout.
I can't remember the punchline for that. Seth Rollins comes to the ring and cuts a promo on Riddle. Riddle interrupts on the and he goes, ha, ha, ha. Riddle's not even here. He's at his mom's basement. Record this little video. Hee, 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 hoo, hoo, hoo. And the Riddle thing, no, I didn't. But yeah, just rants at him. And then Riddle goes, yeah, well, I am cleared to compete. Also, I'm not in my mom's basement. I'm here in the arena. And charges the ring for a brawl.
It was really convincing, though. The lava lamp.
Yeah.
I mean, where else could that have been?
Yeah.
I just love that was the one thing to say. That's Mrs. Riddle's house, the lava lamp.
A massive bong, rolls inflatable aliens, you see. Seth fights back and tries to stomp Riddle on the announce table, but Riddle sends him into the crowd and chases him away. And then later backstage, Riddle challenges Seth to a match at Clash of the Castle.
And he does it in a way which isn't like, I'm going to challenge you to a match because... He was back just speaking like a human.
Yeah.
We're going back to the Riddle of NXT.
That stuff works when he's got Randy Orton to be the straight man. That works really well in front of a live crowd. But when he was just doing it backstage, like, hey, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm high.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Can you go be high somewhere else?
You need an Ernie Wise.
And you know what? Thank you. And you know what? He likes scooters.
He does like scooters, but
Not as gnarly as his.
yeah, mine reached 25 to 30 miles per hour. Actually, so.
That was the tell-away sign. It wasn't his house as well.
You got
wasn't
to
it?
420 miles an hour on mine.
There was no poster around you on the wall.
Yeah, true.
That's how you know it was his bedroom. Oh, well done.
Definitely got a
Yes.
shrine, hasn't he?
Yes.
Miss
You
you,
paid attention.
Wendy.
Veer Mahan squashes Bo Keller.
Yeah.
Now, this match was awkward because to me, and I know nothing about the mechanics of professional wrestling, to me, what was his name again?
Bo Keller.
Bo Keller.
It looked like Bo
From
Keller
KW Torch.
had more about him. Had more about him than Veer Mahan, which is awkward.
Ooh.
The way that Bo was dotting around that ring, his footwork. I like the footwork.
You do.
His footwork was impeccable, and I thought he looked like he had more about him than Veer Mahan.
If Bo
Veer Mahan's
Keller,
not supposed to have the footwork, though, is he? He's a monster truck.
He's a lion.
he's a Mack truck.
Mack
You get
monster
run
truck.
over.
There are many trucks.
If Bo turns up in Old Japan now, that's going to be Ross's day, mate.
AEW exclusive revealed they've signed Bo Keller.
Rampage next week. He'll be there challenging for the world title.
Right. I like Graves. As the job was thrown over the announce desk, he did say he's all over the surfaces like an Airbnb or something like that. And I didn't know what that line meant, but I did like it.
All over the surfaces like an Airbnb.
Is that implying that when Graves gets an Airbnb,
Him
he
and
has
Carmella
sex
just-
on every
yeah.
surface? That's what I thought it meant.
Well,
This is not what Veer Mahan was doing to Bo Keller.
all
No,
over
it
the
doesn't like him like that.
surfaces,
Monday
like
Night Raw
an
brought to you by the Surface Laptops. Book your Airbnb here.
Also, flash wipes.
It was good how he's calling him Justin from the Darkness as well, with a few Darkness references thrown in as well.
Yeah.
Even though he looked out like Justin from the
Yeah,
Darkness.
I'm like, who? Veer Mahan? Who looks like? Who looks like him from the nothing like
Has he
him?
mistaken? Can you not remember what the darkness looked like?
I remember what Justin Hawkins looked like. Oh, the guitarist from there, that Cop Duster.
He would have meant the singer though.
Justin's
Yeah.
the singer.
Yeah, but Bo Keller looked nothing like
Because
him.
Justin's got a very condescending YouTube channel.
Does he?
Yeah.
So he does now.
Yeah.
I quite like listening to him
Justin
talk
Hawkins.
though.
What was he talk about?
Different
Just
songs. and
critiques
music.
other people's
Yeah.
music.
Okay,
It's quite fair sometimes.
he's earned that right.
You can tell he knows what he's talking about. He's got this very elevated tone about him.
He
I'm
does.
like,
Elevated tone.
I feel like I'm being spoken down to.
But when he
I always feel
talks
that way,
about
to
his
be fair.
own band though, he does acknowledge like, yeah, we just ripped off Queen and AC/DC. Fair
Hey,
enough.
good formula. Remember when they were like the biggest band in England for a year and a half, and then they just stopped.
But they made the most of it, though.
They released a second album, and no one talked about it.
Hey, Grown on Me though.
Grown on Me is a good. That's from the second album.
Permission to Land. They had that album.
No,
out.
Grown on Me is from the next album.
Is it?
No, wait.
No, that's not right.
Sorry.
No.
One Way Ticket to Hell and Back is from
That's
the
a good
second
song.
album. Yeah, Grown on Me
memory
is
of
the
that.
first.
One way ticket to hell and back.
Yeah.
It's a one way.
No memory.
Also, Is It Just Me or Am I on My Own Again? Da-na-na-na. I'm in a taxi cab and you're outside Big Ben. Yeah, it's not as good as Growing on Me and
Yeah.
I Believe in a Thing Called Love and all that. But what an album that first one was.
Yeah.
Don't Let the Bells End.
That was a Christmas song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last great Christmas song.
You might be right.
Ooh.
Unless I'm remembering, not forgetting one.
Oh, what is
You know,
the
all the
last-
ones they-
Coldplay have had one. That wasn't any good.
I was about to ask,
The Christmas
what does
bells?
Coldplay sound like? I realised I don't want to know the answer.
What does Santa want on his takeaway? That was a good Christmas song.
Oh, thank you, Jack. Yes.
He took that too serious for me.
Yeah. Okay, we'll move on.
He
Before
jumped the shark then, yeah.
Before I forget, Mariah. I don't wanna...
Oh,
Okay.
great song.
Oh, no, it's such a banger, isn't it?
Do you play Christmas songs in the summer?
No.
I do.
The only one I'll play is Mariah.
I was listening to Little Drummer Boy the other day.
Little Drummer Boy.
Aye.
That's
and,
such a Christmas song.
Stop the Cavalry.
No, I'm going to listen to that any other time in December.
Echo Device. Play Jonah
No.
Louie. There I am.
My body would be like, what are we doing right now? Are we awake?
Some of them are just legitimately good songs.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Mariah's, like, that's it. She's set for life.
She is.
Like GJ5, she's infinitely profitable.
Recently
because of that one
became
song.
my it's my second favorite Mariah song. I really like Fantasy. Doo-dum,
I mean,
dum,
yeah,
dum,
but
doo-dum,
I
doo-dum.
don't
I know. Yeah.
What
Why-
a song,
Why are we talking
mate.
about Christmas songs? But yeah.
Dakota Kai tries to intimidate Dana Brooke backstage, but then it says she's ready 24/7. They have a match later on, which Kai wins. And I thought it was rather cruel because you're saying Dana Brooke representing like
The veterans.
the veterans, the prestigious 24/7 title, which he then loses.
I think it was Jimmy Smith won it. He was like, she's fighting for all the veterans. Corey went spare on him. Like, fair play, Corey.
I feel bad for Jimmy because he doesn't know much about wrestling.
I never
He's
usually
learned
pay
a lot in a
attention to what
short
he
space
says.
of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's another Vinceism, but like the play-by-play guy being more innocuous than like a character. But he is too far into the innocuous to be the Monday Night Raw announcer.
He
surely.
seems to talk the least out of all three, and he's the play-by-play.
Yeah.
It's weird. Nothing against Jimmy.
I'll tell you what, it was a tough spot for those two lasses to be in after the match
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was just before them, not we'll speak about now, I bet. But I'm glad it was over quickly for Dakota's sake.
I'm glad Dakota got a little bit
And
of
the
a
veterans.
spotlight as well.
Yeah.
Because out of the three, everyone knows Bailey. Io, they're always like, wow, she's the queen of the sky. She's so good. So I'm glad that Dakota got a little bit of a chance to shine.
That young whippersnapper.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley beats AJ Styles in what was described as, and I couldn't believe it, the first ever singles match between the two.
Wow.
It was.
Wow.
To retain the US Championship.
Here, that Bobby Lashley's a submission machine. He's Zack Sabre, Lashley Sabre Jr.
That was in the news this
Lash
week.
Sabre Jr.
You tried.
He's worked, he's got it.
Yeah.
Lashley was wanting to do a UFC fight and they didn't let him.
Oh.
Well, when was this? Because he was scouting.
I don't know, I just saw the
Who
thing.
didn't let him? USADA?
Vince? I don't know.
Oh.
How dare you?
Nailed it, Jack.
Sorry.
Nailed it. Yes, that's the exact reason. Like Kurt Angle going like, yeah, I'd like to have a UFC run. It's like, cool. Can we have a cup of your... Never mind. No, thank you for coming.
Bobby's natty. He's a natty boy.
I mean, I've got no evidence to the contrary. No, he is clearly, yeah.
Cool. Then he should go to UFC
Yeah, he should.
and do it.
Hey, Brock did it.
And he's natty.
Brock turned up in the UFC, a slightly different build, though, to how he'd been in wrestling.
Apart from that one time. Oh, you know what?
And then he came back to wrestling and looked like Thor. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, just good genetics and all
Yeah.
that. Bobby Lashley beats AJ Styles. And yeah, what a magnificent
Good
match.
match.
Lashley's never been better. He's just one of these guys who's just
Genuinely,
gone
yeah.
better
Yeah.
and better.
I thought it was such an interesting match in the early stages, though, because Lashley was wrestling to me like a heel, beating down Styles, who was like the young, underdog.
Doing it for all the
babyface.
young
Doing it for all the youngsters,
Yeah.
all the performance center graduates.
Well, he technically is because he looks exactly the same as he did in 07. So
So does Lashley.
Yeah.
This was such a... This was the youth derby.
The youth derby is
youth
something very
derby.
different of
Yeah,
it,
I
yeah.
know.
Just kids going towards each other.
This was the Battle of the Fountain of Youth. There we go.
Yeah.
Battle of the TNA originals.
Yeah.
That's not true at all. Wait.
And Styles as well, between last week's flip bump over the barricade and this week, what did he do? It was off the apron, wasn't it? Yeah, off the apron. Taking big risks, isn't he, for a man of his vintage?
Yeah.
He doesn't wrestle full tilt the entire match, but he always does little things like
The
that.
little
when he
things.
needs to. Yeah.
Well, the big little things in this
big
case.
thing,
Yeah, I said little things. Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, a big flip bump off the apron to the floor was this week's, after last week's barricade one.
Moves are easy.
Wrestling smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Because, after 05 TNA, I think, you can calm down, pal.
Yeah. I like the Loomis bit.
And then Loomis shows up, but it's like Sasquatch.
Felt
It's like,
real.
wait, who's that? Oh, it's kind of him.
So why is it always AJ then that he's stalking? What's he got against him?
Look at his hair.
Why?
Or is it The Miz? I know The Miz wasn't here, but after last week, it was The Miz's segment, wasn't it?
Right. And Miz and AJ are feuding.
I guess we'll find this. Want to tune in next week, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
But now Indy's potentially being brought into the...
I can't wait for
Yeah.
NXT this week. God.
Oh, in the main event, Theory beats...
Oh, sorry, just another creative
go on.
finisher thing. The calf crusher into the hurt lock.
Yeah,
These
great.
little spots that get thrown
He's
in
a
now.
slippery snake.
Who is backstage creating these things? Is
Yeah.
it all Mustafa Ali? Just because he was involved in two of them?
Yes.
Or is it someone else?
No, we can exclusive reveal. It is Mustafa Ali.
I enjoyed the jiu-jitsu Bobby Lashley. I'm a fan. More of that.
Natty boy.
Yeah. And then the main event, which, God, they tried here. Theory beats Dolph Ziggler clean.
Good.
I'm amazed that the other match didn't headline. But this
Yeah.
Ziggler is he 2 for 2 for headlining? No, wait, last week wasn't that, was it? It was 3 weeks ago then.
He has headlined Raw against Theory before, hasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they've done this exact match before, which I think is very surprising because they're not at that level yet, but maybe they're just showing some faith by pushing Ziggler, who hasn't been a
Maybe
big
Dolph's
deal.
on that Roman contract. He just turns up every few months.
Do you want to know what's even more surprising?
Go on.
That since winning the briefcase on television, Theory has lost 8 in a row before this week's Raw. And this was his first win. Either singles matches or tag matches. He lost 8 in a row.
I think by putting this in the main event, that might be Triple H making a conscious decision to be like, right, we're turning this round. He's going to actually win some matches now.
Hopefully. 'Cause he
Otherwise, he's
needs it.
just everyone's going, what are they doing?
Well, it makes no sense, yeah.
Yeah.
And now
make any
this makes sense. He's won a match against the big bad Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, but it's not even. I mean,
big dog.
they've done this so many times. I remember that pay per view where Sheamus earlier on in the night told the New Day that he was going to get jiggy on these posers, and then at the end of the night he was pinning Roman Reigns to cashed in. It was so strange.
Yeah.
Also, Mustafa Ali's magical hands at work again. Clearly, he's the producer who's doing all these innovative spots. Theory does his roll through thing through the ropes, straight to a Fairmaster. The seamless moves on this Raw.
Yeah.
Sensational.
Because he couldn't just go up to Danhausen and go, to hit the famous, so.
Yes, that's how you do a Fairmaster, not just going, wait there now. Ooh.
Billy's assessing that like his head, like, yeah, wait, I think he hit this move to wear him down.
It wasn't,
Oh,
even
wait.
it wasn't even Billy, it was Austin.
Austin.
Yeah,
was-
not even the big gun.
The middle gun.
I don't even know what gun's middle.
Nah, I
both
don't
sides
either.
is,
Nah, I'm out my depth. So
Yeah,
let's
so
go
am I.
to NXT Heatwave. Britt Rest is alive and well in capital letters. Oh, the
Who says
cynicism.
Britt Rest is dead? We've got Doodly B and Mr. Blob.
Yes, I mean, of course, that to be a UK invasion during a heat wave. Something we're going to know about.
Can't get enough, can we?
But before that, Carmelo Hayes burns a Giovanni Vinci shirt on his way to his North American title defense. He beats Vinci after interference from Trick Williams. Do I have any of my notes there? Yeah, Vinci fails to beat Hayes. Still a good match. Vinci's serious, though. Doesn't even bother trying to catch the suplex thing and do the all fancy. Just pick
That
up
was
stand
that
on
was the
rainbow
most
step.
shocking thing about this match
Yep.
is that there was 2 noticeable mistakes.
Oh, I wouldn't say it was a mistake.
Well, no, they were going for the
very finicky
That's what I
there.
mean. That's how good they
Oh,
are.
I
I think
see,
that
right.
was, the fact there was 2 mistakes was a shock to me with those 2 in the ring. Yeah, that's what that was the point I was going to make.
I still do. It was still
Good point, Ross. I'm sorry for
still
talking
good
over it.
though. Still good match.
That was still a really good
yeah.
match. Yeah, that
No,
double.
I didn't think that was like, oh, mistake. I thought that almost was looking like, I'm not going to catch you and be like, all cool. I'm just going to drop you.
Oh, I think they were going for it. This is Giovanni Vinci we're speaking about.
He's making mistakes.
I thought he the ropes looked a little bit wibbly wobbly for him, but he still saved it. Like when he does like the like the platformy stuff, and he was like wobbling more on them, but he still nailed it anyway because he's really good.
I did like the finish as well. The fact that he had to do a little bit of wrestling rather than just outright cheating.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Hey, champ!
and Vinci's entrance pictures this week, 3 for 3, they were all fantastic. Really good. I like the last one. The pointers were so good.
And then it said Future Champ, the name.
It was a great comeback after last week's blink.
Yeah.
Really saved it well.
I like those bits. Yeah.
Stone, you've heard the talk. How change is in the air. More opportunities. More doors open to me. It doesn't matter if you're internet famous or you are popular with the media. The game has changed, but the rules remain the same. Anyone smaller or weaker will not survive in my jungle.
Oh, that's me then.
I'm smaller and weaker than him as well. We all are.
And who said that?
That was Come Tuesday.
And he got a bit of a shout out on New Japan, didn't he?
So I don't know how coincidental this is. So Tama Tonga got pretty far in the G1 climax this year, cutting very intense promos in the press conference after the matches. And then, I can't remember who it was on Twitter. Thank you very much to the person who tagged us in it. The clip of him just going, and come Tuesday. Like, is that just Ross thinks it's a coincidence? I don't know.
So we're now Come Tuesday and Climax in the same bit. We're really pushing this out into like a Viz comic strip, aren't we? After that, Toxic Attraction have a little flirty flirt with Bron Breakker in the car park, but according to that one lad at GCW, he's spoken for.
Oh no, there was an Instagram story or something as well.
Oh, was that? All right,
I think Cora
She's posted now.
Put up a picture of Bron Breakker across from her having some food.
Right, because I didn't see the GCW stuff, but
How
I read
could this happen?
it was it's a cruiserweight guy who's in
Blake.
NXT for a bit. Blake, thank you.
He was
Blake
with her.
Christian had a match at GCW that apparently went 20 minutes. And then he apparently spoke for, I'm not sure if it's exaggerated or not, but it may have been as long as the match promo afterwards. We started talking about how like Bron's now with Cora and all this.
Really?
It read insane.
If it's-
And it was
if it's
going in the
true.
crowd, and the crowd like, get away, like, shut up.
Where did you hear?
Shut
Is
up.
this true?
That's what,
'Cause I
all
saw-
stuff he said.
I saw on Twitter, like, someone was like, "Oh, have you seen Bron Breakker's in relationship with Cora?"
Yeah, 'cause that's how it was revealed,
We broke
apparently.
up months ago. It's fine. Like, ready. Yeah,
But he had again. I don't
Oh,
know what people praising it because wrestling's weird, especially at the moment. People going, "This is the greatest thing ever." People going, "This is the worst thing I've ever." But it seemed very interesting.
Oh my god.
Well, Cora today being Thursday, because I saw this morning when I got up, she's posted a picture where they're like stood together like a couple, therefore confirming.
Yeah.
Aye, wow.
Thanks, Blake.
The jock with the goth. Who would have thought it? Oh. Hey, high school never ends.
Well said, Ross. The Diamond Mine got a promo in the ring with the intent of exposing and kicking out Roddy Strong. Because they said, we've been watching these matches back and we found the weak link. They're always like, oh, great. Who is it? It's like, Yee. He's like, hey, hang on. That's just, hang on. And seconds before they split up, Gallus decide now's the best time to interfere and beat them down. And it looks like they might side with Roddy, but he gets beaten down too. Green lights flood the arena, proving Apollo's Cruz vision true. So, Diamond Mine are now
That bit
two.
was class.
That was, thank you.
Yeah.
But Diamond Mine are now 2 for 2 in segments where they're literally a blink away from turning on each other, and then either Tony D'Angelo's crew or stupid Gallus go, now's the time for them to get attacked and be unified against us.
I liked
Great.
Joe Coffey's diving push. He went, Roddy Strong and him are facing off. And he's like, huh? And Coffey's like, he's weird.
He's cut his hair like Al JD McDonough as well, which I think is an interesting stylistic choice.
They were dressed in their football hooligan finest. They were all casualed up, and then they revealed the t-shirts as well underneath.
Oh, like Kurt
no-
Angle jumping to ECW. So,
Because no one knew who they were.
yes. And then, skip ahead. Gallus says,
No,
the
they
backstage
chanted
interview.
Gallus. They did.
That was the plans.
Gallus.
The plans
Who the hell
existed
are
for
Gallus?
this segment. It's just not LA Nights.
Yeah. Gallus interrupted the
Have you
backstage.
done that before?
I've done it before, yeah.
Oh, you've done it before,
I'll
right.
do it again. They went, Gallus, who the hell are Gallus?
Hey.
Hey, there we
five,
go.
yeah.
That's all the dads. Gallus interrupted the backstage interview with BJ and BJ, says JB here for some reason, and Fallon Henley. They say, hang on.
More then.
Yeah, more then.
More then.
We want our NXT.
Squiggle.
We want the NXT UK tag titles back because this isn't the UK. And they said they've held those titles for over 500 days. That's longer than you've been wrestling.
There was a pandemic.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've held those titles for 500. How dare you?
It's not a thing to brag about, is it? for the dozens and dozens of people who watched them do that.
You could lie and just make up.
I know you could.
You sound good though.
I was NXT UK champion for a week.
Remember when you
1 week?
you challenged them for the belt?
That hasn't aired yet, Ross.
Oh, we'll get on to that. Oh, also in between that, Roxanne Perez takes on her former best friend, Cora Jade. A lot of that going on.
Welcome to the generation of Jade.
He's just class, man.
Cora tries to use a kendo stick, but Perez takes control. She thinks about using the stick, but eventually drops it, which allows Cora to hit a DDT on the stick for the win.
No, is that DQ? She looked. There was intent.
They've had this beforehand, where if you hit the move onto it, it's okay. I remember that being in the match and going, hang on. But people are like, no, it's fine.
I thought the match started off with Rock and Austin levels of aggression. Then it sort of went into a big lull. But then when the heat, as Bully Ray would like to put it came back when she utilised the pool cue. Is it a pool cue?
It was a kendo stick.
It was
It's
black,
just-
though.
It's sprayed black. Because she's a goth. Yeah.
Oh, is that why they did?
I think so. I think that's why it's a black kendo stick.
Symbolism.
Yeah.
I'm goth, so I use the blackest of sticks and weapons.
Well, it's just
If you got the bin, if you got a bin, would have been sprayed bin.
We stop being mean to Cora Jade.
The goth bin.
Just because she's too heel for you and you can't handle the grit of the storyline.
You're right about that. Apollo wishes Braun Breaker good luck ahead of his title defense, but seems to take a long look at the NXT Championship, which I don't think Braun is aware of Apollo Cruz's foreshadowing abilities. He's having a good old. All right, yeah, you're right.
But he can't make things happen, though.
No, but he's having a look in the future.
But he knows, though, doesn't he?
He knows whether he's going to win or not.
I
So
think
if
he's
he's
won
not,
it.
don't bother.
Yeah, but you can't tell him if he'll influence it.
If he
tells
sees
them,
himself
I
not
think.
winning, then don't just
It'll be
challenge for
That's
another
it.
one.
But Braun corners him and goes,
Well-
tell him I'm winning.
I was going to say, well, no, if he saw him losing in the future, because it'll just be like a finger poke of doom situation. What's the point? Just beat me anyway. You're going to win
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, JD McDonough kind of did. No, we'll see.
And then
He had a nice bath before, though. That's
He did, yeah. Yeah, he did.
that's right, the sexy serial killer
It was like
himself,
proper-
JD,
it
is
was-
having a bath
was
before his match.
It was proper American Psycho. Like, I was expecting to peel off like the. Yeah.
And he's supposed to American Psycho, look more like Pingu.
He's not right for that role, is he? Of the perverted physio, whatever, doctor type.
No.
His company come out and goes, that's right, I love destroying bones and licking my own blood. And the crowd go, boo. Not even a big boo, just
He's just
one guy going, boo.
Go back to
Yeah.
Heartbeat. That facet of the gimmick, where he's driving his old cars through the countryside.
Yeah. Be like the rich playboy of Dublin. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a pervy doctor.
No.
Pervy dog. Tony D'Angelo beats Santos Escobar in a street fight to force him to leave NXT and join SmackDown.
Now, this video package was long to build up for this match.
It's been a long
I
story.
think-
4 months, it
I
said.
think they think that this has been a
fight.
really good feud. They really have put a lot of time into it, and it hasn't worked for me.
Nah.
Yeah, it's been months of they had to join them, but they don't respect or do anything they say. And Tony's like, you order.
The
And
missed
them not anyway. And like, okay.
that one big chapter where they fully joined and were fully doing everything Tony said. That was the chapter that was missing and was the thing that ruined the storyline for me.
Similar to when Cena joined the Nexus.
Yes.
There wasn't really a point when he was doing their bidding.
No.
Yeah.
You've joined us. You have to do what I say. It's like, oh, why? Oh, we'll kick you out. Good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bit of a loophole there.
The match I thought was fantastic. The psychology at play, Tony hanging on.
Ooh,
but then
the ending was a bit
drama
a
at the
bit
end.
Gargano Ciampa for me. With them both there. Oh, there's a weapon there. Oh, there's one there as well.
Who can pull the trigger first?
Yeah, it was a bit. I like the quick draw element. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought the match, it was okay. But I was really relieved it was over. So,
Okay.
yeah, 5 stars.
I like Santos going to the main roster as well.
Yeah.
If they're not going to make him the champion, I think he's too good for NXT 2.0.
But Tony's still got Legado.
Oh, has he? I
He
don't know, it
knocked
wasn't
over
made
Electra
clear, was
Lopez and he didn't even care. He went like Pete Dunne. He went. So I don't know.
Because they never really specified, did they? If Legado are still the stipulation
they
was
did.
like if Santos wins, Legado is free.
Yeah.
But if Santos loses, Santos leaves. It was not like. Made
I
clear.
thought it was if Santos. I thought they had, but maybe I've got it wrong. I'm not sure.
So segments of Tony and those who go, well,
been
I've
so
got
much.
rid of your boss, so now you have to work for me and you'll be very happy. Like, Yep.
Yeah, I will see what happens.
We'll see what happens there. But I thought it was a nice send-off. Like, looking back at the entrance for Santos, it was a nice send-off.
I will do really good.
I hope he don't
SmackDown.
change his theme on the main roster
No.
if he is going there, because that chant is lovely.
Zoe Stark kicks out of Mandy Rose's running knee, so Mandy puts on Zoe's knee brace and hits it again to retain the NXT Women's title. Yeah. Nice
Now,
finish.
I was worried that Zoe Stark was going to win. Not because I don't like Zoe Stark, but I just don't think...
I've missed
I
loads
don't
of stuff
thi-
there. Sorry, I skipped way.
Oh, right, go back then if you want. Yeah.
Sorry. Backstage, Indy Hartwell celebrates. Sorry, congratulations the Cowie girls on winning the tag titles.
Oh my God! Wait, before the next bit, the start of this promo was a bit bad. They were all just taking turns trying to speak spontaneously, but in precise order. So it was like, "Hey, well done, you guys! I remember when I won that title, and when you guys won it, I cried. Hey, thanks, Indy. That means a lot." I was like, anyway.
AI superstars. Eh?
Yeah, we're getting to that point. A letter is delivered to Indy from Dexter Loomis, the guy from Raw, kind of. But Blair Davenport arrives and tears it in half. And she says she's the future NXT Women's Champion.
I think she doesn't know what she's messing with. Ripping up Dexter Loomis's love letter. Does she not know what Dexter Loomis does for a living on the weekly?
He kills people.
Is my mic still on there?
You're right.
Dan? Thank you. Cheers.
Put
Sorry.
the wire between your legs.
Oh,
Kiss your ass goodbye.
I'm wearing shorts and it's cold.
Ooh. You'll need that white. You need that cold feeling after talking about Cora Jade for 10
Oh,
minutes.
come on now.
Is that too
lovely.
forced?
Oh,
I'm
come
sorry.
on, indeed.
I'm sorry, that was very forced.
But ripping up Dexter Loomis's letter. I think that's a recipe for misery.
Yeah, with serial killers, when you know they kill people, you tend not to wind them up.
Piss them off, yeah.
Was that story about that guy who he said he said my dad used to drop off Ted Bundy off at his after work because he used to work with him, and every Friday evening he'd say him, "See you Monday, Bundy." And just the tweet ended with, "I'm amazed Ted didn't kill him."
That's what I imagine Pac's wife, because I learned her name recently is Natalie. Is it Slattery or Satterley? One of the two. But Natalie Slattery.
But that's only since she married him, though.
Yeah, but been a while now, hasn't it?
Maybe she's got a double barrel.
Yeah.
McMahon, Slattery.
That's what you'll be
Man
getting if you mock her.
Slattery.
Aye, so then we find out that next week there'll be a lights out match between Tiffany Stratton and Wendy Chu.
Yes. It's time for revenge.
I bit a Cultaholic's Twitter account this week.
Oh?
Because Aiden put on the subheading for the news article about this match being made, is this a little dig at AEW? And I was like, no.
What?
It's the natural progression of the story. Because last week we saw Wendy Chu lock in Tiffy Stratton in a room, turn the lights off, night vision goggles, knocked her out. Of course they're going to have a lights out match.
Does he not know what a lights out match means, or the?
I
don't think you right.
I used some posh language because I was that appalled.
I understand.
Well done on
I
correcting
was
him
appalled
slightly.
by the insinuation. That's what I said.
I understand what he means, I think, which
Go
is
on.
that lights out matches are reserved in AEW for big personal feuds, whereas this is Tiffany Stratton versus Wendy. Well, a big personal feud, actually. Sorry, yes.
Been
of course.
identity fraud.
Yeah.
Been at the salon. She's locked in a room and beat her up.
Yeah. But now she's been portrayed as the babyface. Then this video package infuriated me because Wendy Chu's like, I'm sick of Tiffany Stratton treating everyone mean. And I'm like, no, you've been bullying Tiffany Stratton. If Tiffany Stratton doesn't win, I'm going to stop watching NXT.
It is a fair
That's not
point.
just a promise. That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Wendy Chu's got her own back and then got her own back like 4 times more.
Yeah.
It's just Tiffy Stratton will win.
Just like
Yeah, I
Home
think
Alone, if she went to other people's houses and then set up the traps.
Traps.
Anyway, I ruined that. Then Zoe Starks beats Mandy Rose with her own knee.
It's like Triple H in 2003 again.
No, Mandy Rose beats Zoe Stark.
Yes, the way this is written here. Mandy Rose wins,
Yes.
obviously. I'm losing it now, sorry.
Mandy's still class.
Yeah.
Big fan of Mandy.
Working that knee cerebrally just to make sure that Zoe can't do her finishing maneuver.
Stop
I
calling him
thought-
Mandy Race.
I'll tell you what,
that,
though.
actually.
Wonderful writing again from NXT 2.0 because after Santos' special entrance and obviously losing, the next match after that was this one and who got the special entrance. They put the seed in my mind that Mandy was going to fall the same way that Santos did, but she didn't.
They do a good job of that at Mania sometimes. They mix up who gets the special entrance, the winner or the loser. Often it's the loser, actually, I feel like a wrestler. Is that just because like Rusev, Snoop
Yeah.
Dogg with Sasha Banks, all that sort
It's
of
like
stuff?
a consolidation prize.
Or
You haven't
or
won, but-
consolation one.
Consolation, yeah.
Yeah, but look at this.
Yeah.
Whoa. And then we see a vignette for the Super Diva, Quincy Elliott.
Oh my God!
This could be Ross's new
Right.
favorite. Go
No,
on.
we all need to do an impersonation of
No, we don't. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it.
the sexy, sassy Southern Belle, Quincy Jones.
I'm not cool enough.
Oh God!
I couldn't watch it, man.
I was really cringy.
I don't know what they were going
Hey,
for.
look, can I just make one thing clear? We're all for diversity in wrestling and stuff. It's not that. It's not the whole thing about them going like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me being different. I'm like, fair play. Why are you licking the air?
It's me like
They're hungry for competition.
it's treble dropping, right, and then getting a dry mouth.
Yeah, it was so weird, man. It was so weird.
Wow, they're so relatable.
That is the only bit that I couldn't watch. But the diva bit and stuff, I think, lends itself to some interesting angles. And well, I say interesting angles. Slut drops. That's his thing.
Oh,
I
is
was
it?
watching some Level Up. He slut drops the outside the ring post.
Whoa.
Never mind that. You watch Level Up?
Is that the right way to say it? Slut drop? I don't know. If
Ah, you can say
That's
that's
what
what they
I- that's what I
call
was
it.
got a more
yeah.
PC word. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
That's what they're called up here. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not a bad
no,
person.
No,
Shut
no,
up.
no.
Well, someone will think I'm a bad person for saying that.
No, I'll be fine.
what they
I'm
called
trying to think
up
what the I've never heard any other term for
That's
it.
all right then.
Yeah. We've got your back. If you're a bad person, then we're all
outrage
a bad
someone
person.
else, man, will you?
No one said anything wrong.
I'm waiting for it, man. It happens
He's
every week.
preemptively getting ready.
God.
Grayson Waller says Apollo Crews is selfish and willing to stab anyone in the back. He invites Apollo on his talk show next week. The Grayson Waller. Who gave him a talk show?
No, he's right though.
He's great.
Apollo Crews is selfish.
Why?
Because he's got that ability. He doesn't share it.
Yeah, and he doesn't. He's eyeing up Bron Breaker's belt, even though he's like, oh, good luck. Oh, I want his belt though.
But there's a lot of questions you've got to ask. If you don't have the ability, who would you help? Like, you can't help. The ethical dilemma. If you had the ability to, you couldn't help everybody.
You can't even change
How would it even
anything.
work then? It'd be too. It wouldn't work.
He tried to help the Diamond Mine, but it didn't help. It didn't help them anyway. So you can't change.
Well, twice he's told them it's Roddy Strong, and then someone's got in the way.
But them being laid out, it turns out, was Gallus, which I don't think Apollo knew it was them. I think he just saw the picture of what. By the way, did you scan the QR code when Zoe Stark made her entrance?
No.
It just was a picture of Zoe Stark standing over Mandy with the belt. I was like, oh, it's a spoiler, but she lost. So it wasn't.
I hope that in this talk show segment next week, Grayson uses the pandemic against Apollo Crews. See into the future, can you? Why didn't you tell us?
You can see in the future, yeah, and just slaps him.
But the things that Apollo sees are often, well, it's sometimes
Terrible
unhelpful
situations,
or ambiguous, so he can't do anything about it. So he tried to warn the Diamond Mine to stop them being laid out, but it wasn't Roddy who led them getting laid out anyway. It was Gallus.
And who could, not
man.
even the person who can look in the future, could have predicted Gallus showed up on this week.
No, I couldn't. Oh man,
Is it
Fair,
because
the
he's,
the
it's
green
because
was
he's
the
lost
clue,
it?
though, wasn't it? The green
I
hue.
thought it was degeneration.
Shawn Michaels out there
Yeah.
super kicking everyone.
And then Bron Breakker overcomes JD Madonna's love of pain to retain the NXT title. It was all right. I didn't think that the heat was what it should have been for an event called Heat Wave, but it's also because the crowd are like, all right, is this it?
I'm fine with people like JD McDonough getting characters and gimmicks,
Yeah.
but not if it gets in the way of their in-ring, because he's really good in the ring, usually.
Yeah.
But now he's now he's got to be concerned with being like a
Smiley pervy.
Jack the Ripper pervert.
Jack off the Ripper. His celebrations are interrupted by NXT UK champion Tyler Bate. Could wills be colliding? And also, if you even think about switching from NXT to NXT UK, Tyler Bate, who used to wrestle here as Tyler Bate, will be winning their version of the company's world title. Oh, that'll put some
That'll
butts
put
in
butts
this.
in seats.
There we go.
Record
Yes,
viewership this week for NXT UK, probably.
People turning that silly thing into a positive, won't they? Yeah,
Tom watches it, every week.
Of course he does, and look at him.
He says he does.
He says he does. Yeah.
Yeah, how can we not? We just make up names and say, "Hell, did Bibbidi Bobbidi do good this
Yeah.
week?" Oh yeah.
Oh, hey, Vancy Wanson was back on. Oh, that's good.
Hi from Cornwall. Hi. The rice pudding himself when the.
I feel a bit bad for saying that. Tom probably does watch that.
He loves UK
He
wrestling.
loves UK
Well,
wrestling.
he needs to help. He needs to sleep sometime. So I'm joking, but in NXT UK universe, the title is currently vacant because.
Dragunov.
Dragunov,
Dragunov.
yeah.
I don't know what happened with that. If he was just actually needing to leave.
I've not been
I
watching it. I
assumed,
don't know.
I assumed if he was doing it and it wasn't anything, he'd be on the main
I remember
roster by now.
it got
but-
leaked to an Italian website, which we've tried to read on the podcast. That's how I found out about it.
All right.
Do you remember?
No.
Sat around this table trying to read Italian a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago.
Probably went as well as me trying to read English, so no. Yeah, so that happened. So it's currently vacant, and he hasn't won it in the tournament yet, but he showed up.
Yeah.
And I bet Brom was like, but how have you got that? That hasn't aired yet. He was so astonished he didn't kick his head in. But that is a bunch of NXT UK people showing up. The feud with NXT. Either because they're going to do a Worlds Collide thing again, which I remember being a very good show the first time they did it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it
good.
was, yeah.
Or it's RIP NXT UK because they're not recording for the next few weeks because the thing they used to film it in is going to be busy. But
For the football,
all these pieces.
by the way, it's going to be busy for the football season.
Oh, is that what it is?
And their
Oh.
football coverage. The football season that's put into place yonks ago, and they knew was going to be in use.
Yeah.
That's not a valid excuse, I'm sorry.
I realized it was the football
The
season.
something to do
Oh,
with
right.
the football coverage that BT do is the
Right.
reason why NXT UK can't be taped. That's not on.
No, it's not.
That's the only arena in the UK that can take NXT UK, is it? Yeah, just saying.
I think it'll be a bit of both, you know. I think there'll be a World's Collide. It's meant to be all out weekend, isn't it?
It's going to be on probably the day of.
Oh,
that.
that'll be
Because
it. But all the indie
Unless
favourites.
they do it on the Friday, but I think they'll do it on the Sunday, won't they? Probably. SmackDown's on the Friday.
Yeah, I think it will be that, and then I think those who have gone over. I think
Yeah.
NXT the UK will win.
I'm trying to get a big right. So we'll all the lads in work, right? Oh, we're wrestling. We're going to cover all the wrestling. On Saturday, Clash at the Castle, but it's UK time. Guess what else is on a Saturday?
What?
Rise, which I've not been to for a while.
Oh.
Get all the lads to Rise, party all night, and then Fraser went, "We've got work the next day." I was like, "Aye, at 1 a.m. Got ages to get that hangover gone." Fancy it done?
But
Why
that,
you shake his head?
I'm not here, so you're free.
No.
I'm not here that weekend, so you're free.
Oh, I'm working on the Saturday night.
Oh, you're doing a wedding.
Oh,
Don't film
lovely.
weddings sometimes.
Extracurricular. Oh, no. I was going to say, yeah, I'm not here that weekend, so you've got a free weekend from Cultaholic then.
Speaking of weddings, somebody on my stream said that, hey, I'm streaming Terry Funk's book every Sunday, and he was at his mate's wedding. And he
Terry
said-
Funk was at his mate's wedding.
No. I'm reading Terry Funk's book on stream. So then he said, hey, I'm at my mate's wedding, but
Terry
I've
Funk messaged you saying,
you're
no,
a
I'm
dick. But he said he was at his mate's wedding, and he was watching the stream.
Oh no!
Was that his mate's wedding?
Oh no! Don't do that. Just attend the wedding. Just be at the wedding. Be present.
I was very flattered and stunned.
Yeah.
What sort of a wedding's that?
Not a very good one by the
I
sound
know.
of things.
I couldn't imagine doing anything but doing the wedding at a wedding. If that makes any sense.
That
you
did
know.
actually make sense. Unlike this episode of NXT, any other thoughts here, pal?
He needs to work on his blood capsule work, does JD, because that's twice I've
It
twacked
looked
and
a
put
bit.
in his
Looked
mouth.
a bit pink as well this time. It looked a bit light.
Maybe he just likes to taste
Maybe.
But you shouldn't be able to see him put it in the mouth.
twice.
Maybe it's a what are they called? Oh, juicy drop pop or something. I can't remember.
Yeah,
You
I remember them.
I remember that, yeah.
What's that bit that says, I love it when they get the juicy bit in the middle? Remember that?
You sound like
Home and away, innit?
You sounded like one of my favorite adverts is the old Crusher advert with the cats.
I want
Playing
some
on-
Crusher.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
make milkshake.
Yeah.
So good.
I miss
Anyway.
that one. I still remember, I don't even know what the product is or what it tastes like. There goes shaky shake, wibble wobble yum yum with the real
Oh.
milkshake.
What's a milkshake?
I think I've answered my question there. Let's move on. AEW, sponsored by House of the Dragon. Team Rush versus Team Rush.
Team Rouge versus Team Rush because they didn't have enough time.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank
And
you.
this is not. I think it's just me being biased against the Young Bucks. I feel like I've been burned by them in this way before. They're in the main event of All In
Yep.
with Ibushi in them and Rey Mysterio, and then we're like, "Oh, we've got 10 minutes. Let's go."
Yep.
It seems like
And
the
they went
Bucks do
balls
this
out, had a
lot.
great match, and they're still upset because they want to go like 15 more minutes. And it's like, no, you're all right.
I,
We've been here 5 hours.
yeah, but
Wrestlers,
they were following
man,
like
they go crazy.
like Kenny and like Okada and
And
stuff.
some other people.
And some other people as well.
CM Punk opens the show and calls out Hangman Page, who doesn't answer. Punk calls him cowardly before calling out John Moxley, who isn't cowardly. He says Moxley is the third best guy in his own stable, which seems to be a recurring theme.
Dun 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 dun.
CM Punk says Eddie Kingston is the third best Eddie he's ever wrestled.
Right. So Guerrero?
Right, we try to work this out upstairs.
I love
Right, yeah.
this.
Right,
Go
and
on.
the initial answer we came up with was the Eddie Guerrero, and the second best Eddie we worked out initially was Eddie Vegas.
Yeah, I looked on his cage match as well, but it was only like tag matches and stuff.
From Full Impact Pro in 2005. Very good matches. Very
Do you
good
remember
matches.
CM Punk still
Matthew,
remembers it.
do you-
FIP. No, I was never FIP.
Apparently, he was like Jimmy Rave's tag partner sometimes or something.
Oh, I do know. FIP was like the NXT to Ring of Honor at the time. I wasn't watching Ring of Honor.
Punk
so.
remembers him.
Yeah. Well, no, it was Umanga.
Oh,
His real name was Eddie.
oh right.
Which I've only ever heard on podcasts and stuff like that when they're speaking about.
Wait, it's not Eddie Edwards? You don't
No,
wrestle
no,
him?
he's
I
never
don't think he's
wrestled.
Oh,
wrestled
okay.
Edwards,
Oh,
yeah.
maybe, yeah.
That was the one Eddie we
I tried
checked, yeah.
both spellings of Eddie in cage matches
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, just to see if I'd missed anyone.
You're the third best Eddie next to Ed and Double D.
Yeah.
And,
Of course, that See You Next Tuesday would speak about me when I'm not there.
Yes, Eddie Kingston was not happy about this. And also said he's the second best Kingston.
Also, John Silver
is
tweeted a
legit.
picture of Hangman having some food, saying like he's a bit busy when he called out Hangman.
He says that John Moxley's not even going to be the first John he's beaten for a talent God, all right, this is just, hey.
No, I enjoyed it though.
I enjoyed it as well.
Mox-
I enjoyed him not like acknowledging, not in a Roman Reigns way, but not acknowledging Moxley, just going, "Oh, I'll fight Hangman now." Because why would the proper champion like? Because Aiden was on the brink of doing a news article about it. Like CM Punk goes into business for himself. I'm like, whoa.
CM Punk takes shots
Stop.
at NXT.
It makes sense for the proper champion to not acknowledge the interim.
He also pretended he was going to jump into the crowd and then went, nah.
The best. Moxley arrives and says that Punk is far from the best in the world and usually not even the best in catering. And then
So Punk's done all this maths, like working out, oh, he's the third best Eddie in the set.
Yeah.
And Moxie's gone, you're worse than like most people backstage.
you stink.
Yeah.
He also, Punk says, I don't want to get too close to you in case you bleed all over me.
Oh!
That was my favorite. Like, the other ones were like, all right, we get it. Like, it doesn't really mean because it's,
And,
why would you keep on referencing people that aren't going to be on the show?
At one
but
point, I
whatever.
felt bad for Moxley because it seemed like Punk was not giving him enough of a chance. It was like that old Cena Roman or Cena Rock. And I was like, no. And then Moxley went, you only came here because you ran out of money. I was like, he's back. He's coming back.
That one as well. Yes, thank you
Yeah.
for reminding me.
He was
noticeably
noticeably being more of a twat, I thought, there, CM Punk.
He
Bit of
was.
He's a natural
When he was
twat.
Called
doing,
Hangman a coward in West Virginia.
and he was doing Snow Angels during Moxley's entrance. He's like, oh, yeah, I've got some time. Might as well do some Snow Angels. He starts singing along.
He did.
Wild. I forget what word he said. It was just one of them.
You
anyway.
make my heart sing.
It was groovy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right. Powerhouse Hobbs, Powerhouse, is interviewed backstage and accuses Ricky Starks of hiding behind his back for 2 years. And he's probably right because he wasn't on the show. So do you not check behind him?
Do you reckon Ricky was just stood there?
Say, wait, hang on. Bryan Danielson beats Daniel Garcia in their 2 out of 3 falls rematch. He offers him a handshake, but Jericho attacks Bryan from behind. Garcia stops Jericho from beating Danielson down, and the crowd chant, "You're a wrestler." Later backstage, Jericho demands that Garcia make a choice next week on Dynamite. Steamboat interrupts and thinks that Danielson would be a better mentor to that guy over there. Andrew Parker gets in Steamboat's face and gets shot.
Yeah.
For old time's sake. This lovely match here.
Aye.
Very hot crowd. Garcia's tan was unreal.
I didn't think about that.
Oh my God in heaven. He looked like a what's it. But yeah, no, they chopped each other very hard. Love Danielson. Love that they did the 2 out of 3 falls. We didn't go forever and ever. And then had a fall. It was like, all right, yeah, got him quick. That's fine.
And then the
Flush.
second one was like a little roll, like
Yeah,
yeah.
there we go. But then the third fall, when he's hitting it, and Danielson just goes, all right, let's just start meditating. Like, can't be zen.
That was the thing. We got the range from Danielson here. Started off, he's making Garcia look like the best professional wrestler ever. Then it gets into the desperation phase of the match where he's like, oh my God, can he pull it back? He makes you feel like not a lot of wrestlers do in the world,
He's
Danielson.
pretty good, actually,
Yeah,
Danielson.
he's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the bit at the end where he's being a bit more JD McDonough than JD McDonough does JD McDonough. Bit more of a pervy pain freak.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm getting pained. I'm getting pained here.
No, I like that, yeah.
I'm getting pained here. I'm feeling alive. I'm just going to kick the bollocks off you now. So I thought we got the full range from Danielson here.
Yeah.
Made him like a right sick C word I've written down here. But I thought the final bit with Jericho as well was done really well. Because I think he does need to jump ship
He does, yeah.
to the
yeah.
BCC.
Yeah.
And Moxley will only be the 4th best member now.
Oh. I think this was up the star-making performances this year, along with Yuta versus Moxley.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think he's benefited really well. But it's almost like you don't want him to join the BCC because it's like, no, because then you won't have matches like this.
I'm liking him being... I think he does need to, though. It was always the plan, wasn't it? When he joined the Jericho Appreciation Society and talked about, I love being a sports entertainer. I was like, you're not, though. Maybe they'll do a swap.
He is online.
Wheeler will end up...
Yeah, if Online Garcia was on AEW, be magnificent.
I've not paid enough attention to Online Garcia. It sounds wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's living the best life, as they say. Tony's comes out for a match, but John... Yeah, right.
Just Tony Nese. Just
Oh, you're laughing at just Tony Nese existing.
the poor bugger.
Tony Nese comes out for a match, but John Moxley attacks him from behind and calls out Punk. They have another pull-apart brawl. It's here announced that this match will actually take place. This can't be right. Next week's Dynamite will have the unification
What
match.
does this mean for All Out?
3 letters.
E-C.
TJP.
3.
Oh, right.
I don't want to see either of them.
MJF.
Oh, you...
It would be the only thing that could... Well, from everything else after this episode, yeah.
Winner wins next week. Out he comes. Pay-per-view, MJF versus the champion.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'd want MJF to wait. Oh, I don't know.
After the first hour of Dynamite spent him talking. Yeah.
Oh, no, I want it now. I want it a lot.
Want it all.
That's been very interesting, though, because how fast wrestling moves. Just like, remember, MJF left and we've heard nothing. It's like, yeah, I've had lots
Like
of
I did see,
happens.
I don't know who it was on Twitter, but someone was saying like it could be like a time limit draw next week, which makes like a stipulation match at the pay-per-view or something. I'm like, I don't need to see like it twice.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it would be bad twice. I just think, you don't need to see it twice, do you? It's just,
I get you.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously, the Trustbusters will interfere and try and sign both men.
Ari Daivari versus CM Punk at All Out.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for giving the people what they want. The Ass Boys quickly beat the Varsity Blondes. Good. Billy Gunn finally gets his sons.
I was shocked at that result, as the kids would say.
Well, I thought the Ass Boys would win, but not that fast.
I don't think the varsities are that dead, are they?
Who got the pin?
One of the
Austin?
Ass Boys.
Yeah, Austin maybe? No, it was Colton. The
No, sorry. Who was pinned is what I meant to say.
Was it Pillman?
Of course it was.
Wow.
Billy Gunn finally tells his sons that he's proud of them. They hug it out, but Stokely Hathaway interrupts again, and the Guns attack Billy from behind. The Acclaim run out to chase them away and get Daddy Ass to scissor them.
That was
To a
spine
huge
tingling
pop as
that.
well. Yeah.
When he shouted, "Scissor me, Daddy Ass!"
I don't know quite what JR was talking about. Maybe he was
Just end that sentence
maybe
there.
he was just maybe he was just anticipating the scissor because Taz is or not Taz, one of the other commentators is talking about how Billy Gunn's hurt, but not physically. He's a warrior. He's taken all kinds of physical punishment. It's not the physical. And then JR just goes, "We're on live television here." I'm like, what does he mean? Because they're about to do this. I think maybe he was paying more attention to what was going on in the ring. I don't quite know.
Oh.
Because I can't think
idea.
what he thought was worth censoring his colleague
JR
for.
did a lot of commentating this episode.
Yes.
More than usual.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of commentators with Jericho and then Taz and Excalibur and Jim Ross and then
Don.
Cyrus. Yeah.
Cyrus.
Sorry, that's
You
my name
old
from
school
all.
man.
I know, all right, I'm
Cyrus
sorry.
Jr. El Hijo.
But yeah, he's talking rubbish, and then he's with the kids he loves.
He is, yeah.
Hopefully he sticks with them because he was with them once before and he turned on them, didn't he?
I like the Acclaimed on their own. Ooh.
I hope Billy just treats them right.
Okay.
Tucks them in the bed at night.
Yep, like the old times.
The good old days.
Aye. And the Varsity Blondes look like the latest wrestlers from the guys we signed at the start of AEW who we've given. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think they were that dead, but it would
I
appear.
thought Griff had real promise.
I thought Griff had promise.
He's a Cody boy, though, isn't he?
Oh.
Was he a Cody boy?
I think he was actually. That's a good point.
Cody boy.
Jungle Boy cuts a promo about his rude T-shirt the other week. He says it got him a lot of trouble, but it hit the nail on the head. He tells Christian to man up and face him at All Out. Christian interrupts and says, "No." He tries to make amends with Jungle Boy, who attacks him instead. They brawl, and Christian's arm gets stomped on the ring steps. Yeah, I'm loving this.
Christian was fantastic, where he's like, you got a little bit personal, but we all say things that's okay.
Jungle Boy is just so sexy. When he comes out and he's smouldering. Oh,
Mate. And him angry and full of violence is like, oh, she's getting hotter.
I love his little entrance.
she Cora Jade should go out with Jungle Boy, just matchmaking wrestlers who might have no interest in
Jungle Boy's got Anna JS. He's
of
already
course.
got a badass. I mean, if they're
Yeah.
still together, I don't know. But his lower third was like returned with a new attitude after
Yes,
peace.
I find it weird when because that sounds like it's official. Like it's in writing, so it's like it's as official as a match result. It's weird.
Oh, by the way, I think I should write the names down, but 2 people messaged me going, why do you keep on talking about Luchasaurus not saying anything about why he was with Christian for a bit? And the people have said, Jungle Boy said, I was just with him
Just to keep him fresh for
just
me,
to keep
basically.
him fresh, which is like, have they said that? Like,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
they have, but again, that's something with AEW because there's so many moving parts and so many stuff going on. Sometimes they like don't emphasize those bits.
Yeah, we're not going to blame ourselves for that.
Or assume
blame
that I'm,
AEW.
watching this and then
It is hard though to
a bunch
remember.
of other YouTube shows.
It is hard to remember stuff. That's why I'm sat here with a laptop because I can't remember
right.
stuff that happened on SmackDown here today. It's like it's hard to remember.
I think honestly, it'd be easier for me to remember the stuff on Raw without any notes or just like from memory than it would be remembering every single thing that happens on AEW.
Because so much happens.
Yeah.
Even though it's shorter.
Yeah. And Tony Storm beats.
Can I just say it was
Kylan King, I think. Yeah, I wasn't trying to
like
spell it.
Kiln.
Was the
Kiln.
beatdown for Christy not a bit backwards? Because surely after it's normally like the heel beats down the babyface and the babyface gets revenge at the pay per view. Now the babyface is beat down
Well,
the heel.
it's an
But
interesting
Christian's,
dynamic.
yeah, I mean, you are right, but Christian's been such a dick.
His arm stomped.
Jungle Boy's like, nah. And then again, because it's fun as well, because he's like, hey, come on, you've said something.
Maybe they'll do you have to be with your arm tied behind your back because mine's knackered. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And then Junglesaurus, Jesus. Luchasaurus will do not. Sorry, I'll change to JR. Yeah, Tony Storm beats Killian King. It's announced she'll face Thunder Rosa for the title at All Out.
Yeah.
I thought King looked a lot better.
Did you know-
Wait.
Do you know-
Why
do
is
you
Tony
know-
Storm facing Thunder Rosa? Why aren't they teaming
Well,
up?
because she's won some matches.
She's number one contender.
Do you know how tall Kylan King is?
6'1".
She's 6'1", actually. Yeah, they didn't mention that on commentary. They mentioned it so much.
It's Jim Ross by and large, isn't it?
6'1".
He
There's
loves.
nothing else to talk
My
about.
God, she's rangy.
I thought she looked like she's TV ready, me. I thought she looked like the part. Kylan King. Yeah.
She's rangy tall.
Riho's only 98 pounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Jim Ross is like, I don't know what's going on, but I know this person's height and weight.
God, she's so tall.
I thought the sweetest.
6'1", Taz, we're on TV, watch out.
Might as well call her Tall Vic. Oh, God's sake.
I thought Tony's Sweet Cheeks music had some extra stank on it this week.
Yeah, it was like Umanga.
Humanga.
Like
It
Eddie.
was.
Yeah.
Big old Eddie.
And then in the main event,
Oh, do you remember when they did that with Britt Baker and pretend she was really injured? That was class.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that
That was
wrestling's
good.
weird.
That was so long ago, but it wasn't.
I don't remember it at all.
Tony
No,
Storm
this is
did
like
a-
2 months ago as
Tony
well.
Storm did
God.
a Umanga thing, and then Britt Baker, it seemed like it proper smacked her, and it looked like she was really like unconscious.
Yeah.
And then Tony's like kicking at her a bit, and then tries to gingerly roll over. It's a roll up.
Oh, it sounds great.
It was only a false finish, I think.
Yeah, that's why it's not remembered because there wasn't the actual finish.
was good.
Weird. And then Andrade, Roosh, and Dragon Lee take on the Young Bucks and their mystery partner.
Justin Roberts' clean as eyebrow, which I'm going to give it now. The name was fantastic when he
Clean as eyebrow.
when he got his bit of paper. He was like,
Oh.
"What have I seen down here?"
And yeah, they're returning. Kenny Omega, who has not been seen on TV since he lost the title to Hangman Page.
Such a short 10 months that's been. It doesn't feel like
Wrestling.
10 months. No. Oh, we are hurtling towards the end. Hurtling.
I hope so.
That's what 10 months feels like, everybody.
When you mentioned the Justin Roberts elbow there, when I was watching Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, The Rock did a rock bottom at one point, but it
what?
was on a bad guy.
Oh,
I was going like on a snake.
Yeah.
No, it was on a
Tiger or
human.
something.
But he's like punching one person, then the next one, and then he ducks a punch, and I was like, and then he didn't go all the way down. It was more like a uranagi. I was like, but it was good enough because then he looked up and kind of went, huh. Yeah.
Do you reckon that'd be like him going like, oh, I've got a great idea for a spot in this little fight there, movie director.
Yeah.
He punches and
Then he kicked one of his arms and went, no, he didn't do
He
that.
punches a monkey. And
By
the
the way-
monkey looks at his hand and punches it again. And the monkey knows it's coming. He's like, all right, I'll take it.
Dwayne is a coward.
Oh.
Because I saw a bit. Did you see this Instagram? I think it was Instagram Live he did with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch.
And
Seth
somebody
and
else,
Becky in
right?
the car, and Brian Gewirtz is there. And they're telling the story of like when Rock was the promo on Triple H, how Triple H is boring and he puts people to sleep. Rock said to Vince backstage, "I've got a great idea. I want to just take the piss out of Triple H's voice." And he goes, even though The Rock pitched this to Brian in front of Triple H and Vince, he goes, "Oh, Brian, do the voice. You were doing it really good earlier on."
Oh.
And then Brian had to stand there in front of Triple H and Vince and go like, "Well," and apparently Triple H just sat there like, "It's a good idea, that." Yeah.
Ooh, I had an impression of a lad at uni
The Rock is a coward.
once. I had an impression of a lad at uni once. And it wasn't a flattering one. And then he one day came up to me and was like, "Oh, do your impression? I've heard you've got an impression of it." Like genuinely good hearted. And I was like, "Oh, you're all right." Yeah.
Yikes.
Granola was out.
It was a good impression though.
Wow.
Hi guys.
Kenny,
Sorry. I wasn't quite like that. It wasn't.
yes, the returning Kenny Omega. He's back and he's better than. Oh, hang on. He's got a big black shirt on.
He's not better than ever. He's actually marginally worse than ever.
Yes. He's got the Chris Brooks permanently injured shoulder thing on.
What was the compression shirt for?
I think it was
Everything, I
because
think.
of his hernia surgery. Because he's going to have a big scar down there now. And I think it maybe.
Oh,
I don't know how.
that up. He's worn tape.
I don't know how often the surgery was.
Right.
Often? How recent it was, sorry.
And I saw speculation on people going, okay, is he just pretending to be injured? And you're like, no, I'm pretty sure the other reports Kenny said about his injuries, I'm pretty sure this is him genuinely. No, I'm coming in at like 50%.
I honestly thought he was going to do a Jeff Hardy spot where he took the shirt off. And everyone went, woo!
Cut to stitches, he's bleeding everywhere. It's like, he did a good job here. I'm going to make up something and said, do you think Kenny wasn't ready for this? But he said, look, the only way the luchadors will lose is to a big star. They say you or no one. But
I thought you looked. I know you kept going like, "Oh, my side."
He looked fine.
I thought you looked really good.
Yeah.
Just like new.
yeah, again,
After his shoulder,
If Kenny Omega wasn't,
head, shoulders, knees and
hernia,
toes.
knee,
Yeah.
elbow.
if he wasn't as good as he usually is, then I don't think anyone would have noticed that it wasn't as good.
No.
If he was like any other wrestler on a tier below, then everyone would be like, "Oh, they'd fine return to the ring then."
Yeah, I was outclassed, surprisingly, I thought this time, by Roosh, who I thought made his best
Now Ross
appearance
was
so
saying
far.
that he hasn't seen much of Roosh yet and doesn't get the hype. What did you think
Yes.
of Roosh?
This
now?
was obviously his best performance by a mile.
Yeah.
Just him,
Yeah.
just kicking, posing, and then
He had a bit more to do this time,
Ooh
which
la
is
la.
weird in a 6-man tag that he had more of a spotlight.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
did.
Maybe it's just like, oh yeah, I know Andrade and Dragon Lee, yeah, this will be all right. And then
And
Jose the
old
assistant.
Dragon Lee.
Oh God.
My
Old Dragon Lee.
God. As soon as they were propping him up,
More like Dragon
on the
Whee!
guardrail, on the guardrail, you're like, go on, man, die. You're like, how's it supposed to work? And,
People in the front row going,
yeah. So Kenny Omega lands all right on the concrete, but then Dragon Lee essentially just goes, all right, go over the guardrail and flap over the concrete.
I remember
Good lad.
he did it to Ospreay in New Japan. I thought he was dead.
Oh.
He's done it before. Him and Phoenix are the two scariest divers like in wrestling.
Phoenix just doesn't care.
Phoenix boots people in the crowd when he dives in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to your point, though, Jose the assistant giving it the old fantastic poo-housery.
Yeah, no,
But
did a good
mask
job.
stuff again. Is it another thing like where you feel like where AEW you see the same things about 7 times between
Why
Rampage
did they
and Dynamite?
loosen his mask? They didn't need to
Yeah.
loosen his mask.
No, and again, this is it's something that happens a lot with the Rudos in luchador promotions, but yeah, again, it doesn't necessarily translate that often. If they do it every single time,
Is it because he
But-
lost and they were like, you don't deserve that? So,
Maybe.
I don't know.
Seems a bit severe though.
because he took the fall, didn't he, old Dragon
he
Lee?
did.
I
They
the
hate
one-winged
losing.
angel. Can't kick out of the one-winged angel.
Yeah,
Unless you're hangity man.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did he
And-
kick out of it in the end?
I think so.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
And then this one was like bless him because Dragon Lee wasn't on properly, and he's just like, I'll stump you. It still worked. People were like, yeah, you hit it, but it was like, oh, here we go.
The setup was a bit long, and then the Bucks had to run in to stop the lucha.
Yeah.
The two lads from
He
it
was
fine.
selling his injuries. It's fine.
Yeah.
The old Shawn Michaels like, oh, me, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's wrestling's weird. Isn't he? Oh yeah, he just took a flat back bump of the car. He's fine. Yeah, but yeah, good return. A much better episode than Dynamite was last week.
Yes.
Still got some cutting and pushing to do, but I think it's a long way to that at this point. If you're Tony Khan, because I'll sign more people by the time we've read this description. And that was the week of wrestling.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Let's have a little look in the mailbag.
I need to issue an apology before we start the mailbag.
Uh-oh.
To Aidan Gibbons of Cultaholic.com, because Meltzer has said, and I quote, "The CM Punk thing at the start of the show with Adam Page, that was weird. For everyone, nobody knew he was going to do that. If you remember months ago when they were feuding and I said there was lots of reality to it, well, there's lots of reality to it." Dave Meltzer via WOR.
I don't remember him saying that, actually.
Me neither.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Punk really doesn't like Hangman.
if that's what he said
Why,
there.
Hangman seems like a lovely man. Yeah. God.
Drinks
Wait,
though.
Punk doesn't like someone for a good reason. Doesn't sound like Punk.
Wrestle Kingdom to be a one-night event. More news.
Oh, Jack very happy with that.
I prefer it as a one night because when it's 2 nights to do all that, they do that New Japan thing where it's like he has a million 8-man tag matches, and I'm like,
Yeah. The mailbag.
There we go.
Hello, lads. I saw a clip of one of Kyrie's entrances in the 5-star Grand Prix.
how do you say?
Sorry,
Kyrie Hojo.
Sorry, in the 5-star Grand Prix. And I was just delighted at how great her gear and her pirate-related props looked. The Ross voice in my brain was calling her Kyrie Drip Drip.
Okay.
Seeing that made me want to ask what sort of look or aesthetic that draws from pop culture or games or history, or whatever, would you like to see a wrestler rock? Whether just for any wrestler or tag team or faction, in general, or a specific look you might think might work for someone. Hope this isn't a question you find too girly to indulge, crying emoji face. I just really enjoy wrestlers with detailed themed gear. I had such a soft spot for Brandon Cutler's D&D phase with his dice. Soft spot. Soft spot. Oh, it's hard to say that.
Bot.
Spot. For Brandon Cutler's D&D phase with his dice and dragon entrance headgear. God, I forgot he did that. And special one-night only gear like the White Power Ranger Seth Rollins and the Elite doing Ghostbusters gets me so hyped. Oh, it makes you feel good. Cheers and moi kiss.
Oh, an Andrew fan.
Beer from the Philippines.
Thank you, B.
Oh, thank you, Beer.
It's definitely B.
It's definitely B. Like,
Oh, I hate that. I forgot about that. See, now it's an old joke.
Now she's Blair Davenport. Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you, Blair Davenport from the Philippines.
Cheers, B. No, it's not. That's not too girly a question. No, I think it's a good one.
Yeah. I misread this, and I thought this meant one you've seen in the past. And I
No,
was
it's a
saying
new
Kenny
one.
Omega's Sans from Undertale, which again, just the audacity
I
of
laughed
doing it.
my arse off when he did that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, so we'll move on to the ones. Oh, ones that haven't that you could see. Okay.
Ken Barlow.
There we go.
Who's
Ken
Ken
Barlow.
Barlow?
I don't know who would portray him. William Regal is the standout candidate to me to portray a Ken Barlow type figure in the world of professional wrestling.
Okay.
Because I was doing a lot of reading about Ken and Roy Cropper as it comes. Well, maybe Roy as well. Maybe get Roy involved. In fact, yeah, let's get Roy involved.
Oh, yeah.
Because Roy had to marry someone to have a baby that he thought was his, but actually wasn't his. So he married this woman for no good reason.
Tracy
Barlow.
The big heel of Coronation Street.
And then they had a big to-do. But Ken or Roy, I think, is a character we haven't seen in...
B's from the Philippines. I don't know if she's going to be like, what the hell?
Oh, I love Corey in the Philippines.
Do you reckon they must have Corey in the Philippines? We get home and away over here. That's more of a distance.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Further the trouble.
Oh, I'm really trying to think.
Oh, I love you so much.
I'm really struggling with this one because it feels like a lot's been done already.
Yeah, everyone I'm thinking
Adam
of is like,
Cole
that's been done.
Why do you think I
That's
said
been
Ken
done.
Barlow?
Adam,
Smartest man in the room is always Ross.
Adam Cole came out as Mr. Halo from Halo. Master Chief. I know. God. I know the games. I do. I've never played Halo, but
Bless you.
looks
Sometimes,
more like a puma than a warthog, though.
sometimes it doesn't work, though, does it?
Ooh, very nice.
Thank
In what ways did it not work? When they did
Young
Space
Bucks.
Jam dressing up, and then they
No,
missed
that was great.
they missed the
like
basketball
that.
dunk.
Well, he did
was
that
great,
as
yeah.
well against
That's
Metro. Yeah.
No, you guys he ruled, but
When Kenny's doing his stomp and walk down there, he look badasses out.
I like when they dressed as Aladdin characters and Kenny was Jasmine in New Japan and he rocked it.
But the
He
Young
was
Bucks,
Princess Jasmine. Yeah.
he was.
when
I
the
remember.
Bucks were dressed in their little karate outfits.
Ryu and Ken. Or Ryu.
Ryu
Oh
and
yeah,
Ken.
they did. Oh, they've done that. Yeah.
If you didn't know, which I didn't know,
Oh,
they,
come
they
now.
just looked like
One
a
was-
pair of children
One
on
was
Halloween.
red and one was white. No, it looked like everyone knows.
I didn't know.
I didn't know which one Kenny Omega was because I haven't played any of the newer games.
Yeah.
So I didn't know
The
that.
best one, this will sync up with Fortnite's big reveal. New Day is Dragon Ball Z Saiyans
Oh, yeah.
That insane WrestleMania 32. Yes,
Yeah.
God.
Because we thought they were dressed as American footballers. Because they're in Dallas.
Again, the best thing was Michael Cole going, "Don't you know that they're sayings?" And like obviously reading from scripts, like, I'm smart. So,
oh man, I need to think of a fresh one.
Yeah,
a new
it's hard.
hip one. It is hard.
What is pop culture now?
TikTok and that.
Yeah, it's not actually like a thing, is it? It's just like
that's actually a very good question.
things you watch
about
on a little thing.
The
Because
program
our-
Welcome to My House or Whose House Is This or whatever it's called.
Right, our
That's
pop
pop
culture,
culture.
the idea of pop culture and what people engage in has become so splintered because we have now so many different forms of
Yeah.
entertaining and enjoying
Wow.
ourselves. Things like that's a really big question that people are still trying to get around. Which is why there's so many emphases on so many multiverses and things like video libraries and whatever else that people emphasize. Because hey, look, you guys like this still. Please like this. It's easier for us to figure out.
I don't think there's been a good Star Wars one that I can think of. I'd like to see a Star Wars
That seems
one.
almost so obvious. But
Does.
you're right.
I
Actually,
can't think of one.
a Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul thing.
Oh.
That surely must have done it. I mean,
No.
Isn't that Mark Sterling?
What is it, a lawyer? Maybe.
yeah. Okay.
That's all I know about
I'd
Saul.
really-
No,
I'd wanna
Seamus
see
had a
them.
law thing for a bit. Was it a law thing or was it I'll kick people in the head for you? You ring
can't remember
1-800-FELLA. Or whatever
Oh,
it was.
1-800 fella, I remember, yeah.
Was that not a...
I can't remember that apart from
That wasn't a
remember,
law
yeah.
thing, was it? Yeah, you can't really... I'll kick people in the head for the law. That's not how the law works, Matthew.
If they were doing Breaking Bad, you'd want them in the yellow hazmat suits.
I'd say that or dressing up as the judges from 2000 AD.
Now you're speaking my language.
go.
Yeah. Well,
Because they all wear the same outfits. They all look badass. Got giant eagle shoulder pads and shout drock to get around
yeah,
swearing.
because you're not allowed to swear. It's illegal in the future.
You drock and
in the
drock, I'll
in the
drock
year
you.
2000.
Yeah, it's because it's kids' book. I'll drock and
Yeah.
drop you drock. I'll stop doing that now.
Okay. That was good.
I hope that answers your question horribly, B. But thank
Yeah,
you very much for the girly question. We do like
Sorry.
Hey,
Wow, whoa. WWE to launch NXT Europe in 2023.
Well, Rampage Brown's going to clean up because, as we all know, he's
This is
the
on
best
Fox
wrestler.
News as well.
What? Fox News?
Should I play the thing just to
No.
NXT. Are you going to read it?
know someone else's?
Coming event. NXT UK has produced some top WWE talent like Rhea Ripley, Gunther, and Butch. WWE has its sights set on a larger international market in the coming year. The NXT brand is set to grow even more come 2023 with the creation of NXT Europe. According to the company on Thursday, NXT Europe will reimagine the brand and talent pipeline with a renewed focus on Europe. NXT UK, the company's initial foray into Europe, which launched in December 2016, will go on hiatus for a few months. WWE will run the premium live event Worlds Collide featuring the current crop of NXT and NXT UK superstars. Tyler Bate, the NXT UK champion,
No, he's not.
confronted NXT champion Braun Breaker at an NXT Heatwave earlier this week while Gallus came out and ambushed Diamond Mine. Shawn Michaels, the Vice President of Talent Development Creative for WWE, who oversees some creative aspects of the NXT brand, told Fox News Digital he was pretty excited about NXT Europe.
I'm pretty excited about
Given the success of NXT UK, he
Haha.
felt like it was time to expand beyond that, Michaels said. The planned launch of NXT Europe means NXT UK will go on a brief hiatus. Michaels said, adding the final NXT UK event will be at Worlds Collide. Michaels said the company will work with the staff and talent to launch NXT Europe bigger and better. There are currently 22 male wrestlers, 12 female wrestlers, and at least 2 on-air personalities on the NXT UK roster. Michaels divulged what will happen to the crop of talent.
What will happen to them?
So some of it, like everything with the WWE and NXT, that pipeline is always fluid. It's going to be one of those
nothing uncertain.
situations where we're going to have a lot of representation going into Worlds Collide, Michaels told Fox News Digital. It's what NXT has always been, and that is to be a pipeline for the WWE.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Shut up, Sean. So there you go, NXT Europe.
This is the BBC.
They're going
Do you
away
think-
after Worlds Collide.
Do you think it will be a brief hiatus, or do you think this is the end of NXT UK? Yeah.
You heard it. They're replaced by NXT Europe. That's bigger than the UK.
Brief hiatus, though.
So Triple H's
Global
plan,
localization.
it's back on.
Yeah.
It's back on. Not even Vince could stop this.
You're not going to Oberhausen anymore, Matthew. German rest is dead.
Hang. Fox News Digital asked Michaels whether dream matches at the Colosseum in Rome or outside the Louvre in Paris had been thought about.
I remember at times we went to Germany, it was off the charts, just fantastic.
Oh, Maffew, it's going to be WXW.
What would?
But I don't know.
That's what they asked.
I would love to go I would love to kind of go to Venice, Italy, but that's just me, he said. But look, with WWE and NXT, we just want to go and represent our brand across the world. And I certainly have some favorite places I would like to go. Look, I think Paris, France would be pretty cool.
They don't know.
Worlds Collide is set for September the 4th at 4 p.m. ET on the Peacock and the USW.
Oh, yeah, right.
So the September the 4th is All Out Day, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. I think it is. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Americans are so funny when it comes to Europe. So have you thought about wrestling on the Autobahn in Germany? That's a place we've heard of.
Roadhouse.
The Eiffel Tower. How about putting a ring on top of that, Michaels? There's no clue, have they?
So
the love for wrestling.
4 p.m. ET means it'll be like All Out's kickoff show, basically. They're not going head to head. They're going just before.
Oh, you're right. Aye.
Fair enough, because they're scared.
Unless they have it like every one of the NXT European wrestlers is wrestling.
I'm just going to check that the 4th is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The 3rd is the Saturday, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it's the Friday, but I might have miscounted there.
Dan, when's your wedding you're doing? Confirmed, it's the 3rd.
But that's at the 4th, or does it say the 3rd?
Yeah, the Sunday's the 4th. Saturday's the 3rd.
And which day is this on? This NXT
Sunday.
Europe thing? It's on the 4th.
Yeah.
Right, got you.
So you might say that NXT UK is leveled up.
Oh, literally.
No, you know.
Weird.
Yeah, weird.
I don't know. Well, none of Europe is safe now from the European
From a threat.
The European Performance Centre.
God, this is weird.
Yeah.
Oh, they've killed our scene. Now they're going to kill all the other scenes.
Yeah. If no promotion behind. Oh, we can finally say that this is the end of the glory period. Boo, Triple H. Bring Vince back. There we go. Question number 2. Hello, my fine diddlerinos. Hope the original cast is there this week because Jack's basketball nemesis is back. All this talk of Fraser being Jack's nemesis, come on now. We all know he's just trying to make the masses forget his true nemesis.
He's capitalized nemesis every time.
On to my question, though. Which of Maffew's Animal Hall of Fame nominations is the most underrated? Kidding. Oh,
He's razzled you there.
Let me be... Oh, he's my nemesis as well. Let me be serious for a moment. The real question is, if you could take one wrestler from each of the 2 current promotions in the US, sorry, major promotions in the US, and switch them to the other promotion, which wrestlers would you switch? Something from AEW to clarified there. Thanks for all the great content. Proud to be a Patreon supporter and huge fan of Cultaholic.
Thank you, David.
Keep up the great work, guys. Jack, keep practicing.
I'm a baller shot
That's
caller.
like a Bruce Forsyth thing.
Just
keep dancing.
Jesus. Hope Richard has fun in Japan. Thank you to all of Cultaholic, and have a nice day, fellas. David L. Smith, a.k.a. Jack's basketball nemesis.
It's always good to hear from David.
Yeah, what you said.
It's a
Dare
good,
you mock my dogs?
it's a good question. And I've got an answer as well.
Oh, have you?
The WWE one that I would rather see in AEW is a man named Chad Gable.
Ooh.
And the AEW one that I would like to see in WWE is Pentagon.
Oh.
Oh.
Nice pick.
As a singles guy. Not as... Because I don't think he gets enough of a spotlight. And I remember him in Lucha Underground. He was like the best thing about it.
Impact Wrestling World Champion.
Yeah. Oh, God, I forgot all about that. Yeah.
That's a nice pick. I would have Mustafa Ali. Because rather like, and it's weird to have it in this place, I think he could be a way bigger deal with the indie love he has and the fact that he's just such a beautiful man. And AEW.
Goodness, yes.
Going there. So someone from AEW to WWE is a trade. I think Hook would do well.
Oh, I don't think he would.
Do you not think so?
No.
No?
No.
What this?
I think the presentation-wise, AEW lends itself more to irony, which is where Hook started for me. The irony turned into serious pops and whatnot and love from. Do you ever get the irony bit at the start of Hook? Like, he's just Taz's son. But now he's not just that.
And then when CM Punk said send Hook, and it was like, yeah, do it.
Yeah, I think yeah. But they also like, modern day WWE likes it when people get over. Yeah, but 10 years ago, he would have died in his ass. But no, I can see it working because he's got the the looks, he's cool. They're trying to get young people to watch this show. They can't
Cora
all,
Jade should be
they
with
can't
him.
go, hey, what's that?
Cora Jade should be with him.
Yeah. But Christian's going to hate this podcast. So, yeah, they need, like getting Logan Paul and whatever, and it's like, kids need to watch this stuff. It can't just be, 56-year-old Shawn Michaels going, I think I'm cute. They're going to have some young ones coming in and looking cool and stuff. And so I think that's why I think Hook would do well.
Fair enough.
What about you, Ross?
Andrade straight back. Main
easy
event
one.
is straight away into Triple H, I think.
Yep.
And then from I think you took mine, to be fair. Mustafa Ali would have been mine as well to go over to AEW. I'm not going to offer an alternative because that's the best one.
Cedric Alexander?
Triple H likes him, though. He personally signed him. This guy.
Yeah. This guy right here be a loser for 2 years and I'll come back and be a winner again. Hello again, Sexpots. Hello.
Goodness.
Second time emailing, so I'll spell you the big long spiel, saying how great and lovely you all are, even if it bears repeating. Straight in with a simple question, Bonnie lads.
Bonnie lad.
With the obvious caveat, is that right?
Yeah.
Caveat that the algorithm prevents you from going into a deep dive. Can you ever see Vince going in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, it's an interesting one.
How could he not? Oh. So it's double-sided. There we go. I wasn't caught off. If so, when and who inducts him? Thank you again, everyone in front of and behind the camera. Hey.
Bada bing, bada boom.
All the best, Michael.
Just spat me water in your direction there, Dan. That's my sign of respect. Pa.
Yeah. All the best, Michael Sheard from Aberdeen, Scotland, not Washington. Put the map away. Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sean.
Interesting question as well.
Yeah, he will.
Do you think?
Once it's all blown over.
Yeah, about 3 years.
Yeah.
Maybe sooner, maybe 2.
Hogan went in after 2015, didn't he?
He did, actually, yeah. Who would induct him?
Vince. No, it'd be Stephanie, wouldn't it?
I think Steph.
Yeah, her hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be Steph, wouldn't it?
Who would indict? Induct. Very sorry.
Oh, man.
Donald Trump.
He probably will.
Go the whole hog. Have Donald Trump and put him in the Hall of Fame.
He probably will go in, won't he?
He paid him enough.
When I first read that question, I was like, nah, he won't go in. I thought, it's Vince McMahon, it's his company, of course he will. Yeah. Oh, no, he never wants to. It'll be after he dies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They'll do the Warrior. Do you think they do the
Vince Award?
The McMahon Award.
No, they wouldn't do the McMahon. I think that...
I mean, all the Warrior stuff was pretty public knowledge, and they still did the Warrior Award, didn't
Yeah, it's a
Warrior
different time,
Award
though.
For
2040.
loving children and people who are different. The Warrior.
I think that... he will go in, but he won't. He'll be after he's dead because he doesn't want to go in. And I think it'll be Steph.
Yeah.
And I think that by this point, we'll be so far in the Triple H era that the Hall of Fame ceremony will be held in a dungeon with skulls and chains everywhere.
That's right, Vince. I'm giving you the Lemmy Award. He's playing guitar solo. Like Slash at the end of November Rain. Oh, God. What up, chumps? Oh, it's us. I went back and forth whether or not to tell the story, but decided it needed to come out.
This is amazing.
Whoa.
I've skipped ahead of you. Oh, no.
Is it true?
A while back, I was in a bar in Oberhausen. I already hate this. Having a drink after a VXV event.
You've been to that.
As I sip my pint,
That's what your holiday home is, isn't it?
I heard from across the room a bartender say, yeah, well, how do you decide what is and isn't a bad drink? From the other side of the bar, a man retorted, by drinking your cocktails.
By drinking your cocktails.
Up to now, that bit sounds believable. I nearly caught whiplash turning around. And there was Maffew. It says Maffew here, TTHEW, it's somebody else. Wild-eyed and cackling with laughter as he repeatedly slapped the bar surfs. Okay.
That checks out.
So
That's,
far, it's me. I don't know where that came from, by the way. His crew.
Oh.
What crew? Me, Volta, Ilya.
Yeah.
Sheepishly laughed along while nervously look around at one another, causing one to carelessly spill his drink towards the big botch man, coating him in Pilsner. All right, there we go. I found the big lie. The laughter abruptly stopped, and the friend of Maffew, or Evil Uno, gasped in horror, then tried to apologize through fits of hyperventilating before he was cut off. You've made a fatal botch. Rode the man of 1,000 dog pictures, closing in on his former companion with movements reminiscent of WWE's Apex Predator.
Wow.
It was an accident, stammered the terrified man. You're just so funny, I couldn't control myself. But Big Matty V misinterpreted the terror in his voice for sarcasm and lambasted the man for being, quote, oh no! Oh, okay, this is the bit that stings the most. Lambasted the man for being ascending. The bar watched in disbelief as Matty Dripbotch lifted a bar leaner and hurled it across the room.
Barlina.
Causing it to strike,
Oh.
yeah, you know, Del Boy. Causing it to strike a wall and fragment into hundreds of pieces. He then pointed at the rubble, eyes still trained on the clumsy culprit, and belted, "You are the table," before cocking his fist in a manner all too familiar to the wrestling fans in the establishment that night.
Oh, I think it would be the table if it hadn't broken into a million pieces.
Yeah, exactly. These guys are what we're talking about. Maffew, Eleanor, Greg, what? Sober as a church mouse, the congregation decided to drown in a vat of communion wine. Oh, I see. Leapt through the air and delivered a devastating Superman punch, doing to the man's jaw what he does to the English language every podcast.
Oh my God. That's personal now.
Take him to the boshpital. Oh no, Nick bastard. I'm guilty, Your Honor. Remarked the big money Matt as he confidently exited the bar to the theme of Javox for Elegato, playing faintly from the Spotify app of his iPhone.
Oh my God.
I've not been able to get the image of the poor man's shattered face from my head since it begs the question, who raised the briefcase to King of the Ring 99?
All that for that.
Sincerely a concerned citizen, Cody Ayres. Cody, take a bow.
Thank you, Cody. Do you know Cody or not? No,
I
genuinely.
know him very well, apparently not. I don't.
Okay.
But I love him.
Very good.
Oh my Christ.
At first, until
I got worried. Like a third of the way through, I'm like, hang on.
Until the bit where you got angry, I thought this was really you.
I swear I must have said that on a night out. How do you decide it wasn't a bad drink? My drink. That does sound something I'd yell.
It does.
And yeah.
Huh.
I was convinced. I've got to be honest.
Thank you for posting this to us and not putting it on Twitter, because I'm sure many of my mates have gone, yeah, this happened. Oh,
Hey, that's-
God.
Hey.
Who raised the briefcase?
Interestingly, Lucas just shared the old picture of Triple H's global localization.
And where?
And
Is
the
that the
hu-
house in there?
No,
Well, it's in
all
Ge-
of
all
Europe.
of Europe.
God,
all
all
of
of
Eu-
Germany.
all of Europe.
All of Western and
all of-
Central Europe.
Yeah, Western and Central. Then we've got like the southern bit, and then there's a bit over there.
There's all of South America.
And you got all of
The entire continent of South America.
all of South. I can't work out one.
That's the Middle East.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that's India. And then China and Japan. Why is it funny that the Middle East?
Just you going, yeah, that's the Middle East. Dougal.
Well, the Middle East is actually way more west than you think it's going to be. Yeah.
Yeah, contrary to its name.
Well, it's the Middle East, yeah, of course. And then you got the Middle
Cody, I can't remember.
Oh, fair enough.
Big Boss Man, I think. Doesn't really matter.
Was it Steve Blackman?
No, you know what? They never answered it.
No.
I don't think.
Goldust.
It was Luchasaurus.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's a half-hearted
A wizard
attempt
did
to
it.
follow. I can't follow that. Why am I even tempted to? Thank you very much, the concerned citizens and people who have genuine questions and everything else. That was amazing. If you have any similar, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Love you. Reese's Pieces. Hey there, diddlers. My fiance and I have recently been talking about starting a family, and the conversation of baby names came up. However, like most things, I had to make a laugh out of it. We were watching SummerSlam at that time, so I decided to rattle off some baby name ideas based on W superstars past and present. I then thought it would make a fascinating wrist piss. Where's this going? So, the rules, using your surname, beg your pardon. You must choose between the two wrestlers' names to give your future child as their first name. Okay? If the wrestler has more than one name, i.e. Rob Van Dam, the baby's middle name must be Van Dam. Right. I appreciate and admire everything all you boys do. There's not a day goes by without some cultaholic content in my house. All the best. Former Manchester City forward, Darius Vassell. Or Lewis from Blackpool, whichever you prefer. Thank you very much, Darius. All right, lads, we know how this works now. Here's a list of
we're using our own
adorable
surnames.
baby names. Yeah, so this will be and then your surname. So it'll be Greg, Twiddell, and Jobber. Sorry. Rikishi or Bully Ray?
I'm going for Bully Ray because Bully Ray King sounds like the tennis player.
I was going to say. Yeah.
Bully Ray Tweddle sounds like Billy Ray Cyrus.
Bully Ray Greg doesn't sound right at all, but it's close to that. The Rikishi Greg. That's not coming or going, is it? Yeah, Bully Ray Greg. Madcap Moss or Happy Corbin?
Happy Gilmore. Happy's an acceptable name more than Madcap, so I'll go for Happy Corbin King.
I wouldn't dare condemn my offspring to a name like Madcap. Happy Corbin Tweddle. That's a mouthful.
You can't have MM and then G. It's going to be like Madcap Moss Maffew, but that's not how this works. So Happy Corbin Greg. Yeah, I'll do that. The Rock or The Undertaker.
I think The Rock would lead to them possibly being nicknamed Rocky, whereas Undertaker, you can't do anything with that. So I'll go for The Rock King. That sounds
Rock
rubbish.
King out. Yeah. Like Triple H at Vince's induction.
Well, it just doesn't work, does it? The Rock Tweddle, The Rock The Rock. Yeah, The Rock Tweddle. It'll do.
The Under Tweddle.
The Under Tweddle. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Can we hybrid them?
Sure. Let's just go nowhere. I'm going to The Rock, because then you go, The Rock, Greg, this.
Okay.
Look, I'm doing what I can. Bastion, you've just been mean now, lad. Bastion Booger or Scotty Too Hotty?
Scotty Too Hotty King. Can't be Bastion Booger King. That's awful. I think Scotty Too Hotty on balance. There's a real name in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And like Booger, you're going to get bullied, aren't you?
Scotty Too Hotty.
Scotty Too Hotty Tweddle. Cowabunga on the skateboard, I'm saying.
Steve, James, Scotty Too Hotty.
I'll pick Bastion Booger, Greg. I can almost see that working. I don't know why. BBG.
He's not my lover.
He's just a girl. Dolph Ziggler or Kung Fu Naki?
Because Dolph Ziggler's the more realistic name, but also the more ridiculous name. Kung Fu Naki King.
Kung Fu Naki?
Yeah.
For a lad from Jarrow.
Dolph Ziggler King.
Dolph Ziggler Tweddle.
I'm not supposed to be just picking the first name of these wrestlers. So
What?
Is it not Bastion? I'm not looking at this. Like Bastion Greg, not Bastion Booger Greg.
Well, it can't be the versus the for The Rock and The Undertaker.
Because Dolph King could work. It sounds like Dolphin.
Dolphin, and you want to be called Dolphin?
Yeah, Kung Fu would be better. Kung Fu King, eh? I hate Dolph. The name. Yeah, go on then, Dolph Greg.
Kung Fu Dolph Greg.
To show my appreciation of the wrestler. Exceeding above all odds. Disco Inferno or the Great Khali?
Great Khali King.
The Great Khali Tweddle, because Disco Inferno is a twat.
Yeah.
I sound like Ben Potter there.
He's a twat.
He's a twat.
I'll pick the name, not the wrestler, Disco Inferno Greg, because then it's Dig. It's my favorite Mudvayne song. Just Incredible or Logan Paul? Oh my god.
Assuming one of these is its middle name, it'll be either Justin King or Logan King. I'd rather be called Justin than Logan, because Logan, I think people would assume that I'm a Logan Paul fan, and I've named my child after Logan Paul. Just Incredible King. No, that's weird. Yeah,
it ruins the pun as well if you had a name to that.
I know.
I can take the punt to new levels with my name.
Go on.
Justin Tweddable.
Oh. Well, I have to pick Logan Paul because he's my new favorite wrestler. Logan Paul, Greg.
Are you sticking with that?
I'll put in the middle name, yes, I named him after Logan Paul. Chili McFreeze or Terrorizing? Oh, well, lads.
Chili King. Chili McFreeze King.
I want to stick Twaddle at the front, that for Twaddle McFreeze.
That's good.
But I can't. So terrorising Twaddle.
Chili Greg just sounds like a bad double entendre. Donald McFreeze, Greg.
A what?
I don't know. It's rubbish, this. Terrorising Greg. Yeah, go on
Let's pick
then.
it up, lads.
Yeah.
We're near the finishing
Go on,
line.
lads. Luchasaurus
Come
or
on.
Awesome Kong? What have you got, Jack?
Awesome Kong King next. Obviously that one.
Kong King.
Yeah,
Oh, there we
Awesome
go.
Kong
Yeah.
King.
Luchasaurus Twaddle.
Lucha-licious.
Lucha-licious. Would you like a chickalicious?
Kong Greg, I like the name of. It sounds awesome to me. Shark Boy or Curry Man?
I think Shark Boy would get bullied marginally less than Curry Man. You can't be called Curry Man.
I think the schoolyard would be terrified of Shark Boy.
Yeah.
Insert name here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's a shark, is he? Oh.
There was always a kid in primary
Lots
school.
of bark and lots of bite as
There
well.
was always a kid in everyone's year in primary school who bit everyone. Do you not think?
Was there?
Yeah, ours was called Lee. Lee was the biter in our year.
Lee stinks of wee.
Yeah.
And he is a moron.
We didn't sing that to him. He would have bit us if he...
But then, yeah, you wouldn't want to be next to him if you were called Curry Man, Greg, because he'd be like, I love curry, mate. Oh. 2 dimes or Dude Love.
Dude Love King. 2 dimes King. Dude. These are both equally bad. I think we'll go for Dude Love.
I'll go for the alliteration for mine. 2 times Twaddle.
That's good. The alliteration. 2
TT.
TD.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's good
Oh,
enough.
whatever.
the
Yeah.
bookend of
Why
alliteration.
am I going to... You're right, I'm very sorry. Dude Love Greg, because Greg loves dudes. JBL or the Blue Meanie? Oh, they're fighting.
JBL King, because JBL's a real name. That one wasn't too hard, actually.
Blue Meanie Twaddle. I couldn't in good faith do that.
JBLG. Yeah. Once again, keep up the amazing work. We do our best. Thank you very much, Darius.
Thank you, Darius.
Appreciate that
Come
one.
on.
That was a weird one, but we appreciate the effort.
Can you say Darius? It's not Darius. It's Darius.
Yeah,
Is it?
Darius
Oh,
Vassell, sorry.
Darius.
Darius.
From England
Rest in
International.
peace, Darius.
Yes.
And rest in peace, Darius Dinesh, yeah.
Yes.
Darius Dinesh Campbell.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much. If you have any Reese's Pieces yourselves, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
What another long one it's been, lads. Wee.
But we call it the podcast curse. Ha ha ha.
That's gone well in the
Yeah, that'll be it.
I love that because we've gone so long. The news has happened.
For now.
Touch wood.
The last time I laughed about catching the curse was when Vince resigned that week.
That's a good reason to laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, me and Tom reacting strongly to that. Just want to tell you, he's resigned.
Janice Street Porter in the office.
No. I look really good. And Tom's instantly like, all right, battle stations, lads. And I'm just like in shock.
News video.
Oh,
Tom loves that though. It's like you
does,
just push a big red news button.
used to it.
News videos!
well, I can do a news video about that if you want. No, Tom, I've done like 10 today. I don't want to do it. No, I never missed
Tom, it's 10 p.m. at night. Just go to bed, will you?
Yeah. Stop producing.
How does he
like
do
our
it, man?
producers.
How does he do it?
Cocaine.
Yeah, very good.
Reno 2200. Noah Anderson.
Anderson.
Nick Robbie.
Robbie.
And Buddy.
Buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Thank you very much.
I want to give another shout out to Reno there because I ignored him when you read them all through the first time. Reno.
Loved your work in WCW.
Yes. Yeah.
I was watching a hardcore match the other day between Reno.
Yeah.
Who the bloody hell was it? Was it a
Reno.
It was on a pay-per-view towards the end, obviously.
What, Reno?
Yeah, he was on a pay-per-view towards the end.
Johnny
I've
the
forgotten
Bull?
who
Just
it
feud
was.
with him?
It doesn't really matter.
Terry Funk, Meng, Don
No,
Smiley,
no.
Crowbar.
Norman Smiley.
Torbo.
Wow, I knew I'd get there.
Yeah.
Baby. Okay.
One of the last ones in WCW.
Wow.
It was crap.
Remember that one where Johnny the Bull does a senton off the top rope and nearly breaks his spine? He lands right on his
No.
coccyx.
He does a leg drop.
The leg drop, sorry, yeah.
And he blew his arse out.
God.
The big question this week, what will be the headline match at AEW? Balls out. Because we thought, using our logic, because we're so smart, right? CM Punk, returning back, taking on John Moxley. Who is the big daddy of them all? Who is the person? Is it the person who currently holds the championship, or is it the interim? And now we don't know, because it was announced that is going to actually be on next week's Dynamite. Dun dun dun. where, providing it goes to a proper finish, they're not now a long draw or Broadway or anything like that, or Eddie Kingston hears what CM Punk said about him and decides to get him in the parking lot before the show, that means we'll have a champion settled. So then, what is going to be the headline match for this big old pay-per-view?
I have an answer.
Well, I'd hope you would.
The one that I really think is one that Ross said earlier, so I might let him expand on that more if that's still
I don't
your
want
one.
to. You can.
But I've got another one.
Oh, right. Well, I'll think... My heart wants it to be Moxley wins next week.
Oh!
Because then I think that'll
sound like Regal.
It'll set Punk off on a proper heelish thing. But me head says Punk will win next week, and at the end of the show, MJF will return, and then that'll be the main event: Punk versus MJF.
Wow! If Moxley was to win, who would he go against?
I don't believe it. MJF would work there as well. Wouldn't
Yeah,
he?
he would as well. Yeah, that's true.
I could see Kenny Omega going, well, you're only holding the belt because I've been away for 10 months. Sorry, from all those titles I've been winning and defending everywhere else.
And I need that belt to keep me hip flexors in place. They're falling off without it. Why am I laughing at a guy's injuries?
Where's my washboard? I love your impressions of people. But, yeah, those are viable options. Hangman Page could stick his beak in as well.
He wrote him off as a coward.
Yeah.
Shoot rivalry.
The heart, not the brain. Because you got to think with the heart more than the brain when it comes to wrestling.
Listen to your heart.
Yeah. Once Eddie Kingston goes,
Watching Mikel
oh,
Arteta.
you want the title shot, do you? Me and you got unfinished business, pal.
You C word.
Yeah, were you talking about me?
I think, and this one, this is just an alternative one, which I don't think will happen, but it could be an interesting one for the thumbnails. I don't know. Just a bit of an outlier. Who's just won a big match recently, and it would be a dream match between him and Punk again.
Flair?
No, Danielson. Danielson, actually. But I think if they were going to do Punk versus Danielson, I'd want that to have more build, I think.
Yeah.
Where they'd have promos about who's the real indie legend and all this sort of stuff.
I think that's something, for a bit further down the road.
That
It's
is
too
good
soon for
thumbnail fodder, though, Dan.
that. Oh, I mean, that's a good idea.
Thumbnail
That's good. Yeah.
fodder.
Could they just do it? Could they just keep it? Would this ever work to sell a show? Because I think All Out will do well anyway, because people buy the AEW pay-per-views and everything, and they always sell out. So would they be able to bill CM Punk or John Moxley, I guess, but assuming Punk wins, CM Punk versus mystery opponent, would that work?
For the headline?
Yeah.
No.
Rave.
I think. If it was MJF then, if it was big, or if it was like a big shocking
Meltzer's
one.
always said that any pay-per-view with like that mystery, it's not like a guaranteed. It's not
Savio
that person
Vega.
have not drawn well.
Really?
People wrestling pay-per-views need to have, or they draw better based on what you're going to get.
Okay.
That's why tournament-based pay-per-views like King of the Ring always draw less because you don't know what you're getting necessarily.
Okay, that makes sense.
So.
Well, fair enough.
I mean, from just a narrative or whatever, just a person who enjoys storylines, it works great for us. But apparently, just overall numbers-wise,
Okay,
it's
fair
a
enough.
disaster for AEW.
I imagine
Sacrifice.
Tony would love to do that once, though, at least.
Aye.
I just have.
I think if anyone could do it.
Yeah, but God, imagine them saying mystery opponent after all the other surprise appearances they'd have. They'd have to have Lutez himself come down to meet the expectations of the crowd. Pachi's favorite wrestler.
Yes, Pachi's favorite wrestler. I think it was like fourth favorite. Who else could? So we've said Danielson, MJF. Oh, I hope it is MJF. That would be great.
I don't think there's anyone else, is there, in the conversation?
There's actually not that many. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad Jericho's away from it for a bit.
Yeah.
'Cause he's dealing with
He's
Garcia
lost
and
two
stuff.
recently. You could say Danielson is as well. We're gonna get Danielson versus Jericho.
Just have a look at the rankings. See who's at the top of the rankings.
Oh, yeah.
Official rankings as of Wednesday, the 10th of August, 2022. Your men's. Hangman's number 1. Powerhouse Hobbs is number 2.
What?
Jericho is number 3. Garcia number 4. Jay Lethal number 5.
What?
Well, not Jay Lethal. I wouldn't. Well, too soon
The
for
headline
Garcia.
all out though for Powerhouse is.
Too soon for Garcia and
Oh
Hobbs.
yeah. Not that I wouldn't like to see it in the future.
No, they're going to have their blow-off match, so no.
Yeah.
And then Jericho, as you said, now.
Claudio Castagnoli, ROH versus AEW champion.
They need to figure out what the hell they're doing with Ring of Honor
Yeah,
first
they
of all
do.
before they.
How about let's bring in some Naito? No, because people know who he is. I'm trying to make a joke about being a random person that nobody really cares about.
Naito would.
Terry Funk.
Aye. What about? Oh no, that's a bad shout. Silly me. This is Samoa Joe, but Punk and Joe have had a legendary series that they just wouldn't be able to live up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be like hey, AEW Rampage headlined by this week, just as a novelty, like they did with Suzuki and all that.
Yeah. Not a
Yeah, not a
not a
pay-per-view,
pay-per-view
no.
headliner. Jungle Boy. Eddie
One
Kingston
day.
rematch.
You said that like Justin Roberts.
I
there.
did on purpose.
Wow.
Yeah, a rematch with Eddie Kingston. If it was, I'd watch Moxley or Punk versus Kingston. To be fair, different dynamics for different needs.
Hook.
Nope.
Not yet.
Send him.
But it was Punk who said it. Yeah.
Soon.
Taz
Oh.
with the rice pudding.
I can't wait to go home and watch that. By the way.
Really good.
Triple H. Punk's gonna get his win back.
Bret Hart.
Yes.
The biggest Bret Hart fan that isn't Dax Harwood. CM
Oh,
Punk.
Dax Harwood.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
Dax
it wouldn't
Harwood.
sell. I don't know if it would sell that well, but
yeah.
I'd love that. That'd be
Yeah.
great. Oh, he'd love that. I don't know. That'd be class, though.
Yes, it would be.
Yes.
You know, what's
Yes.
class. Doing this podcast with you two fine gentlemen.
It's okay, isn't it?
It's fine.
It's a way to pass the time.
We do our best. And we hope we've helped you guys as well, listening wherever you are, doing whatever you're doing. Jack, we've got on top for us until next week.
On top. Yeah, that was a bit odd.
It's just that English language I'm known for butchering.
Wednesday, weekly Twitch streams with Owen Mawson. We are about to start our 7th or 8th season with the Fabes, still in the championship. We've signed some players. We've signed, for example, Evil Remy, Zach the Jobber. There's a guy called Zach in the chat wanted us to call him Zach the Jobber, so he's like my son now in the team. Evil Remy, because he wanted 5 Pound Ken's number. He wouldn't sign unless he was guaranteed to have number 5. He is a centre back, which is more of a number 5 number, but and Ken's a winger, but I don't know about that. It's 5 Pound Ken.
Is that stuff that comes up in the game?
It's part of his contract demands was like expects number 5.
Hey, Zinedine Zidane was number 5 for Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but Zinedine Zidane can.
And he was a 10 or a
£5
6 if
Ken.
anything. Yeah, 5 Pound Ken. William Gallas had like 10, I think, for Tottenham.
João Cancelo's got number 7. Game's gone.
Oh, but he can do everything. So we got them. Also,
Aruna Kone was number 2 for Wigan.
do check out my.
Was it? I don't know.
Do check out, if you haven't seen it or if you missed it, my CM Punk story of the original Summer of Punk, which Richard did a wonderful job editing. Now he's in Japan.
Yeah.
And I've finished writing, but it needs to be recorded still. The next weirdest episodes of.
Ooh.
I don't know if I should
Give
give
us
a
a hint.
clue. One. Woo. There you go. It's a hint.
Thanks, Jack. Oh, I know exactly the episode you're talking about. How have you got for us, Ross?
I've got a couple of bits of camera that'll be out next week at some point, and then I did a very arrogant tier list with Fraser. He's making his debut with Gary.
Oh, I see. Yes. What is it on?
It's on. I don't know when it's coming out because Sam's been very busy and Sam's the tier list guy, but it is about. It's going to cause riots, this one, because it's which we're ranking the. Well, not rank. Well, we're putting in a tier like which titles currently active here in August of 2022 is the most prestigious in the world of wrestling. So is the WWE... Well, we'll split the UWU into the 2 belts that they are, but is the WWE and the Universal, is that more prestigious in the AEW world?
Ooh.
So yeah, that'll be a fun comment section to read, and I get a couple of death threats, but you know, what's new, eh? What's new? What about you?
Doing those videos of it, watch the world burn. I like it.
What about you? Me
and Tom doing Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review as usual, and I'll be catching up on Sleep. Looking forward to that.
Fair.
Yeah. By the way, I'd like to say I do like your almost Mean Street Posse attire.
I know they're from H&M. I've got 2 of them now. The other one's got a purple sleeve and like a cream sleeve. But yeah,
They are different sleeve
They
colours.
are different sleeve colours.
You
but I
notice
can't,
that?
it's a t-shirt.
I've only just noticed that. Jesus.
It's not a tank top. It's a t-shirt.
Right.
But they're from H&M. I don't know why.
H&M.
Do you notice that CM Punk was wearing Seth Rollins' coffee shop on his t-shirt?
I got told about it, but I'm like,
I think it was
is it just
the
black
being friendly, I
Davenport
guess?
coffee or whatever. FOC.
Seth
So
Rollins,
maybe
he
that's
was in
something
the
different. Maybe
Shield.
that's something
Maybe
different.
And John Moxley was in the
he
Shield.
could be in the main event of All Out.
Oh,
He's at GC Dub.
But I do think Claudio's got a hand in that coffee shop.
Bless you.
Oh,
Oh, yes, he does, doesn't he? Could be bless you. Could be who's your hero? Chris Hero. Knock you out with a Maffew kick and all that stuff that he says in the rap.
And Eddie Kingston can kill him.
Yeah, because he hates him. Yeah.
Colt Cabana.
Oh, get him in the thumbnail.
Oh, boom, boom.
Boom. Save it right at the end there.
Fantastic.
You sounded fantastically Wade Barrett there with your boom booms.
Oh, boom.
Boom, 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 boom. This has been the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
It
and you
has.
can, of course, send us your lovely thoughts and queries to mailbag@cultaholic.com. And the Hall of Fame, very prestigious Hall of Fame, can be voted in for at patreon.com/Cultaholic. This has been Jack. This has been Ross. This has been myself. This has been Dan. Hello. We're going to wave you goodbye. We're going to edge you. And we'll do so by pointing at the camera and think of something for you to say.
Well, I've got something because I've been this impersonation, right? I just want you to say who it is and what song it's from.
Okay.
Who bear?
Ooh, can you do it again?
Who bear?
Was the cough at the start just you preparing for the second
was just
one?
me
Or was that part
preparing,
of it?
yeah.
All right, so it's just the.
Who bear?
Is that from a song?
Yeah.
Is it one of the
The
things?
80s.
Oh, because I was going to
A
guess.
duo of men. Who bear?
Who bear? I don't know what word that is.
No.
George Michael from Baby I'm Your Man. I've been told that sounds nothing like him, but I disagree. I think it sounds just like
How does the song go?
If you're gonna do it right, right, do it.
Slowly.
I don't even think he says who bear. I think I've done that ad lib myself.
Right. When's he shout that?
You listen to the chorus, you'll hear him say,
Who bear?
"Who bear?" But to me,
Sounds like when Chandler's do. Whoop-ha.
but that's what I'm going to do when I point.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for setting
What are
that
you
up.
going to? What are you going to do?
I'm going to do the same.
Oh yeah,
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 I'll
we'll do it in the
same.
same.
Give me your best George Michaels, everybody.
It's best George Michaels. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Who bear? It's just like he's in the room.
Famously aggressive George Michael.
Wham.